Yeah, drop a Hearthstone meme on it. There you go.
Woo!
Okay?
Yeah, I'm excited. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host.
Oh, that's
Rob.
cool.
You know what, the stinger.
Bit niche.
Yeah.
I like the...
What's this?
That's a Fortnite thing.
Nerd life.
Nerd life. Yeah, I'm your host, Rob. Welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm joined. It's a Thursday. Oh wait, actually, hold on. Let me start the recording for the podcast. One more time. Hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob, and here on a Thursday, the best Thursday, I'm joined by Tom.
Is Speckles rubbish at Warhammer?
He's terrible at Warhammer. Okay. Yeah. And Nikos.
Hello.
Hello. Welcome to our Thursday show, which is live streamed on Twitch, Facebook, and YouTube. We're going to take questions on Twitch, so if you're watching anywhere else, jump on there. If you listen to the podcast, I just want to say that it's been brought to you by all the lovely people on Patreon and the people on Twitch who subscribe and donate money. So big thanks and shout out. Tom, I've got some news for you.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm going to ask you both how you are in a minute. I'm going to go straight in with some news that I didn't tell you about. We had a big, long email, lovely email, in fact, to the Honest Wargamer. We've had loads of great people doing loads of stuff. A couple of new patrons this week. Kim Bartlett became a new patron, as did Dayton Obrey. I hope I'm saying that right, which is lovely. But we had a message from...
Mart M.
No, this is from Dan. We had a big, long email from Dan. Who has become a patron member, yes. And he was just talking about how he's like, I don't give a fuck about the AOS stuff, just do more 40k. Yeah, 40k is the best, and you guys are great. And I was like, and he mentioned you, Tom, by name. He said, I love hearing about Eldar, but also fuck you, Eldar. So that's to you.
I agree with that.
Nicholas mentioned you and said it was great hearing about you. And he liked your the part you play in mediating between me and Tom.
Shouting
the middleman. The middleman.
Yeah, so I just thought I'd go straight in with that because I thought that was lovely and worth mentioning. New patrons for everyone. Everyone in the chat, hello. Hi, Retasanti, hello. Yeah, sometimes you'll no longer get emails because they've changed it. Also, Gmen226, thanks for subscribing to the show.
G, what a G.
Yeah, G-Men. So normally someone's a G-Man, but...
G-Men.
An autonomous collective of G-Men.
He's a plurality of G-Men.
In 226 G-Mans, creating the G-Men.
G-Big Mans.
Yes. Hi, Hydrad. Dionysus. Oh, he's there. Our man Dionysus.
I love Dick.
Have you met Dick?
Have I met what?
I love Dick.
Dick's great.
Dick's great. Have you met Dick?
I mean, Dick is pretty great, but I think we're talking about a different Dick.
Hi, Eyeglasses. I just play Ian. I did see a tweet earlier. I'm going to get back to you later tonight. If ever I've not replied to someone on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch, a bunch of things, I'm sorry.
Because too many people are tweeting at you constantly.
Well, it's just as a lot.
Your massive follow account is really intimidating.
A massive follow account?
Yeah,
is it?
No.
I just want to eventually just be Beyonce so I can just be known as Just Rob.
There you go.
Just Rob.
Just Rob.
I'm just Nikos.
Yeah, just Nikos. Yeah, that's your Twitter handle. Someone also did mention that they hate it when we do this little chat at the beginning, and they want us to just get straight in the subject. So if you're listening, fuck off. Yeah. Okay. We need to warm up, don't we?
Yeah, was it John?
We need to warm up. Yeah, it was John. It was John Scrivens. He said, "Screw you." Hi, Servitor. Evening from the pub. Beer and 40k Thursday. That's badass.
Is it like being broadcast to the entire pub or just you?
I think Servitor's going to end up with a bunch of ladies stood behind him watching the same stream.
Yes.
Yes.
It is a good way to attract the ladies.
Is that his chat-up techniques? He just stand there with... I mean, he has got a child. I assume he's in like a committed relationship. But maybe also Thursday night he's like, plays 40k, just has loads of ladies hang out with him at the same time because he's such a sexy man. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Right. Tom's hair is back.
It is. It's only took. I cut it right before the ETC, and it only just started growing back. I'm not entirely sure I've got some kind of disease or something.
Are you talking to us about how time works?
Well, like normally it goes back within 6 weeks. Like normally it's up here within 6 weeks. We've had 8 weeks, and it's still pretty short.
I don't know. Maybe it was the shame.
It could be.
It could be. Performance.
Yeah.
G-Men
I like running it down mid every 10 games. That's how it works.
Gmen226, thanks for donating 1,000 bits to the show. That's lovely.
Oh no, poor chat.
Big thank you. That's lovely. And also Carl Mack's in the chat. Carl Mack, by the way, has bought the Salamander Dreadnought from Forge World, the character.
Brioff Ashmantle.
Ashmantle, and he's trying to find the show that we did on him. And
it was very early on.
Yeah, very early on. I'm trying to find it. I remember the audio being super bad, and it might not have actually even gone up, so we might have to redo that. Because he wants to run an all-Salamander chapter Dreadnought army, Nikos, which is your dream, right? And what we suggested like a year ago.
Well, what we could do is we all get given a list concept, and we all go away and build a list, and we just bring the 3 different list builds that we have for that idea.
Cool. Yeah.
And then the person who requested it gets to choose a list.
Yeah, I like that idea.
Yeah.
There you go.
I've recently, so I've got 1 Dreadnought with double autocannon. I've now got the bits to make 3.
Nice.
So I'm scheming towards a list which has 3 double autocannon.
Sounds like 5th edition.
Dreadnoughts.
A Salamander list.
It's either Salamanders. I like it for Salamanders or Dark Angels.
Do you want to tell people why it's so good as Salamanders?
So Salamanders, it's not amazing for autocannons because you've got a lot of shots, but obviously with Salamanders you can have a captain and lieutenant, so you're rerolling 1s and 1s to hit and to wound. You could even have a chapter master, so you're rerolling all your hits and 1s to wound. And then Salamanders, per unit, you get an extra additional reroll. So you're hitting on 3s, you're rerolling 1s, and then if there's a few cheeky 2s in there, you can reroll those. Yeah. But I also like the Dreadnought idea for Dark Angels because you don't need to buy a captain then if you just stand them still. You just need to buy the lieutenant to sit behind them. Because if you stand still, you're rerolling 1s to hit anyway, and then reroll 1s to wound.
Yeah. So I really like it, but it works on MSU Elite Art units, right?
Yeah. I think it's my favourite chapter trait for good guy Marines.
Plus being green, I've seen someone, G-Men, thanks also for another 100 bits. That's real cool of you. Karl Mack says it, by the way, if we design a list for him. Karl Mack, not Karl Marx. Sometimes I say that. Hi, Groovy Greg.
Utilising his maid to do all the work for him for no pay again.
Yeah. Just to play it, Ian says, I don't really 40k. That's fine. You'll be fine. Hi, DJ Batman, who loved Nikos. He loved, I'm pretty certain that's the right person, different between Twitch stream name and Facebook conversation. Loved the 40k.
I'm glad.
40k and wants more.
Yeah.
Wants to find out more. So we need to arrange more.
More?
More! Yeah, he's very excited about what's happening with coffee.
I'm sure we can arrange that.
Kafifi.
Kafefe.
I think it needs to be changed to Kafefe, doesn't it?
Yeah. A hi, host of Wargaming. I hope you're doing really well. You guys should, by the way, if you listen to the podcast, you should go to check out Hellstorm Wargaming. Those guys are great. They've got hilarious accents though.
Just got back from Gibraltar.
Yeah, he has just got back from Gibraltar, which is amazing because I didn't think anyone from Sheffield had ever travelled to another country before.
I presume you were the furthest one.
I've got the furthest.
And you were reporting back to everybody.
I hold first, second and third.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Washington DC, Athens and Zagreb. That's top 3. Don't happen.
Groovy Greg. Also, Dionysus says he switched to watching the show live because he realised he was missing the preamble.
He's allowed to bully us if he comes and watches live.
And again, if you listen to the podcast, please join us. Share it with your friends, obviously. Do that first. Anyone who you know who's into 40k, obviously let them know about the show. And then come and join us on the show because taking the piss out of us is the best bit. Someone's asked who you two are, so I'm going to just describe you two again. Tom is the best Eldari player currently in the world.
Highest ranked on
Highest
ITC,
ranked?
that's a different thing.
On ITC, different thing.
Undisputably, though, that is.
Well, yeah, because
the highest ranked,
you can't submit
easy mode Warhammer
Well,
player.
you can't submit results for Eldari anymore because there's no way to get an Eldari army as per the ITC faction rules.
So now you're undisputed
I'm just
king.
Undisputed king.
Wow, congratulations. Nikos is the undisputed king of plasma guns.
Yep.
That's 100% true. The bloodletter bomb.
Yeah.
Some people said that North America invented the bloodletter bomb, but I know for a fact it was Nikos. And the reason I can tell you that is because there were like 8 people who played 40k before it came out. I was one of them. Yeah, and launched 40k 4 Games Workshop, the new version. So it's hard to beat me when it comes to who wrote shit first. And I both wrote.
So you're responsible.
I wrote the Flyrant list. I gave Nikos the bloodletter bomb list. I also took 100,000 Razor Wing Flocks on week 1.
And 5 Storm Ravens.
Yes.
That's how it works.
So that's Nikos. He also is. If you were to take a sliding bar of hobby, and at one end would be Nikos and his ability to create incredible hobby, and at the other end would be Tom with his ability to put models in a bag and shake it with
But
dip
he's
inside.
taking a step up in the world now, though.
Yeah, I've heard. How's your airbrush going?
Mate, it's going all right. I've got lots of it all over my computer screen, but lots more of it over my level.
Did you buy a box to airbrush in?
No, I put some toilet paper on my keyboard, and we went, nah.
Did that work?
Well, my keyboard's okay.
But your screen...
The screen's still got 2 cracks in it from Solar Q. I took my Blue Yeti mic and rammed it through my screen once.
You are that person.
Yeah.
Good. All right.
That was when I was in Plat. Now I'm rubbish. I don't do it anymore because I'm a bit more chill.
So yeah, the big news is obviously that the FAQ. So Warhammer 40, and I obviously am Rob. I'm the host of the Honest Wargamer. I'm not. Some people think
You don't need an
some
introduction.
people think I am the Honest Wargamer. That's not the point. The Honest Wargamer is an unknown character who we all aspire to be.
He's Mulal.
Yeah.
So speaking of which, you know how we had the hobby crime scale with me at the other end?
Yeah.
I'm about to evolve my end and apply for the narrative writer's position and commit hobby crimes in a level Matt Ward never reached. That's going to work.
That's a good. I mean, you committed some serious hobby crimes.
He did.
He committed some serious hobby crimes. But then Games Workshop let him. So
Yeah, they did. So if we're going to let him.
Yeah, what I
See how
really
far we
enjoyed
could push
was
this.
Matt Ward made a bunch of. Some people didn't particularly enjoy some narrative, and I don't want to beat this incredibly dead horse. But then Games Workshop released it, and then everyone was like, "This is terrible! What have you done?" And then Games Workshop was like, "Matt wrote it. Matt wrote it.
Here he is.
That guy.
My favourite bit of lore is still the Necron and the Blood Angels fist bumping. It's alright.
Right, so welcome to the show. Obviously, we'd like to talk. The first thing to talk about, obviously, really excitingly, is the FAQ. The September FAQ, 440k from Games Workshop, promised to us. Wow. Hi, Flukesy. Hi, Chris Frostrin. Hi, Danger Mouse. All the way back, they did a lovely infographic. Did you guys see that?
I may have it screenshotted on my phone.
And it says in March, in March we're going to release an FAQ, and then not long after we're going to release another FAQ in September. It's really good. They did accidentally forget to release it in March.
They released it on the 16th of April.
They released it on the 16th of April. So it is currently the 27th.
How many days they got? They got
3 days.
3 days.
But it is a big Saturday coming along. You know, the 29th. It would make sense. I did have we spread bet, didn't we? I said it was going to be September the 42nd.
Yeah.
Who picked? Tom, you picked the very last day of September.
I picked the last Monday, so I picked the 24th.
Okay, so
I'm
you're
gone.
out.
I'm out.
So my guess was the last day.
Your guess was the last day. So you have till
So
Sunday
Yeah.
for the list to cut for the.
Yeah, because I was betting that they'd be keen not to repeat the same failing from last time, but they'd give themselves the longest time possible.
I mean, so let's play devil's avocado, because I'm sure there's some shows that'll be covering it, the ones that aren't deep inside Games Workshop's pocket, doing what can only be described as what some people would accuse our ex-girlfriends of, just things we don't like.
Yeah.
You know, rude words we wouldn't say in 2018. Hashtag Necrons too. But let's play devil's avocado. They have got 3 or 4 days, so if it does come out before this entire conversation we're about to have mute and pointless. Yeah.
I really hope it doesn't come out on Saturday.
So someone put one of those really funny memes. You know, of the guy and he's got 2 buttons. Yeah, the red buttons, and he's just like, want FAQ to come out, yeah, but also don't want FAQ to come out so I can complain. Yeah, and sweating. I don't know which one I want.
It's more a fact I'm at a tournament on Saturday and I won't have time to read the bloody thing. Also, it means that those poor guys have to come into work on Saturdays.
I think they get overworked pretty religiously anyway.
Yeah.
Based on my personal experience. So what do you think? Do you think it is going to come out in September or not now? And that's to the Twitch chat and everyone. What do you think?
I think it will.
You think it will? Yeah. Still hopeful after all these years? After being hurt this many times?
No, I'm still... Yeah. They'll change, man.
He loves me. He really
honestly,
loves
they
me.
They do love me, and they'll change. Honestly, they promised me.
I think it's coming
out. They promised me after last time.
I think it's coming out 1st of October.
1st of October.
I'm putting the new bet.
So someone put up in our Discord, and if you ever want to join the Honest Wargamer Discord, feel free. Someone put in our Discord that a really smart thing to do would be to never release it on when they say, because then you get a month of hype. You get a month of people like us right now talking about the FAQ.
Yeah.
But then we would talk about just something else, wouldn't we?
Yeah.
Because we don't do those shows where we're just like, there was a community article today, and they said maybe.
And it said nothing. Yeah.
We don't do that.
Well, it's like the community page has clearly been given this line of like, oh, we don't want to put a date on it because it puts pressure on the FAQ. Well, it's like, well, I think everyone came out and said, well, if you don't put a deadline on anything, nothing ever gets done.
I mean, that's true, as every project manager will tell you. And I also think a really fair point is they did actually already. It's not like it's a new deadline. They were like, they set the deadline at Christmas.
Yeah.
They were the ones who were like, we're going to do 2. No one asked. No one was like, hey, guys, can you do a regular FAQ? No one. I don't think anyone asked.
No one asked.
And then they were like, we're gonna do it, and we're gonna do one in September. And everyone was like, oh, that's cool. That's fun. Wait, isn't Chapter Approved out 2 months after that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So you get an FAQ, probably a massive change to the game, and then Chapter
Another
Approved,
massive change to the
massive change to the game. But sure. All right. And then they just.
But I heard like for Chapter Approved, they need to have had the changes done like months in advance to get it all printed and everything like that. So the FAQ just allows them to react closer to the time, so they could change something now.
You think so? It'd be really easy to quickly update and put out an FAQ, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but what I'm saying is that they're giving themselves up to tweak it.
Yeah, I mean, I would imagine Chapter Approved has already been sent to printers.
Yeah. So there won't be that many points. Well,
it's like iPhone. You pick what to change now, and then you have something else ready for the next one, so people will buy the next one.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed. So just see what the guys in the chat are saying, because it's just always nice today. Altboy Phil says no chance. Groovy Greg also says no way. Full Greener says, I think they would have said it isn't coming out in September, which is a really good point, but they haven't said that it is also.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, I would be hype. That would be something to hype, right? Wouldn't it? You know, the week before, if you, like, let's say it's released on Saturday, me, having done several years of marketing, would just go, FAQ Saturday, boys, let's go. Yeah? Hype, hype, hype. Everyone get excited, get ready to read it. People book some time off. People be like, excited. Wouldn't they?
I think they do. Well, they do that with the community site for like an army book release because they make money from selling the army book.
Yes.
They don't necessarily make money from selling the PDF of it.
And so you think that's the issue?
I think that's what it is.
Here's another thing. So they said they'd be releasing FAQs within 2 weeks of a book's release. Space Wolves still don't have one.
Yes, that's true.
Apart from that Warlord Traits thing.
Well, that was a free FAQ.
On the day.
I mean, you can't argue with that. That was.
Hey, that's your FAQ. That's your FAQ. You've had it now.
Chris Frostman says, the point is, I don't get, there hasn't been anything huge like Adepticon last time. The meta and all the lists have been consistent for the last 6 or 7 weeks.
Well, I would
6 or 7 weeks.
I would say the dominance of the current top list has been greater than the dominance of the top list of Adepticon.
Yes.
So
yes.
the top
although the dominance of the list at Adepticon was more about abuse over points efficiency.
Well, it's not really abuse of the rules, it's just taking lots of the same thing. Whereas the other one is abuse, you could say this is abuse of the Castellan, which is vastly undercosted, or abuse of some of the guard traits.
Having finally pointed up my my Knight Proferon, by the way, I read the Knight Codex, I put my Knight Proferon on it, and I was like, he's so many more points than the other knights.
How many points is he?
700-ish.
It's about the same as the Castellan.
Yes,
and the Castellans do a lot more.
But yes, maybe they do a lot more to different units. But if you're in a vehicle meta,
you're like a tank hunter.
They punch through all day long.
They punch through one vehicle
very well.
Yeah,
very well.
You might as well take a shadow.
Probably should just do one yearly summertime FAQ, then codify what works in Chapter Approved that fall for publishing. Says Ret Sandy, and I couldn't agree with that as well.
Please, not a summertime FAQ.
Oh no, and unfortunately our favourite way to play Warhammer 40,000 or Age of Sigmar online, potentially not in the way that Games Workshop intended, Tabletop Simulator.
Oh, I use that.
Well, not anymore for 40k OS because they've been taken down.
It's okay, I've got the files. Distribute!
The Honest Wargamer does not support or endorse that in any way, shape or form. However, Tom doesn't also.
I do not.
He was making a wide gag.
If
you do see Tom's distribution
net.com.
It's got nothing to do with
Tom Layton sells you illegal files.
Right, okay. So that's fine. Let's just like, that's a dead horse that doesn't need beating, right?
No.
Is there anything else to say about it? Anything you guys want to say about it? The community started to get very vocal as September has been moving on. I would say, why wouldn't they? This is the issue. If they haven't picked a date, if they're not like, it's going to be this September, or like, if it's not going to be, I encourage anyone who hasn't listened to it to go back and listen to the show that we did about the last FAQ, where they pushed the FAQ back, and we had like, I thought we had a really good dialogue about it, where we were effectively, you said you've seen some things at Adepticon, right? Okay, none of those things were new.
Yeah.
And then your FAQ didn't address anything.
Even if Americans claim that they were.
Yeah. the FAQ didn't address anything in the that we saw at Adepticon in any way, shape, or form. Like, you just kicked over the sandcastle. Fine.
Yeah.
You now are approaching whatever problems you think are in the game currently with the current FAQ. That isn't, by the way, how FAQ works. This should be called a patch and not an FAQ.
Yeah.
Because an FAQ would be answering questions. This is a patch, right?
Yeah.
So we'll ignore that. I mean, they are game designers, but we'll ignore it. Amateurs. And then, and then what we'll do is, like, you pick a date, right? Because you're like, okay, we've identified the problems. So as a project manager, if it were me, I'd be like, okay, August, we've identified the problems, let's say. August through to September, we write our few versions of the FAQ and how we're going to fix it. September, we release it. But, so they don't, what it feels like, it's not a project that they are, like, they don't have a project. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It feels like they're just going to release a document someday.
Yeah. Mess around some things.
Yeah, I don't quite understand why they're waiting to the end, because I feel like it's actually causing more bad blood than it's actually benefiting them. Like, it's just frustrating the whole community. Because the amount of memes that are coming out that I've seen on our Discord about it is just ridiculous. Like,
I'm loving
good. It's not good. Yeah,
I mean, it's really fun.
It's funny.
It's fun.
It's
but
funny,
like,
but
if I was a member, go on. Sorry.
Yeah, I was going to say it's funny, but it's also frustrating. It's not really. I don't feel like it's benefiting them. But I don't know.
Yeah, it also like it's not. I mean, I'm enjoying it. It's making me laugh a lot.
But at the expense of our game, it's like,
but also at the expense of the company's reputation. Like, they look silly every time they don't communicate it. Like, every time that Facebook guy says, soon...
No date.
Yeah.
You're not putting a date on it. You already did.
Yeah. Every time the Facebook guy says, it's going to be soon, I laugh. And I'm like, you're an adult for an adult company talking to adults. Yeah. Just say, it's going to be out on Saturday. Cool. And everyone will be excited.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah. Yeah, why so much secrecy?
Every time you go onto the Facebook page, we'll have 40,000 Facebook pages, like, you'll have an article about Kill Team. The first top comment will be, when's the FAQ?
And XT984 says, if they announce to everyone the big FAQ is coming, people might stop buying models until it's released. I know I am. But they released that there's going to be a big FAQ.
Back in December.
So actually what I've done over the course, although obviously I'm playing an army for a year, so I'm off the fuckery train anyway. But most importantly, if I was still wanting to buy things and be interested in stuff, I would not. Like the other day, I was like, just a passing thought. I was like, maybe because some people know or don't know, I own one of every single Imperial Knight, but I don't own the new 2 Citadel ones.
No.
So I was just toying with the idea the other day. I was like, just get the Harpoon one. That'd be really fun. I was thinking it through in my head.
But what if it gets hit?
And I was like, what if it gets nerfed? And that was like 2 months ago. So now that's like for 2 months it's been off the course.
This is my thing. Like, I've been considering, because when the FAQ drops, it's uncertain to me whether or not we're going to hit Shining Spears. If they do, I'm going to use Wind Riders. If they don't, I'm going to get more Shining Spears. So I don't know whether or not I go out and buy more Shining Spears simply because this FAQ hasn't landed yet.
Yeah. Like, you've got money to spend.
Yeah, I'm ready.
And then I mean, to be fair, maybe you're saving your money, so they're thinking, maybe I'm saving, you're saving that money, so no matter what, it doesn't matter when they release it. That'd be their point. But I just think from a business perspective, if they say it's going to be September, make it September the 1st.
Yeah.
Because then they've got a month of, they've had a month of people not making purchases, right?
Yeah. Well, it does actually, because I want to go out and buy new toys. And I've seen these really cool third-party Warp Spiders that I'm going to go and buy because I want the toys because they look cool.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I saw an amazing Beastman the other day from a third party company.
What, IRL or?
Yeah, I looked in the mirror and I was like, what a stunning beast man. And Heinrich says, I don't know why everyone is hung up on this FAQ. It's not like it's going to fix what everyone thinks is broken. I don't think it's going to either. None of us think that that's what they...
It's about the points rework, so that's a fair.
I just want lower points.
Yeah,
it's exciting because it changed, like, for the past month, because I know the FAQ's coming, like, quite often one of my things that I like to do is I'm like going to bed, scheme a cool list, or like play around with a list or whatever, but I've been less motivated to do that recently because I know the points are going to change.
Yes.
So I'm excited about the points changes because it alters all your lists. Like I'm hoping Marines get cheaper and Necrons get cheaper. That'd be cool.
Yeah. There was some I watched a bit of the FLG stream the other day where they said it in happening. They were like, Grey Knights, man, you're going to be taking Grey Knights. And I was like,
no, I'm not.
Well, what the fuck are they doing then?
They're not. Well, if they decrease Marine costs, the beneficiaries aren't going to be Grey Knights, they're going to be Death Watch.
Yeah, like, but my point is like, who knows, right? Like, anyway.
Death Watch are like top $5 at the minute.
Yeah. Matt Lloyd says, I'll still be buying a few boxes of racks.
Racks are really good.
And then John says, I just want my Codex expleted in there.
They're going to put Orcs down to Orc-Vember at this rate.
Orc-Vember. And then Ghostvalley says, play vanilla Marines with tax, FAQ proof. I don't mind not winning tournaments. That's right. Yeah, Ghostvalley's like, you'll never touch me. You don't even know I exist. That's why I, in Age of Sigmar, play Chaos Dwarfs. So I'm like, you'll never know. You'll never touch this army. I'd be tempted to play. They fuck around with the Forge World points for 40k, way more than they do AOS.
So, yeah, we're like double the cost.
Yeah, normally. But he's right. Ghost Valley might be onto that. Let's all just play vanilla Marines.
Yeah, they never touch vanilla Marines.
Or Primaris. Primaris are always going to get cheaper, right?
Yeah.
Because they want you to buy them, so they're always going to get cheaper, in my opinion. Those are my thoughts.
Yeah.
Anyway. Right, so other big 40k news this week. Yeah, and I was very excited about that. Nikos, this is directed towards you, although Tom, did you see it? Did you see the Forge World, like, super heavy?
Oh, yeah,
the Necron super heavy painted up.
I did see it, yeah, pretty cool.
What do you think?
Not like hugely impressed by it. It didn't make me go, oh, wow, that's really cool. It looks very similar to my Triax Stalking version that I did, the Scorpion that I did.
Yes.
It's similar to that. But just a bit, yeah, because we saw it at the Games Day, didn't we?
The Warhammer Fest.
It's still Games Day in RS.
The Model Flogger Fest.
The Model Flogger Fest.
Yeah.
Model Floggers
limited gaming.
Model Floggers hit the streets.
But what I was disappointed is, like, other super heavies, like the Castellan Knight, it's covered in guns, but the Necron thing, it just had 2 guns.
Okay.
So I'm just worried that it's just going to be
but
very big and pretty underwhelming.
I don't know, it's 3D 3 shots.
Oh, did they give the stats on it?
Yeah, it's 3D 3 shots.
Each gun?
For each gun. So
63 shots.
So it's going to be 63 shots. I think it's strength 8 -3, and it does 3 damage.
Flat 3.
Which is great, I think, flat 3.
So it's like a better Helverin.
Yeah, which is, like, that's pretty
How many points?
There was no points on there, obviously.
What was the power level?
Also didn't put that on there.
Okay.
It was one of them bake projects.
Did it have quantum shielding?
I'm telling you the info I know.
Grill him! Get him, lads!
Get him, lads! But yeah, and it looks like a knight, and it is knight size, so I imagine it's going to have that 24, 28 room bracket sort of level. I hope for Necron's sake, it gets knight points and not Taunar points.
Yeah.
I hope it gets less than knight points. It doesn't have that many guns.
No.
Yeah.
I hope it has an invulnerable save as well.
So
it just has quantum shielding. Well, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
No, not into it?
Quantum shielding's alright, but I prefer an invulnerable save, I think.
On top. Or instead of.
Both is ideal.
Yeah. But I'd like both and -2 to hit.
Right.
Toughness 10.
Toughness 10.
I reckon it might be a higher toughness than toughness 8. It's pretty stuffy.
I don't think it will, because most Necron vehicles, like the Tesseract Vault, is toughness 7. And most other Necron vehicles are toughness 6.
It does have a 4+ mil save built in, though.
Yeah. But that's like the only one. It's the only Necron vehicle that has an invulnerable save, apart from you can give Lightning Field to Catcoon Command Barge. Yeah, because they tend to be less tough because they've got quantum shielding to save them.
Yeah, because your high strength weapons are generally high damage as well.
but also wouldn't like. So yeah, people are saying Matt Lloyd says I have Tesseract art from Forge World, it's pretty good. And then Lexopolis says those old models you take on occasion. Oh no, they're talking about MS. Sorry. I'll rephrase. I don't like the paint color scheme. So Chris isn't a big fan of the paint scheme. I'm not going to talk about it because the guy that painted it's on my Facebook and he's a real nice man. So I'm going to leave my opinion.
I like the paint scheme.
Oh, there we go. Good. And then
So when you said it was shit earlier, that was...
he's a nice man. If I'm honest, I don't like the entire Necron paint scheme from Games Workshop. But I have seen really nice paint schemes. It's like I don't like the old Tau paint scheme, but as soon as I saw the white paint scheme, I was like, yeah, way better.
Yeah.
So I mean, I imagine that's why they now do multiple versions of most armies in the book.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Had a quick question. If you're interested in answering, this is more for you, Tom. Lexopolis has asked, totally random question. If you don't mind, I hear people talk about Ynnari and Yvraine, but not the Incarn. Does it see much time on the table?
I'm using the Incarn this weekend.
Okay. Would you want to tell us why?
Because it's cool.
Okay.
And it can kill knights.
Nice.
So on average, it does 14 wounds to a knight with legendary fighter warlord trait. Wow. And also you can hop it around the table, so I think it's better in ITC. Because you can just jump around and it'll be fine. So yeah, I'm running it this weekend. Going to see how it goes. I'll keep you guys updated. But
What tournament is that?
I'm playing at Seeds of Destruction 3 in Cardiff.
Sorry, what's it called?
Seeds of Destruction 3 in Cardiff. I think it'll be a live stream if you want to see me.
You could literally give me names of Warhammer events, yeah, and based on the name alone, I can tell you which game system it's for. Yeah, Seeds of Destruction all day. That's a 40k event. Yeah. Like Hammers of Might,
destruction in it.
Age of Sigmar. Like it's so easy. Easy. I think
it's something of something. It's like mobile games.
SM Battle Reports is in the house. Hi. They had an event this weekend.
They had No Retreat 7,
which is potentially what my Eldar, which is a invitation only event held in Gibraltar. Go on smbattlereports.com maybe.
For people who can actually paint armies.
Yeah, and for people who paint armies, a lot of narrative games, and they look really pretty, and they do battle reports if you're interested. There you go. Big shout out to you guys just because you're in the chat, just helping you out. If you give a fuck. They might be like, I don't give a fuck about what you say.
I think
I'm
Tau
just
won.
Bored and painting, and I don't want to.
Didn't Tau win?
Huh?
I think Tau won, didn't they?
I don't know.
Did they? I thought Eldar won.
No, did they?
I
don't know.
Diagnosis. I knew Twitch was so much better than podcast. I would have done this from the beginning. Oh, thanks, buddy.
Hey.
There you go. So everyone who listens, get in.
Get in the chat. Or some people are like, I'm listening to America, I can't listen.
No excuse.
This, by the way, is my generic voice for someone who's got a complaint. Oh, I'm having a tough day, I don't know what to do.
I was hoping you did that voice for the D&D game.
No, it only came out if I was dying. Oh, please don't walk on.
That's the coffee.
Coffee's voice.
Tau won. Boom.
Bullet Face Tau won it. Nice. Mini painting giant. Lol, I can't stop looking at the dude in the blue shirt's hair. Welcome to the show!
You'll like it here.
That is some seriously nice flow, my bro. Tom,
flow, my bro.
Say hi to Mini
Who are you,
Painting
Jake
Giant.
Paul? Is that flow, my bro?
Tom's hair is famous at this stage. He
He's
cut
the
it off
He's
at
the
the
fourth
ETC.
40k host.
Didn't he? Yeah, didn't he cut it off at the ETC and that made
cut
North
it off.
America win the event?
I cut it off for... Well, they should pay me next time, man.
Didn't North America capture you at the start of the ETC, shave all your hair off, and that's why they won?
Yeah, I'm like Samson, man.
Yeah.
That's how it works.
They siphoned the power from your hair.
They just strapped it to Nick's body and it just
Oh boy, Phil, that is my goblin voice. You're right. That army is sitting in my local Games Workshop window right now. The Tau army, maybe. It was nearly Blood Ravens. Personal Wargamer, I don't think it would have ever been Blood Ravens. I don't know how they would win a game ever in 1,000 years.
I've played against it and I'm not
everyone
sure.
who plays them is probably gorgeous.
Yeah.
Those are my thoughts. I keep saying that again. I need to stop this. Right, so the other big news was Games Workshop, for no particular reason at all, decided to release a incredibly unbalanced starter box of all fucking things, Eldar, versus more Primaris Marines with a special Spirit Seer model and a special Primaris Lieutenant with a different pose. He's got a sword in the air instead of kind of down a bit.
Oh, wow.
So basically they moved it. So
yeah, they moved it a bit. Yeah.
Did that warrant a £5 increase in that model's cost?
Yeah, yes. But you can buy a starter box now with two, and you and your friend can pick them up. And if you pick the Eldar part of the army, you'll be
Good
winning
choice.
all the time.
Yes.
Yes.
You
I
are.
think.
There's no Reapers in it though.
I'm not using Reapers this
Guardian.
weekend either.
Isn't
What's
it
that?
like,
Guardians. There's a Farseer there.
Guardians are really good, dude.
but it
They're
does
not
have.
Guardians,
There's
they're
some
really good.
Inceptors on the other side.
Inceptors are good.
Plasma.
Plasma Inceptors.
That's less good.
Reavers.
Are they like?
Uh,
Are they multi-part kit then?
Huh?
They're multi-part kit then if they got plasmas.
Again, what you've done is you've seen right through my facade and my limited knowledge base.
Plasma
Yeah.
Inceptors, yeah.
I like Plasma Inceptors.
I like the Vault Inceptors more.
No, agreed. But have you seen the size of their ridiculous plasma?
And then they've got the little shields on, like that's going to help.
They look amazing
I don't like Reavers. I think Reavers are garbage.
I like these.
in game.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
The helmets are badass.
Although I'm playing Reavers first round of Siege of Destruction. So
I like the
Reavers
guy
is
that
my
sculpted
fault.
them. Clearly loves Call of Duty.
He looks like one of the masks.
Yeah, one of the ghost
Modern
masks.
Warfare 2, yeah.
It's all multi-part.
Ooh.
There you go, so you can put Bolt Storms on.
Oh wow.
Thanks, John.
They must have not sold enough of those.
Yeah. Yeah, but
Then, you can sell,
Reavers.
then you can sell the bits on eBay. Yeah, lob some of those in.
Someone buy Reavers, please. I like any other unit that Inceptors. I like any other up to unit
Whoa!
other than Inceptors. They're terrible,
Uh,
says Hellstorm Wargamer, but that might be because he's been burned by them emotionally.
it's because they move, and Hellstorm tends to like static things that just shoot a bit.
Yeah, he's, like, I mean, again, just like I've said, getting out of Sheffield is tough. Yeah, so
Getting into
moving models
Nottingham's
around,
harder.
tough. Yeah. And also, if you want to buy that box set in Australia, it'll only cost you 250 Australian dollary dues.
Is that all?
Which I think is equivalent to 9 kangaroos. Or 4 bogans, depending on the Australian letter. What's up?
I'm just reading Mikey's comments in the chat.
All right, so yeah, that was, and unless you guys know any other 40k news or there's any questions from the chat, and once again, big apologies to our Australian cousins for whatever's happening to you.
Thoughts and prayers.
Thoughts and prayers means nothing, but we've said it now, so
Yeah. We are.
It looks like we're doing something.
yeah, it looks like we care. That's which is important. That's what I might do on every FAQ post. I might just write underneath it, thoughts and prayers.
Just like, I don't know.
Also, actually, this came up in our Discord chat as well. Someone was talking about, because Mikey's just put the salt emoticon several times. I was thinking how incredibly on the nose and like self-aware of Games Workshop would it be for them to create something like redo the squat race, for example. But their backstory would be that all they do is mine salt around the galaxy, and then in their like off time they're big gamblers and they like playing a lot of games. And they literally had a salt mining race inside their own game. It would be really on the nose, and obviously they listen. So there's an idea for you.
Can we do the FAQ first?
What? Can they do the FAQ?
Please do that. Fix
Tom,
your
do you want to go down to
bloody
Games
game.
Workshop tomorrow? We'll both just hold aside.
Yeah,
We'll stand aside. Please do the FAQ.
Yeah, we should do a protest.
Yeah, we can stand outside with one of those placards saying the FAQ is coming.
And another one that says the end is nigh.
Yeah. Exactly.
Careful now.
Careful, Matt.
Careful now.
Down with this sort
Down
of
with
thing.
this sort of thing.
Someone's just subscribed on potentially Patreon. It works. Sometimes when I see a little zombie run on the screen, that means someone's just subscribed on Twitch. And either way, thank you. I don't know, or maybe they've subscribed to the YouTube channel. I don't know how it works at the minute. I need to turn that off.
Someone subscribed to something.
If you're watching on YouTube, sweet, we're on Twitch. And if you're on Facebook, also on Twitch.
I don't think me standing outside Games Workshop and telling him I want a FAQ is really going to help.
Fuck me now.
Fuck me now! Fuck me now! Oh, it's a YouTube alert. Thanks. Mikey, actually, I might get Mikey over here. He knows so much more about Streamlabs than I do. Anyway. Right, okay. So I think that's all the 40k news over.
I think so.
There's probably some other news, but who cares?
Yeah.
Let's go. We want to talk about
what
we want to talk about today. Has anyone got any questions? FAQ, when do you want it? When do you fucking said you do it?
Oh, mate, I'm looking forward to that drawing now. John said he'll do it.
What's he going to do?
I was just standing outside Warhammer, I'd imagine, with placards.
Oh, that would be great. So, actually, the very first video I ever did for Games Workshop, I did freelance before I went to work for them, and it was when they did the very first Forge World miniature inside of stores that you could buy. Right, it was a couple of years ago. Right, and I filmed myself with a cup of tea at night outside of a Games Workshop, waiting for this miniature to arrive. And then I think it was the first video they ever put on Facebook ever. It was like, what is he waiting for? And it was just like, ooh. And then a couple of days later, it was revealed I was waiting for the model. And then I did a similar thing, but at Games Workshop in a tent. Did that one ever go out? Yeah, I think that one went out as well. So what would be cool is, I mean, we could
parody it.
Parody it. I could parody the thing I was paid by Games Workshop to do about them.
Once we finish this, we'll just go to Warhammer World and sit outside the gate. You can do it, man. Why not?
I just have better things to do in my day.
I've got to paint an army, so.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Yeah, good. All right. Let's move on then. Let's move on. But that would be fun. But the salt mining race, I want them.
You want?
Well, they could when the Gene-Stealer Cults Codex comes out, because they're miners, aren't they?
They are miners.
Maybe they've changed the backstory to be that.
Maybe we should just change. And also, if their codex comes out and they're still shit, yeah, we could say, "Oh, go on, Tom, what you got to say?"
I think there's some okay things you can do with Gene-Stealer Cults. Right?
Is it take loads of Gene Stealers from Tyranids?
It's take as many neophytes as you can shove in and fire 200 shots at people. And
I did that! I did that, but they're all toughness 3 with no save.
It don't matter when you got 300 fearless models in someone's face, especially in ITC where you just rack up the points and get a table, it doesn't matter.
I disagree. But anyway,
well, that's fine.
But then maybe that was before the Tyranid Codex.
Yeah, you'd run it with Tyranids too.
Yeah. All right. Right, so we've got 3 subjects that we're covering today on the Honest Wargamer. If you've not enjoyed this preamble...
Oh well. It's only been an hour long.
Timestamp
is 43 minutes. So if someone wants to remember that for me, we can timestamp it on the podcast. That'd be the first time we've ever done that ever. I often do this thing when I upload the podcast. I go, what did I promise to put in the links? And then I go, someone will let me know. Right, so we've got 3 subjects today. Obviously, the 40k FAQ review has been done. And that would be Tesseract Vaults. Nikos is going to do a rundown. He's the only person doing an actual rundown today. These are Honest Wargamer only. We do rundowns. I think we do. Do we do any people that do rundowns?
Nightbot's broken.
Proper ones, anyway.
Yeah, proper ones, anyway. Nightbot's broken.
Yeah.
That's fine.
Yeah, that'll be right.
That'll be fine.
I think Games Workshop have done things that they call a rundown.
Oh, have they stolen the idea?
Ironclads are great.
They started calling
they've even called them rundowns.
Calling the things rundowns, yeah.
What?
They did that months ago.
Look.
Yeah.
Bless them. They're fans of the
trying,
show.
aren't they?
They're fans of the show. That's great. That's fans of the show. And
we're flattered by their presence.
I'm flattered.
Considering how much we bash them,
I know. What I really enjoy is the guy that has to listen. He's like, listen to the show, see if there's any good ideas. And he's like, oh, it makes me feel sad.
They personally attacked me again.
Yes, if you're listening, whoever it is has to do it. Just go out, get yourself a cup of tea, have a biscuit on us.
Have a Kit Kat.
Have a Kit Kat. We like you, man. Like, don't worry about it.
It's nothing personal, bro.
It's nothing personal. Like, we think you're wonderful. Like, just crack on with your day. Don't worry about it. Go out, see the sun.
Hold a placard.
Yeah.
You're all right.
Right, so, Tesseract Vaults, the only true rundown being done by Nikos. I'm going to talk about the Rogue Trader Codexes. The 2 mini codexes came out with a Rogue Trader box set. And I'll tell you that, long story short, they're kind of cool, but unless you want them, don't get it. And then finally, you could just end that there. Tom's going to be talking about 3 of the Knight households from Codex Imperial Knights.
3 households that aren't Tyranids.
And then what's the purpose of what people are going to learn from that?
So it's going to be a rundown on some of the 3, one of them is more commonly used, but 3 of the lesser used ones as in the book. Okay. So I'm going to be doing House Krast.
Yeah.
I'm going to be doing House Terran. And I'm going to be doing House Raven, which is used a bit more, but it's used in isolation with Castellans, and it's worth breaking down.
All right, perfect. Fantastic. All right, so that's what we're going to be doing. I think those 2, Andy Dunn, tea check, biscuit check. It's Andy Dunn who has to listen. He's there right now.
Oh, okay.
He's doing the listing. By the way, if you've never seen Andy Dunn, I advise don't do it on a sunny day because she'll be glaring at the sun, blinding from his head. But he is a wonderfully sweet and great human being. Also kicked my ass once at a Warhammer game, which is embarrassing for me because we deployed and I had like an almost counter army to his armies. Warhammer fans about days, and I was like, I'm so sorry. Like, this is going to be shit. And then he kind of looked me in the eye and was like, he basically thought I was an arrogant prick, which it wasn't what I was trying to do. I was trying to be nice, but because I'm obviously loud, it's a fair assumption, and I held nothing against him for it. And then what proceeded to happen was I rolled incredibly terrible dice. He played really well, and he battered me. And afterwards I was like, oh, I'm so sorry. And he was really sweet about it. He only never let me forget it for about 4 years. So that's fine.
Rightly so.
Rightly so.
Now it's just drilled into you.
Yeah. So, should we do the Rogue Trader thing first? And then what we're going to do is turn the other things into different podcasts. Is that cool?
Sounds good.
Yeah.
So we're going to keep going with this podcast. So timestamp the books. So I'm going to talk about these. So there are 2 codexes that came out along with the Rogue Trader box set that you can buy. Did you guys happen to see? So a rundown always is the miniatures, the story, the miniatures, and then the rules. So the story is there is a group of rogue traders, or there's a rogue trader with a retinue, and they are on a ship, but then the ship's crew get infected, the Gellerpox get infected, and I'll talk about what that is in a second. Do you know what rogue traders are?
Rogue. They're traders that have gone rogue.
Huh?
Yeah, that was my guess. They're just like they're like rich humans who aren't necessarily part of the Imperium.
So actually, they're given the writ of trade.
Okay.
So it's their trade equivalents, and people, I imagine someone out there who's a law nerd is about to like just punch a screen. They're the trade equivalent of an inquisitor. So they're effectively, but they're very much. Do you know anything about piratical history and maritime warfare in the late 1500s?
Very little.
No.
No?
No.
Good.
I used to be a scholar in that, but many years ago now.
Well, basically, the British Empire and all of the other empires. So basically, it's a bit like the Cold War of the day. Yeah. In those times. So France, Spain, England, everyone basically, what they would do is they
chop
would
up bits of Africa, yeah.
Well, they would do loads of evil things, but what they would have, there would be some ship's captains, and they would be given kind of like a writ, and they would basically be legal pirates in all but name. And then, so they would be like a mercenary force. So they go off, they'd attack the trade routes. So let's see the English guys. They go off and attack the trade routes of Spain. And then Spain would be like, what the fuck, man? Are we going to war? And they'd be like, whoa. Wasn't us. Pirates. Yeah.
We just came to visit the lovely Salisbury Cathedral.
It was those pirates. And then the Spanish pirates would be attacking the French supply lines or some ships and nicking some shit. And then France would be like, what the fuck, bro? And they'd be like, it was pirates, wasn't us. So basically they were all just paying pirates. And then sometimes those pirates would go rogue, etc., etc., etc. So in 40k, rogue traders are effectively the same thing. They're given a writ to go and do as they want, and those writs can be passed down through their hereditary. So, there are generations of rogue traders that go through. But unfortunately, in some cases, obviously, because Warhammer 40,000 is sometimes known to be dangerous, unless you're playing Warhammer 40,000 Adventures, when you're just having a cracking good time in the Warhammer 40,000.
With your mates in the woods with the Necrons.
Yeah, where you're learning to make friends with Tyranids.
Yay!
Which, by the way, I'm really excited about that.
It's not. That
was a light-hearted dig, as opposed to
a serious dig.
Yeah, as opposed to.
I couldn't care less.
Yeah, right, good. Hi, Bob Monkey Cheese. And then DJ Batman. Finally, my years of naval service are becoming useful. So they get these writs and they produce loads and loads more, and they basically go out past the Imperium effectively, and they trade, they do war, they steal, they do all sorts, and some of them are some of them are like agents of the Imperium, right to the very top, in with that spy network, and some of them are just like
your mate,
down
the pub,
just a dick. Yeah, he's just nicking stuff.
So are there human worlds past the Imperium then?
Yeah, there is. Definitely. The Imperium, that's the whole point about the Imperium is it's, as it gets towards the frayed edge, what's the actual line? But we can't forget now that we're in, and again, reinforcing it for Games Workshop, because I feel they struggle to do so. We're in the Dark Imperium. So half of what we would consider to be Imperial territory is in Chaos's hands.
Yeah.
So, rogue traders are out there, trying to dodge stuff. So that's their part of the story. and then John, pleasant for plastic alert. I'm just helping. And then the Gellerpox are really interesting, actually, their story. I think this is good, considering this was clearly meant to be a different game that's been, like, turned into 40k.
Yeah.
But they are, so the Gellerfield, you know what the Gellerfield is? What they used to warp around Warhammer 40,000.
Isn't that the warp?
Yes, but the Gellerfield protects you from the warp.
Oh.
Yeah. So the Gellerfield. So there's been loads of Hyper-P, and there's been loads of anger about the Gellerfield, generally, the conversation. This bit, because the warp's not meant to be able to get through the Gellerfield, but in this story now, the Gellerfield gets infected with a virus, which eventually affects the crew attending to the Gellerfield, and then they become infected with the Geller virus, which is half Chaos virus, half mechanical Geller virus.
Computer
and then
virus.
They become the Gellerpox infected. So they're kind of like half machine, half Nurgle infestations.
Okay.
Effectively. But not like a Chaos Demon or someone given a Chaos Blessing, which they're, as far as I can see, I think it's more mutants.
Yeah, just like a virus that's mutated and randomly rather than by design.
Yeah, rather than like a blessing from the god or a curse from the god, Mention the spoon guy.
Who's this? Oh, right, yeah.
Gellerfields fail all the time. So Gellerfields do fail all the time. That happens. But never has a Gellerfield been active.
Infected.
No, they've always gone wrong.
Oh, they've gone wrong.
Yeah, but never has one that's been active been the cause of an infection of chaos. I think that's 100% correct, yeah. Now it's about the spoon bender. That's how it bends the warp. Don't.
You reflect the power of a warp with a rusty spoon.
Yes, Gellerfields. It's fine, just Google it. So that's the story, and then they're on a ship and they're fighting, and some Gellerpox infected basically just attack them, and that's the story. That's the story of the box set. Long story short, with some backstory for context for 40k.
Okay.
Yeah, that's
Sounds
what
cool. Is the
Any
story about
questions
I
that
want
I
to
can't
hear
answer?
the story about the dog.
Huh?
I want to hear the story about the dog.
The dog's the dog. He's just one of
Just
the
a dog.
Yeah.
Just had him.
Wouldn't it trust him at a dinner party? How big are those Nurgle brute things? Still looking for models to convert Death Guard obliterators from? Yeah, quite big.
What were they originally?
I think it was meant to be a kind of alternate timeline zombie game.
Okay.
I think.
I'm just trying to work out what they were before they were infected with the Gellerpox virus.
Oh, sorry, not what the box set was meant to be. They were amalgams of like several crew members into one.
Oh, so they're like bacteria just going...
Yeah, they kind of gloop. So like the Gellerfield can turn some people into like puddles, apparently.
Why not?
Yeah.
This sounds like it's flashed out narrative.
Yeah. Puddles, or they all join up,
It sounds like I'm already writing the narrative. It's awful.
Fun fact, the Gellerfield was invented by Professor Ross Geller in New York Coffee House.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's why it doesn't often work, because the crew members don't shout pivot fast enough.
All good things happen in a Cafe Nero.
What? Have you had a date recently, Tom?
No.
Oh.
Tom?
No,
Some people
I
may
don't
not know
know.
if you've not been big fans of the show, but Tom loves a good date.
And he loves live streaming them.
Yeah.
No, I don't like that either.
Are you one of the only ETC members to ever live stream their own date?
I didn't live stream anything. You did. Invasion of privacy, man.
It sounds like you didn't enjoy it.
No, it was fine, but it was just you.
Just being a dick.
No, okay. Sorry, it was Jonathan Atland. My bad.
He is great.
He's fine.
Right, so the models. Have you seen the models? And what does everyone on
I've
the Twitch
seen the
chat think of the models? And what do you guys think of the models?
I kind of want to get those big boys.
Yeah, the big boys are cool. The Gellerpox infected.
I don't want to buy the whole box. I just want the big boys.
eBay. They'll be
Yeah,
on eBay. They'll be on
eBay.
eBay.
I don't know. I think they're some of the most wanted models from the box. I really want I want the big boys too. So that's the Plague Hulks if you're interested. But I also want the Imperial models because I'm a little bit of a sucker at this stage for any Imperial model
Or a dog.
They go quite well in your army as well, your Imperium army.
Yeah. I'm a little bit. I think I'm becoming slowly obsessed with. I think I'd like every Imperium model, like
Really?
or not Baneblades, etc. Infantry. You know, like I've got like Hector Rex as an example, so a cool Inquisitor, and I've got like I'd like to paint up all the Inquisitors and stick them in the army at that stage. And this and the Necromunda guys would be a really cool infantry squad. Most of the humans, I mean, effectively for Imperium. Yeah, because that'd be a really cool.
I played against I think it was Taff, and what he does is he has is it cultists? Yeah, he had like 80 cultists, and they're all Necromunda models. It was really cool.
Yeah. Which
They do
ones?
look nice. I don't remember.
There's like the big brutish ones there. I love those models. It's
Oh,
like
yeah?
big fellas. They look
The
cool.
Orlocks.
I can't-
No, not the Orlocks. They're not called the
I
Orlocks.
don't play Necromunda, so I don't know what kind of faction they were, but it was fair
It was
play. that
the big
investment,
fellas
I don't know. You just
with
using
hammers and stuff.
no, they had guns, I think.
Oh, okay.
But he was using those as his cultists
Okay.
in his Chaos Space Marine list, and it was really cool.
So the Goliath are the big boys.
Mm.
Then the most recent ones, which I think look really great, because they're kind of cultisty,
Yeah.
are House
Caldor. I think.
I think
Caldor.
it's that.
Caldor, and they got like candles on them,
cool.
and they make either amazing cultists or conscripts, your choice. They look amazing.
They are expensive though. They will cost more than some of the cars.
It was 20. It's 20 quid for a box.
Of how many?
10.
Okay, yeah, it's about the same then.
Yeah, so it's not horrific.
It's not like you can go on eBay though and just like buy 150 quid or something.
No, but they are pretty amazing models. And then what's really cool is you can like there's House Orlok, and they basically could be guards.
Might have been Cawdor.
Might have been Cawdor.
I think it might have been. Yeah.
Yeah, and then you've got so that's Cawdor. Yes, you've got House Orlok, which make pretty great infantry models in my opinion. They look pretty badass. And then there's Goliath, which are just big boys. They wouldn't make very good infantry
No,
models.
I didn't use that.
And they're not even good like Ogrin, like substitutes. Yeah,
However, these Plague Hulks though.
yeah. And then there's the Van Starfinder if you want to make like a super techno future 40k like Astra Militarum army. I think that'd be fun. I'm sure there's someone out there who's doing one of those two things, and or one of those Necromunda things as an army. And if you are, tweet us, Facebook us, or send us a picture or a video or a message, or any of those things. I'd be excited. The first Brains Week. Hi guys, listen to last week's podcast today. Got to order some new knights. That's right. He's like, Nick's like, I'm going to play 3 nights. That's my plan.
There you go.
I went to see a guy yesterday about a website for the honest-wargamer, and he listened to the show, and he's just like, I'm currently playing 3 nights. It's just great fun. I'd like to win 4 games.
Out of 5. Done.
Yeah. Cawdor are my guard CP battalion, but they're themed to make so that makes it the CP battery okay. Would you two agree or not agree?
Disagree.
Tom?
CP batteries
It's fine. It's
never
in
okay.
It's in the game. Do it.
I can't believe no one has just like got 20 infantry bases and stuck batteries on them.
Yeah.
And put arms on them.
It's like the bloodletters with the someone did bloodletters with what are those red string things? But you can bend, but like paper clips covered in like.
Oh, pipe cleaners.
Yeah, pipe cleaners. And then it just wrote blood as the unit.
Oh, that's not as good.
No.
What are they blood?
They were blood letters.
Are they what? The pipe cleaners aren't letters.
I mean, he
So
bent
pipe
them so
cleaners.
it
So
read
one
blood.
was a B.
Oh
was
right,
a
okay.
L,
B L O O D. Oh right, no,
Yeah.
that's really that's
Was that at the ETC?
No, it wasn't.
wow.
No. Before I went to ETC.
the old Trevor says, "Lol, bought the Night Codex today." Well, then listen to the show later when
choice.
Tom talks about it.
choice.
So the models are great, Plague Hulk guys, and for me, this might be a real personal thing. I got this thing about like human infantry models in 4K at the minute. It's my favourite bit, and I also think it's a really nice scale comparison for when then someone does eventually put a Space Marine down. Primaris Marines probably more than the older Marines. Because it's just like, I've got some humans, and I like having some little humans, and me and Nick have played before where my company commander has just held off some of your Demon Princes before.
I don't know if he survived the Demon Prince. Definitely like a Chaos Lord, though.
Yeah, he's fought a Chaos Lord. Yeah, and you were super pissed.
Definitely not the Spawn. The Spawn would be gone.
Yeah, a Spawn would have
Spawn,
murdered him.
yeah,
but and I'm like super into just humans doing really well in the Warhammer 40,000 universe.
You're going to have a really hard time sticking to one army this entire year.
No, Harlequins are so much fun. I've got a Death Jester on the way.
Okay. Good.
It's my Warlord as well. Can't hurt me. I'm a Death Jester.
Good.
Yeah. Tweeted my conversions over, Rob. Thanks, Hermanista. I'll retweet them. That's right. I'll retweet them. Find me at 6DiceSkills on Twitter. Right. So models, great. Some people have said that they really like them in the chat.
Yeah, I'd like the Imperial Guard guys, I'd like them to do maybe just release an infantry squad of that style.
Huh?
It'd be nice if they released just an infantry squad of that style.
Yes.
Rather than just having the boring Cadians.
I think
because you've got Catachans as well. But
I think anyone that's taking the Cadians or Catachans that doesn't want them for how they look at this stage, we're literally spoilt for guardsmen proxies all day long now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's so many things you can do.
Yeah. There's some great ones. And then also John says, Unicorn John says, Tom, I'll split it with you, talking about the box.
Yep.
And then Bob she says, danger. He says salmon, salmon roll. Right. So yes, do you want to know what they do? Would you like to start with the Gellerpox infected or the whatever? I can't remember what the one's called. Shit. Elusia's something. Which one do you want? The Rogue Traders. I'm just going to call them.
Shall we do the Gellerpox infected just while Rob finds the name of the other one?
That's not the one I'm on. If that helps you.
Oh, okay.
It's not the one you're on. Let's do the one you're on then.
Yeah.
Okay, the one I'm on.
The Rogue Traders.
Okay, the Rogue Traders. So they've got some special rules. So they've obviously got this thing called Rogue Trader Retinue. Yeah. So number one, if you take the army, effectively just consider the box as an army. If you take the army, you take it as a patrol detachment, and you get 3 command points. Mm-hmm. So kind of cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
But those command points can only be spent on the stratagems for this army.
How about that?
How about that? Do you think that'll be something that
I wouldn't like to see that in 40k because I feel like there'd be a lot of bookkeeping involved in that.
Where the CPs are?
Yeah.
That's a good thing about 40k at the minute. There's almost no bookkeeping.
Yeah.
It encourages you to go
Forward /
more specialised.
Sarcasm.
So if I'm taking a Unari detachment with Craft Worlds, I can just use Craft Worlds stratagems with all of my command points.
What's that say?
If I go just for Craft Worlds detachments, I can just use all my CP on Craft Worlds stratagems.
Yeah.
So,
but if you have 3 detachments on 3 different factions.
Right, so if I'm taking
3 for that one.
Blood Angels, Nadmech.
Yeah, and you can only use the
Then it's more
that.
bookkeeping.
Yeah.
It's just never an incentive to kind of specialise, I guess.
Mm.
So.
Okay. So yeah, you can take the whole group, and then what's important is when you do deploy them, though, this is kind of interesting. Also, you can deploy them all as 1 drop. So minimising drops if you're a competitive 40k player. If you're thinking about putting
alternatively, sometimes you want to maximise drops because if you're minimising drops, you're dropping your entire island before your opponent puts anything down.
Yeah, but if you're dropping this part, if you're dropping the Rogue Traders, it's not the power part of your army, so you're fine.
No, yeah.
So then you've also got.
Yeah, it does bring forward the other section, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does.
So if I have 10 units of chaff, I can put the 10 units of chaff down and move up and see where the important bits are. Mm. But if I take those 10 units of chaff and drop them down in 1, then my second drop is going to be something important.
Agreed. So you've also got the Warrant of Trade, and model with this ability can embark into any Imperium transport, even though the transport in question might not normally only permit models with other faction keywords to do so. All other restrictions apply normally. So obviously, the Warrant of Trade lets you get into any Imperial transport. Being a Primaris Space Marine, not okay.
No. Inquisitors can do it.
Inquisitors can also do that.
Your friend can do it.
Yeah, but a Primaris Space Marine captain.
Yeah. The Vizart can do it. It'd be about the only thing he can do.
Man, getting around as a Primaris Marine must be really difficult.
It's just that's why they've got.
Should we get an Uber? No.
Space Uber.
Got to take the repulsor. Oh God.
Tell you what, in the next DD bit, there needs to be a Space
right.
Uber driver.
Yeah. Never mind, it doesn't matter. I'm not adding anything to the conversation.
Come on, Tom, you are.
I just said just wait for an extra repulsor to arrive. But that's.
Do you think there'll be another repulsor?
No, it's just if you're waiting for buses, never mind.
Will it be the propulsor?
Where?
What would you call it? Because obviously you got the Redemptor, the repulsor. Propulsor?
No. Redeemer. I don't know. You got repulsor.
No, I don't know. Let's move on.
Let's move on. So you can get in any vehicle. That's fun. And also, obviously, the 3 command points that I talked about. Finally, is there another bit? Oh yeah, when you do deploy them, all together, they have to be within 6 inches of Elusia Vein. So that's the special. That's the Rogue Trader.
That's
That's the Rogue Trader.
Captain.
That's a big boss.
Yeah, and then Elusia Vein is a special character with a kind of meshed face, got a gun. So who is she? Single model, and she's armed with a monomolecular cane rapier.
What?
Monomolecular
A
what?
cane water?
Cane rapier.
Cane
so a cane
rapier.
sword.
Ah,
A
okay.
monomolecular cane sword.
Monomolecular.
Monomolecular
Molecular.
cane rapier.
Starwax32 just put, there is no joke here. Move on. We're talking about the repulsor bit.
This isn't the
It's
joke
okay,
you're
we've
looking
moved on
for.
to the monomolecular cane rapier now.
Monomolecular cane rapier. The
What?
heirloom
cane rapier.
cane rapier.
It's what you
And
just
then
said.
pistol, heirloom pistol and concussion grenade. So obviously a toughness 3 model 'cause it's human with 4-up save. So the heirloom pistol is a pretty cool pistol. 12 inches, obviously. Strength 4, -2, 2 damage. And ballistic skill 3 on this rogue trader, so not too bad.
Yeah.
And then the monomolecular cane rapier is strength as user with the 3 attacks hitting on 3s. -4, so it's a power sword.
What strength is she?
upgraded.
Wow.
She is strength 3, and then does 1 damage. And then the concussion grenade is grenade D3, strength 3, but if this target is within 1 inch of a terrain feature, add 1 to the weapon's strength and damage characteristics, so you'd be doing damage 2.
Is there any way to improve her likelihood of wounding in melee?
No.
How many
Probably
attacks
not,
did she
no.
have again?
3.
Nah.
Although if you put a priest nearby, 4.
Still no.
Okay.
You need like 8 attacks to be worthwhile.
Colonel Cabbage says, never wait for the repulsor, you'll spend half an hour waiting for the driver to decide where to go.
While it shoots things. There you go.
The Uber repulsor.
This is a repulsor on steroids.
So obviously you got the warrant of trade, which is getting to any vehicle. Then concealed architect weapon. So once per battle at the start of the fight phase, pick an enemy model within 1 inch of a Lucia vein and roll a dice. On a 4+, that model suffers D3 mortal wounds because of that architect weapon.
That's alright, I like that.
Yeah.
18-inch range, you say?
No, 4. No, 1 inch range.
1 inch on a 4+.
Just like that now.
1 inch on a 4+, on a toughness 3 model.
Once per game.
Once per game.
On a toughness route. Yeah.
Toughness 3 model. However, Elusive Vein does have a 4-up invulnerable save because of the Disruption Reveal generator.
She shouldn't do anything.
She got 4 wounds. And then finally, multispectral Auspicator.
Multispectral or Spectre.
That's correct.
What the hell?
Reroll hit rolls of 1 made for attacks by friendly Elisudian Starstriders. So that's basically her little detachment. So reroll 1s to hit for attacks made by them within 6. So there we go. Yeah. And then she's got Voidsman at Arms who are with her, which is a little squad. Yeah, Aximilian the dog is in there. Also Voidmaster Nitch and some Voidsmen. So you've got a bunch of different things. The Voidsmen have all got las guns and las pistols, so we don't need to talk about that. The Voidsman, one Voidsman is armed with a rotor cannon, las pistol, and concussion grenade. So the rotor cannon is pretty cool. It's heavy 4. The community article did lie about its damage capacity, but
they didn't even get their own rules right.
Yeah, ballistic skill 3, able to wipe out a squad of Terminators. It was described as
a squad of 1 Terminator.
Well, no, they didn't say how. They didn't say how many Terminators are in that squad. It could be a very depleted squad that's already been shot. There's 1 Terminator on 1 wound left.
It's true.
Could kill it in that situation.
Yeah, StarWax8232. Thanks for subscribing with Twitch Prime. You help keep the show going, like everyone on Patreon and Twitch. That's right. You've got BDE.
Yes.
That's right.
We should put that as our new emote,
yeah. So, strength 4, -1, doing 2 damage.
Okay, so 4 shots, all hitting, all wounding, all of them failing their saves, you can kill 4 Terminators.
So, nearly. And then 1 runs away in battle.
So, let's assume...
so physically can kill... Well, I guess.
Yeah, so it can happen.
It can happen. And then the Voidmaster is armed with an Artificer shotgun, which is Assault 2, Strength 4, and does 2 damage. If it's within half range, the weapon adds 1 to the Strength characteristic, so Strength 5. Not bad, but they're all ballistic steel 3. And then Aximilian is a close combat specialist. Got 2 attacks at Strength 3. Yes. It's not a close combat specialist. He's just a dog.
He's just a normal dog.
But the death of Maximilian is ignored for the purpose of morale.
That's bullshit.
Wait,
no.
Surely killing the dog would leave you more distraught.
Exactly.
Agreed. But then also you'd be more furious at whatever killed the dog, and thus wanting to stay in the fight and murder it. I think killing the dog should make all characters...
+1 attack.
+1 attack, or immune to morale checks.
Both.
6 inches. Yeah, both.
All of it.
Yeah, yeah. +1 for good boy.
Yeah. Avenge good boy.
I do worry that no one in the rules team has got a dog, because...
Doesn't seem like
do you know if they have dogs?
Huh? I don't know. I don't know. And also, I imagine they do.
But we can safely assume that they don't from that rule.
Yeah, that would be a fair.
Because if they did, then they wouldn't write that kind of.
They would not write that.
I've never owned a dog, and I still know that if a dog dies, it's very distressing.
And then you get +1 attack.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, +1 lash out ability.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slap.
Finally, loyal retainers add one to leadership characteristic of this model, of models with this unit, who are leadership 8, within 6 inches of Elusivane. Then you've got the Electromaester, special character, Larsen van der Graus. So he probably is Dionysus' friend.
Why are all of these tech people all like Central European?
Maybe they've just got vast respect for the Nordic/Dutch people, which
German
I do
efficiency.
too. Apart from those German Nazi gold stealing Swits.
Yeah.
I don't know if that was true. That might be.
They don't even do anything. They just crawl out.
Plus hashtag the Earth is flat. So
one of those domes and it spins inside the dome.
Well, have you seen the rumor that the CERN, the Large Hadron Collider?
Yeah.
Has anyone seen? John's just brought up in the chat. Has anyone seen the fact that when they turned it on, they said the world would end?
Yeah.
That's what some people are saying.
Yeah.
And some people are saying
goo, right?
because they turned it on, we're now living in the worst timeline.
Everything. Yeah.
Like everything after that got worse. And it's because they turned it on. We're
Hard
now
to
living.
argue with that.
Yeah.
Correlation doesn't necessarily equal causation.
However, interesting fact: the day after the CERN was turned on, Games Workshop got their first Facebook account.
Oh.
Coincidence? Fact?
Maybe there's just some long-term problem that we're not quite seeing yet. Like them talking about dropping FAQs and not doing it just to destroy hope.
Well, we're living in the worst timeline.
Yeah, the French won the World Cup.
See? We're living in the worst timeline. That's the point. Anyway.
And America won the ETC.
Ugh.
Yeah.
Ugh.
Yeah, that's worse.
Wait, since they turned it back on or since they turned it on the first time?
Since they turned it on the first time.
Oh, well, lots of other countries have won it. Wait, the Poles have won it, the Germans have won it, the Russians have won it, and the US have won it.
Yeah, but the US winning it means we're in the worst timeline.
Yeah, it does. Just winning it once.
And if you're from America, we're very sorry, but Tom's not.
No. I'm fully embracing that Canadian meme.
No, Tom likes them all now.
Yeah, he does. He likes them all. So,
got the wall up.
So, Larsen van der Graus is toughness 3 with 2 wounds and a 4-up save. He's an elite choice. He's got a voltaic pistol, though, which is strength 5, AP 0, does damage 1, and each unmodified hit roll of 6 scores 3 hits.
Oh, so it's Tesla.
He's got 1 shot, though.
Lovely.
Yeah. And then Concussion Grenade is the same as I read up before. However, Voltigeist Array, friendly Akudian Star Striders, wholly within 6 inches of this model, have a 5-up invulnerable save.
Ooh.
So he's like the Custodes guy.
Ooh.
So that's kind of cool. So you've got like an infantry squad that generates 3 CP with a 5-up invulnerable save, which I think is kind of fun. Then you've got...
is he a HQ choice?
No, he's an elite.
Elite, that fella.
Sucks.
Yeah. Then you've got Sinister... Oh my god.
These names are just toying with you now.
Synesthesia minced. Yeah. Is a single model armed with a scalpel claw las pistol. Basically an apothecary.
Great.
2 wounds, 2 attacks, 5-up save. You got the road trader retinue.
Also known as red shirts.
Yeah. You've got las pistol, which is exactly what you expect. Scalpel claw, though, strength is user strength 3, so -1, doing 1 damage, and then a concussion grenade. Sinister Mince does not take up a slot in a detachment that includes LC of A. Doesn't take up a slot, so you can have them in a patrol, is the point.
Okay.
And then Healing Serum at the end of your movement phase, this model can attempt to heal a single friendly Elicidian Star Strider infantry unit within 3 inches, roll a d6 for a 4-up. Mod that unit regains 1 lost wound. If the unit is Niche's squad, 1 model is slain in an early battle is returned to health.
The dog is alive again.
The dog is alive!
That's what you can pick any model to come back. So don't heal the bleeding man in the corner, heal the dog out.
It's like Super Vet.
Yeah.
And then finally, then you got the Death Cult Executioner, Nossoprond.
Oh dear.
Not
You're
a
really good with these names.
Prond.
Thanks, Ed.
You should go to universities and read out the names of the people who receive the degrees.
That should be my job.
There you go, yeah. You should do that.
I appreciate that. But what's interesting, I'm good at this. However, reading a Twitch chat name is like French to
Yeah,
me.
you're still getting Chris Frostin wrong.
Am I?
Yeah, you call him Chris Frostferin.
That's right, isn't it?
Frostferin? Yeah, that's fine.
Diagnosis, Papapine, IDUK,
Yeah,
Retisanti.
at least we've moved past Moon. Like,
Moon Tyranid.
Moon
Yeah.
No one
Tyranid,
Timmers.
Yeah, it took me 18 months though. Right.
18
Big old fish, Moon Tyranid.
Bog old fish.
What's funny is I don't know how long I was on Wild Alive saying that until, anyway. Right, Nossoprond is a Death Cult assassin, or Death Cult executioner, sorry.
My favourite model, this one, I think.
Yes, a cool model.
Super cool.
Coming around the head.
Death Cult
Very
Assassin.
samurai-esque, isn't it?
Yeah, very, very. Very samurai-esque, which is, I think, I was looking at the name, Nossoprond starts with a K. That seems a bit like Korean, potentially?
Also Prond.
Yeah, maybe. But prond might be a joke. Like, stab you with a prond.
Like Red Hot Poker.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that might be the gag. They like gags. I don't know if you've noticed that. They'll slip them into the names.
What's the name?
I imagine the incredibly overworked naming department and rules team are just like, they'll let the shit will slip by. So we'll get through a few joke names.
Call of a baby eating Bishop of Bath and Wells.
That would be funny if they got that through.
TV reference.
Yeah, there we go. A bit of Blackadder.
A bit of Blackadder.
Right, so you've got the Dart Mask, which is a pistol, which is strength 1, -1, doing 1 damage. The weapon always wounds on a 2+, unless it's a Titanic or vehicle. So even Mortarion is getting 2+ to wound. The name's Prond. Nossoprond. There you go. See, it might be a James Bond reference.
Colonel Cabbage.
Colonel Cabbage. I'm Colonel Cabbage. Colonel.
Cabbage.
I think it's
Colonel.
Colonel.
How do you spell Colonel?
Cabbage.
Colonel Cabbage.
Colonel Cabbage.
Hi, Greco.
Cabbage.
To my temp fate. Carl Mack, I've got your name now, because you mentioned it on Twitter. You were like, Rob went a whole show without fucking up my name. And I was like, yes. I'm dumb.
No, you can read the hard bits, you just can't read the easy bits.
Mr. Tumnus, I'm glad you're here. You came up on Monday because we were talking about the Beast of Chaos book, and I talked to my co-host, and I was like, it's like Lion with the Wardrobe. Have you guys seen Mr. Tumnus? And then someone, Adam, who was sat there, went, oh, is he in the chat? And I went, no, from the story. Which I thought was real good. Anyway, sorry. Nossoprond has got the Dark Mask. We talked about that. The Death Cult Power Blade, which is strength as user, but strength 4. -2, doing 1 damage with 4 attacks, hitting on only 3s.
You'd think you should be hitting on 2s, wouldn't you?
I would think so.
She's an assassin.
I would think so.
Come on.
Yeah.
Death Cult Assassins are kind of just naked people that run at you and slap you with a big power sword.
And it's not even got AP3 like a normal power sword.
Yeah, it's not even got AP3. Even though it's a power blade.
It's got +1 strength though, right?
No,
Jesus,
Nossoprond is +1 strength.
Okay.
And then 5 up invulnerable save because of uncanny reflexes. And Zealot, you can reroll failed hit rolls for this model. There you go, there's the assassin. In a turn in which it charged, made a heroic intervention, or was charged
It's the
by
first round of combat.
an enemy unit.
Oh, that's 6.
And then you've got some stratagems.
Woo!
Yeah. If your army is Battleforged and includes a Lucian Vein, you have access to stratagem shown. So you've got Executioner Cell. Use the stratagem in a shooting phase before Voidmaster Snitch attacks with his Artificer Shotgun. Only make a single hit roll for this weapon in that phase, but add 3 to the roll if the target is hit, suffers 1 mortal wounds and normal damage for a command point.
Add 3 to the roll.
Yeah, 3 to hit.
Weird.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Is that? I presume they've done that to try and take into account like minuses to hit modifiers and things like that.
Yes.
I presume.
John pointed out that this still is an army with more stratagems than both Genestealer Cults and Orcs
Combined.
combined. It's Mr. Goldsmith. Lovely.
I can't believe these got a codex before Orcs.
What?
I can't believe these got a codex before Orcs. Unbelievable.
Orcs aren't even that popular, though, I think.
No.
Clearly.
Clearly.
Nobody likes Orcs.
Well, as long as they don't get a Necron Codex, I'm fine.
They're not. I don't
Yeah,
think
that's
they'll get
true.
an Necron Codex. There's no way you can make a Horde army crap in this edition.
You could be playing it it'd be played by an Italian.
Yeah, that's true.
you're not even. It's neither good nor bad. It just doesn't finish games.
Schrodinger's army.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You don't know if it's a good game or a bad game because it's not a game.
So, Digital Laser Regalia. Use this stratagem immediately after fighting with a Lucia Vein. Resolve one additional attack against an enemy unit within 1 inch of her. If the attack hits the enemy, suffers D3 mortal wounds instead of the normal damage. Again, yeah. These are all meh, by the way, but I'm reading them out so we can all just. So feel free to make a gag at them when I read them. Yeah, I did say that the top down of the review is, buy it if you want to. Don't put it in your army, but
it's a thing that exists.
Then the recover architect at any cost. Use this stratagem at the end of your turn if Larsen van der Graus is within 3 inches of an objective marker until the start of your next turn. So that would be the guy who gives up 5 of the vulnerable save. Mm-hmm. Until the start of your next turn, add 1 to the saving throws made for him and increase his attack characteristic by 1.
That's garbage.
What a combat beast.
How many command points do you waste on that?
1 command point.
That's not a waste.
But it is a patrol detachment.
Doesn't do anything.
How many attacks does he have anyway? Wasn't it like 2?
Who? Larsen van der Graus?
Yeah.
From Dutchland.
Yeah.
Larsen van der Graus has got 2 attacks.
Ooh, so he'll have 3 now.
With his but he does have 3. Yeah, he does have 3 attacks, but he doesn't actually have a close combat weapon. He only has the voltaic pistol.
Oh wow!
So he hits you at strength 3 with 2 attacks.
Well, 3 attacks.
Oh, it's my mistake.
But then he's got what?
But
then he's got what? A 4+ invulnerable save.
Well, yeah. So he adds +1 to his save, so that would mean he has a 4+ invulnerable save. You're right, Nick.
There you go.
A 3+ invulnerable save. Did you say?
What?
4+. So he has a 5 and it'll go to a 4. And what's his armor save?
It's a 4+, so it would have a 3.
So 3.
If he was in cover, he'd have a 2-up armor save. He'd be a Terminator.
How many wounds does he have?
Wow.
He has 2.
So if he fails 1 save, he's dead.
Well, it depends what you shoot him with.
I was just hitting him.
Stop cussing my army, man.
He is a character as well.
Do you know what this feels like? This is when you're like, I'm so excited about my new models, and then you listen to dickheads like us on a podcast, and they go, yeah, I can't wait to use my Doom Scythe, yeah? And then they listen to our show, and they're like, crap. Yeah, this is how it feels. I'm playing.
And they're looking at their online receipt for all the Doom sites they just bought. Shipping date next Tuesday. Like,
but do you know what they don't do? They don't cancel the order. Instead, they go, I'll stop listening to that show.
Yeah. Denial is
it's okay,
always best.
It's okay. You can use them as garden CP farm for about a week.
Yeah.
Can you?
I don't know. You got CP farm still a thing.
Donuts of destruction.
You can use these. Doom size.
Croissant,
I mean these
of
things. Death. Croissant. Yeah.
Anyway, we'll move on quickly because I don't want this to take too long. Anyway, I was quite excited by this codex. I was like, these codexes. I was like, it could be really good. And then I found out they just made everything crap. Killing strikes, 1 CP. Use this stratagem for you fight with the name's Nosso Prond. No, Prond.
Prond. Yosso Prond.
In the fight phase. Until the end of your phase, the damage characteristic of a power blade is increased to D3 when targeting infantry. So not too bad. -2. Reroll to hit.
How many attacks?
3 attacks.
Strength.
4.
Hitting on.
3's rerolling.
3's rerolling.
Shite.
Well, we haven't got to points yet.
If it was damage 2, be a bit more impressed. But damage D3, you could still.
If you charge a spirit seer, maybe.
That's right. And there's a new spirit seer in that weird box. We're doing it. Let's buy this box and another £100 box. Get it together and fight.
What does a Captain in Gravis armor have? Is it a 4+ invulnerable save?
Who?
Space Marine Primaris Captain in Gravis armor. Okay. Maybe 2+ space or 3+.
So combat resuscitation. Use a stratagem at the end of your movement phase after Sanitization Minced has attempted. I think I nailed that name in that name. Has attempted to heal a unit. She can immediately attempt to heal a unit again. This can be the same unit or a different LSU unit. So basically, you get to do the heal twice. You heal the dog and another guy.
Oh, there you go. Great.
Yeah,
you can get an extra worthless model.
A command point. And then 1 command point with the electromotive force. 1 with the electromotive force. Or literally 1 with the force.
The electromotive force is with me.
No, 1 with the electromotive. Yeah, the electromotive force is with me. And I have 1 with it.
1 with it.
So, a small Star Wars reference there.
Then you go back down to your basement to milk some big hippo's titty.
Which one's that? By the way, question to everyone in the Twitch chat and to you two, best Star Wars film?
Empire.
Probably Rogue One is very good.
What did you just say out loud with your mouth?
What? Rogue One?
Rogue One?
Yeah,
what was the latest one where Leia flies into space?
I wouldn't say that's the best, but it's very good.
Empire, man.
Also,
is that number 5? Is Empire 5? Yeah, that's probably a good one.
Yeah. What about you?
Empire. 100%.
I do really like Rogue One though.
What?
And I watched Solo the other day. I really enjoyed Solo.
I haven't seen Solo, and I do really like him. So I'd like to.
What? Ron Howard?
Troopers.
Yeah, no, not Ron Howard. Childish Gambino.
Donald Glover. Yeah,
Donald Glover.
he's playing.
Oh man, he was
Lando
so
Calrissian.
good as Lando.
The
voice is like basically the same.
He's just a sensational artist.
I think he's very good.
Like he's across the board, like musician, actor.
Community was fire as well.
Yeah, he's just so good. Like anyway, also Andy Dunn is saying that tomorrow he's on Warhammer TV playing with his Eldar. If you'd like to see him play.
Oh really?
Yeah. John says he likes Ewoks, Caravan of Courage. This reminds you of War Scrolls for the Shadespire Warbands. That's true. Reticent says Empire. Full Green says Rogue One. Thomas is Empire. Edie says the first one. Starship Troopers. That is a better Star Wars one.
Ultramarines is a better one.
The one with Khan in Empire. The one with Jar Jar Binks in Obs. Actually, that's my favourite is Darth Maul.
Spoilers, he might be in Solo.
He's in Solo.
Maybe.
Oh, gonna watch that bad boy. Yeah, but not Solo though. The first one when he turns up. So Attack of the Clones.
He died like a bit of a Phantom Menace as well.
Phantom Menace. Yeah.
It's the best fight scene.
It's the best fight scene.
Apart from Liam Neeson was horrible in that film.
No, he's alright.
He was really bad.
What?
Was good.
He was really bad.
Although I would have
Poor
really
Liam
liked to
Neeson,
have
man.
seen him play Liam Neeson as. I'd like to have seen Taken.
Yeah.
I'd like to see him play the character of Taken, but as a Jedi.
Yeah, it was pathetic. He was pathetic in comparison.
Well, no, yeah. But anyway, Maul is great though.
I like Donald Glover and Magic Mike XXL. Thanks for Pete.
Also, I did see someone posted up a meme. Again, this is not related, but it is Star Wars quickly. Someone posted up that I think Star Wars The Clone Wars, which is a very well regarded cartoon series, I think. I've not seen it myself, but a lot of people I know have said that they really like it. It's great. I think now it's gone into the Disney-only streaming service. And there was a meme and it was like, Disney, you now must subscribe to us in order to watch Star Wars Attack Wars or Clone Wars or whatever it's called. So, but you forget my secret ingredient. Is crime. Which I really enjoyed. Anyway, moving on, and obviously always support artists where you can.
So long as their content is good.
Yes, but if they're not paid fairly by Disney, fuck them. Right, next. So we find out what that stratagem does. That was a tangent, I'm sorry.
Yeah, that was a good tangent.
Yeah. And also, if you're out there, please let us know what your favourite Star Wars movie is. Just because it'd be cool to know. What did everyone say? Yeah.
Return of the King.
Return of the King is not... Right, so using the stratagem in your mutant phase before moving Larson van der Klaus, instead of moving him normally, remove him from the battlefield. At the end of the mutant phase, set him up anywhere on the battlefield that's more than 9 inches from the enemy model.
So he pops up, goes, aha, does nothing, gets shot in the face and dies.
He might jump on an objective last
Is he the one that gives a 5+ multiple save?
Yes.
So you're taking him away from your army, slapping him in a corner somewhere and letting him die.
Yeah, let your army die, and then Larson's like this. Fuck you!
That's so bad.
Shit's getting real. I'm out of here.
Also, give me another command word. I want a better invulnerable save.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess you could take him as like an auxiliary support choice as an elite in a guard army, just by himself, and then use him as a 5++ bubble.
Yes.
Does the entire unit have to be within 5
isn't
inches?
it keywords?
Wholly within 5 inches.
Is it just anyone? Any?
Yeah. No, any Elicidian Star Structure.
So it has to.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, so you can't use it. Yeah.
Colonel Cabage
Come on.
has just written something in the chat. He said, I don't know who you are. I don't know what you want. If you're looking for a ransom, I can tell you I don't have any money. But what I do have a very particular set of skills. Skills I've acquired over a very long career. Skills that make me a nightmare for people like you. If you let my droid go now, that'll be the end of it. I will not look for you. I will not pursue you. But if you don't, I will look for you. We'll find you. And I will kill you. That would have been a better...
Yeah, monologue.
Yeah, that's... Anyway.
That entire stuff with, what was it?
Go back in time.
The midichlorians.
That.
Huh? Go back in time. Change it.
That,
yeah. Hi, Aaron Wilson. I hope you're well, mate. I just finished off a 2,000 point Death Guard force. Wow. Is it the Puricide Squad?
Puricide Squad.
Hopefully.
Right. So the Logis Interrogator Scanner uses stratagem before the battle to either reveal D3 hidden setup markers if your opponent is using a sealed deployment, or identify a mysterious objective anywhere on the battlefield. Alternatively, use this stratagem in your shooting phase before attacking land with Lance and Var de Grace. Ignore penalties to his hit and rolls this phase. To his hit rolls this phase. They really like Larson van der Graaf.
They do.
How many command points is that?
1 command point.
Still 1 command point I could have had.
For anything else.
Yeah.
And he's got 1 shot, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Ignore
If he hits
penalties
on a
for
6.
1 shot.
Was this thought through before it was published? I guess we didn't want to make it too overpowered.
Are any of them? I do have something to say about these stratagems in a minute that's, I think, worth saying.
They
Use
suck.
this stratagem during setup. During deployment, set up all of the Lucian Star Strider units from your army in the teleportarium chamber, 1 command point.
Okay.
Yeah. At the end of your movement phase, you can teleport on the battlefield, so you can deep strike them for 1 command point.
Wow.
And to give you an idea of just how cheap they are,
Well, that's actually alright.
Mitch's squad is 6 points per model, and there's 6 of them in that squad. Yeah. Alicia Vane's only 45 points. Nonosprond is 25 points. So dirt cheap. Larson van der Graaf is 22 points, the coward that he is. And then Sinister Mince is only 17 points. So yeah, I think realistically you're looking at maybe sub 150 points for the entire group in a patrol detachment with 3 command points, and it is, yes, useless.
But it's 3 command points.
It's 3 command points.
You're basically buying 3 command points.
Well, you kind of are, and you kind of also just put in a bunch. I mean, you've got an infantry squad in there with a rotor cannon. You've got a character that can. They've all got a 5-up invulnerable save.
Huh.
Yeah, you can kind of shoot stuff.
That one stratagem makes him at least worth considering in ITC formats, I think.
Yeah.
Because you've got a bunch of units. Well, especially when I'm playing in Cardiff, we don't even have a kill point component. So you just drop a bunch of shit down. You run it around the board standing on objectives. And then you've got 3 extra command points.
But only that can be used for these.
Oh, that's
stratagems.
awful, yeah.
Yeah.
Good point now. Okay.
I don't know, but it takes. But it's cheap for bodies.
Yeah, it's...
Well, how many bodies do you get? 10?
Well, you get 1, 2, 3, 4, and the squad. So you get 5. No, you don't get 5 bodies, but you get 5 squads. So you get 5 things to run
So you
around.
got 4 characters in the squad, so you've got 4 characters running around for objectives. If characters could still block characters, then yes, but I don't think so at the minute, no. Maybe on a really dense board.
And then one of those CPs goes into teleporting.
The other 2 CP aren't going to go into anything because all the other
But
structures
they will have a 5-up invuln save. The only thing I can say about this particular codex, which I enjoyed the story part of it, like that sort of like, and the we can all agree I mean, it's super cheap. Like we said, we're talking about like sub 150 for that entire group. So it's like nothing really in points. But I kind of wish that's what stratagems were in all the other codexes. Just as like, I could maybe deep strike a unit, and maybe if I get close enough, I could do 1 mortal wound. I wish that was the stratagems. That would make. Oh, thanks for subscribing, Will O'Connor on YouTube. If you're watching, if anyone's watching on YouTube or Facebook, you've got big BDE, but we're taking questions only on Twitch. Yeah. One of those CPs goes into holding down. And the other 2 CP goes in rerolls for the dog.
Yeah.
Is the dog a character? Is the dog a character?
No, he's attached to a squad, so you can actually kill everyone else in the squad before the dog. I would leave it
The dog would take a morale test.
I would go down to the rotor cannon and the dog. That's where I'd be down to, and I'd be like, I don't know what I want to do.
You get rid of a rotor cannon.
Yeah, yeah, every time.
You would.
All right. So next up, and I've tried to fly through this. So the other codex is the Gellerpox Infected, and you've got a bunch of characters. So special rules are they're the Nurgle models, so they've got Disgust and Resilience, fine. They have the Vulgras followers. So this ability has no effect unless your army includes the Vulgar and the Thrice Curse. So he's kind of the boss. If it does so, you cannot set up any holy units with this ability before you set a Vulgar Thrice Curse. When you set him up, you can set them all up together on the battlefield within 6 inches of him. And if you cannot set them up, they are counted as destroyed. Warlord trait, Vulgar the Thrice Cursed, has got Twisted Brilliance, which is if your army is Battleforged, you get 3 command points. So again, you take these guys as a patrol detachment. They've made it so you can basically take it as a patrol detachment. Then you get 3 command points that can only be spent on this army.
Sucks.
Still, I don't know. Yeah, maybe. Very bite, much survive. Heckin' howl. I mean, quickly talking about the Rogue Trader army again. You can include a dog in your army. That's got to be worth it.
Well, I would just use that model, proxy it for something else.
Do a corn army. Flash rounds.
No, it's a good boy.
They're good
Have you
boys.
made your warlord?
Huh?
Let's have him as your warlord.
On his hind legs.
As he is.
Right, so these guys maybe have got a little bit more utility in 40k. Potentially this, but we'll see. So Volga the Thrice Cursed, yeah, he moves 5 inches. He's obviously Nurgle. He's got disgusting resilience, don't forget. So he's toughness 5 with a 6-up save, but he has a 5-up invulnerable save. Sitting on toughness 5 with 5 wounds.
That's already much better.
Yeah, it's just big and chunky. So he's got and leadership 9, but that's not really important. So he's got 4 attacks that hit on 3s, and you can re-roll hit rolls of 1 near him. So that's useful. Obviously, he's near himself. He's got a belly flamer, which is just a flamer at strength 4. Yeah, say 8 inches.
I like
exactly what you think.
Flamer.
Huh?
That's cool. I like
because he literally is better. Because these guys are so the big fellas. Well, all these models are, apart from the demon ones, are crew that were working on the Gellerfield that have been like twisted and mutated in together. So these guys are like in the bow of the ship. So he's got like so they're kind of mechanical Nurgle. So they're not quite demon engines. They're more humans that have been affected by demon machines. Which is I quite like that. They haven't really done that before. Techno virus.
No, they've kind of like the chaos like dreadnoughts and vehicles. They once were like normal Marines, but then they got taken over like by a demon or whatever.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's like a new creation.
Yeah, this is a new thing for Games Workshop.
Yeah.
I'd quite like them to explore this personally. Like if they were to do more 40k Nurgle, I would be fine with them not going down the demons or the Death Guard route, which is pretty good, and then exploring this element personally.
Yeah.
Mr. Thomas says Gellerpox adds some nice, useful flavour to Death Guard army. Big, tough monsters that are better than Spawn as a little distraction card effects type unit. Yeah, or even just an objective sitter. So
the only contestant there becomes with them versus Playgrounds.
Yes,
absolutely.
Absolutely. Bionic Abomination, so he's got 5 vulnerable save, and then subtract 1 from leadership characteristics. Well, units were wholly within 6 inches of him. And he's in close combat, he's got 4 attacks that hit on 3s at strength +1, so strength 6, -2, doing 2 damage on 4 attacks. And he is, let me just get to it, the grand points total of 65 points.
That's pretty cheap.
That's very cheap, I think. Then, like him, hate him.
Fine. He doesn't really do that much, actually, to be honest.
He doesn't do a lot, but he's 65.
He's just a cheap HQ.
He is a very cheap HQ. Then you've got the Vox Shamblers. So these guys are the most like humanistic kind of dudes. It's a squad of 3. Then that's the max you can have. And only one of this unit can be included in your army, so you can't buy multiple versions of this box. So you can't just have loads of these guys. I thought it was a bit of a shame, but whatever. They hit on 4, so their weapon skill 4, which is the bad bits. And their toughness 4, as you'd expect, they're Nurgle, with 2 attacks each. They've got 6-up save and disgusting resilience. And the models in this unit have a 5-up invulnerable save. Each time you roll an unmodified saving throw of a 6 for this unit in the fight phase, the unit that made the attack suffers 1 mortal wound after it made all of its attacks. So it causes mortal wounds on 1s on its saves and does 5 and has a 5-up invulnerable.
Wasn't it 6 to save its mortal wounds?
Oh yes, sorry.
It'd be quite cool to throw into like a big horde of orcs who are going to do a lot of attacks.
Yeah,
so you know they're going to die.
Want those 3 to die.
You know they're going to die, but you want to do a few mortal wounds back.
Yeah. And then they've got 2 attacks each, so that'd be 6 from the unit that hit a strength 4, so strength user -1, doing 1 damage.
Cool.
I can see Tom's face is like, these have no effect.
They don't have any effect.
They are.
I'll never see them at the ETC.
You'll never see them
at any tournament. Never.
Yeah. They are only 8 points each, though. So the entire squad is costing you 24 points for the 3. Look at that. Tom's like, they are cheap enough to be worth something. Because there is a point, isn't there, where everything's got a use when it's cheap.
I mean, if you give me 3 models, I'm just like, yeah, sure. It's just like, for your army. It's like summoning. But
Can they deep strike? You say?
We'll get to the stratagems.
So yes, they can.
Okay, because I was just thinking a unit of 3 would be a bit shit if you can't deep strike it because you just deploy and then a stubber can get rid of them.
These guys are great. These guys are the glitchlings. So they're nurglings that are half robot.
That's pretty cool.
That's right. Narratively, at least, that's really cool.
They have sassy poses.
They have very sassy poses. There you go. You see?
Oh yeah.
There you go.
They're pretty cool, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the glitchlings. And obviously they've got all this. Anyway, so they hit on 4s. They have got their strength and toughness 2. They're a nurgling basically. They've got 2 attacks each. Strength is used. It's a unit of 4. And they've got disgusting resilience, which doesn't work if it's got a damage characteristic of more than 1.
Nurglings.
Yeah, nurglings. But they have a 5 vulnerable save because obviously they've got the demon keyword.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And then subtract 1 for hit rolls against this unit. Yeah, so -1 to hit. So that'd be pretty good. Naturally, -1 to hit, Tom. Sit on an objective.
Tempest launcher.
But there wasn't a Tempest launcher.
If I wasn't. Here's the thing. If I can see them, they're probably going to die regardless of the -1. If I can't see them, they're probably going to be fine. So if you're playing an ITC format where it's easy to hide stuff because line is like blocking bottom
But
floor.
the unit is 16 points.
24 points.
There's only 4 of them. And they're 4 points each.
Oh, these were glitch lanes.
They're glitch lanes. Now they're 16 points.
Yeah.
So you still have not spent a lot of points.
And you can take them in a Nurgle detachment, right? Because they have a Nurgle faction keyword.
They do have the Nurgle keyword.
Faction keyword?
Nurgle keywords, not faction keywords. They've
So
got
what's in the
chaos.
faction keyword?
Huh?
What's in the faction keyword?
Faction keyword is Nurgle, Infantry, Nightmare Hawks, and Hulk.
So they have Nurgle in the faction keyword?
No, they've got Chaos, Gellerpox, Infected is their faction keywords.
Nah.
Which is sad.
Sad.
Next up, you've got the 3 big boys. I know you're excited about these. The 3 big boys.
I'm so excited.
Yeah, the Hull Breakers, they're called.
Right.
And then the boss is called Nasher Screamer. And he has got...
He's already got a name.
He has got a name. All 3 of them have got names.
That was quick.
Yeah, all 3 of them have names. And the Nasher Screamer has got 4 attacks, but only hitting on 4s.
So 2 attacks here.
Yeah, he hits with his Plague Cleaver, though, which is strength as user at strength 5.
When you're freeze.
-2,
Yeah.
doing 2 damage.
Sounds like a Reaper launcher.
And you re-roll wound rolls of 1.
Sounds very much like a Reaper launcher.
But then movement 5,
Yeah.
4 attacks. I mean, if you compare it to a Bullgrin, they've got one. He's got 1 more attack than a Bullgrin, although Bullgrins can get bonuses to how many attacks.
Bullgrins don't die, though.
But they have -2. Oh yeah, but these guys have got disgusting resilience, toughness 5.
How many wounds?
Huh?
How many wounds?
And they have 4 wounds each.
Save?
6 normal save,
No.
and then disgusting resilience.
No.
Nick.
They're too slow when we get shot.
Oh my god. So hard to do this with you because if they're not even top tier, it's just they are shit. Yes, I agree.
They look cool.
They look cool.
I'll buy them. They look cool.
Yeah, okay.
But
But then the
shit.
other 2 Nightmare Hawks, which only have 3 attacks each, so 6 attacks, hitting on 4s, strength is used, so strength 5, -2, doing 2 damage.
Same again.
So
he's just different because he's just got 1 extra attack.
yes, and he's the boss.
Okay.
That's it.
Now I just need to know for any distractions.
Has he got +1 leadership?
Does he have +1 leadership? He does.
Hey.
Way. And that's all. And then movement 5, so they're super slow. It's not. I didn't write it. It's not my fault. And then you've got the Mutoid Vermin. So they just have some bases, basically. Yeah. But they've all got different names. So you've got the Eye Stinger Swarms, which are 4 models. Yeah. The Curse Mites, which are 4 models, and the Sludge Grubs, which are 4 more models. Yeah. They are all toughness 2. Good. The Eye Stinger Swarms are movement 10 though. They've got D3 attacks and they hit on 4, so that's 4D3. By the way, they're 31 points for the Hulk guys. So the unit will crush about 93 points.
Yeah, no. Thank you.
However, the Eye Stinger Swarms, D3 attacks each, and they are strength 2. And each unmodified hit roll of a 6 made for this weapon automatically results in a wound, not make a wound roll. So they hit on 4s. So that's quite good. Because obviously strength 2. The unit does not take up a slot of the detachment, like I told you about, and subtract 1 for hit rolls, so they might want to hit as well. The movement 10, and how's this? Add 1 slain model to this unit at the start of every turn.
Nice. So as long as they're not dead, they can keep coming back.
Yeah.
Slowly.
But 1 at a time, so you're going to get a maximum of 6 model or 7 models back if you're going second and it goes 7 turns.
Yeah. You're literally making people leave the show, Tom, with your hate of the show.
All right, it's amazing.
You don't have to say they're amazing.
We're going to take
that's not
3 ironclad dreadnoughts,
oh my god!
and we're going to put them in. It don't matter if it's illegal.
Then you got Sludge Grubs. I just want to do the whole thing.
Do it.
These are toughness 2 with 4 wounds. So they've got an acid spit, which is a pistol at 8 inches, which is -1, but it's strength 3. These guys are strength 3. They've got 1 attack each at strength 3, hitting on 4s at -1. They're rubbish. They're so rubbish. You have to be. But they've got the causistic blood, which I like. Well, D6 each time a model of this unit is slain. In the fight phase, roll of 6. The model that killed it causes a mortal wound. So you can kind of use them to just go and like murder stuff. And then the curse mites are movement 8, and you can reroll failed charge rolls for this unit. In addition, when this unit piles in or consolidates, it does it for 6 inches. But they are 1 wound each with a 6-up save, with no vulnerable save, and no discussion resilience, and they're toughness 2. And there's 4 of them. But you can reroll charges for them.
Oh, nice. You get the crap models in even quicker. Do they have to these all just one massive unit, or they're like there's just so that each little group of 4 is its own little unit?
Yes. So the Ice Sting and Swarm are 3 points per model, and it's unit 4. So the Curse Mites are 4 points per model, but 3, and then Bullet Face 88 says, I played against Gellerpox the other day in a kill point game. It was wonderful. Because there's just loads of shit tiny.
What, they just walk at you and die?
Yes.
Yeah, there you go.
John, what does John say?
Will it blend?
Can the unit kill an ironclad in a turn? The new Will it blend?
Will it die? That is the question.
Will it die? We need. If anyone wants to sponsor us an ironclad dreadnought, and then we can play Will it die?
I'm not buying one.
Just so we can murder it every.
Just shit.
I bought one for a conversion.
Huh?
There you go.
I bought one to convert it.
Oh, nice. So there's some stratagems. They're all really bad. I'm not even going to read them all.
Was a deep strike out one? Wasn't there a deep strikey one?
No.
Oh, okay. So you can't even deep strike anything.
No.
What about straight?
You can heal a wound. You can -1 to psychic test for units within 18 inches. You can get a shift, which basically means you can redeploy and then deep strike a unit of the Vox Shamblers, which is at unit 3. The Glitchlings, this is good. Use the stratagem. This is the one thing I like from both codexes. Use the stratagem. It's 1 command point. After a unit of Glitchlings from your army is fought in the fight phase, choose an enemy vehicle within 1 inch of that unit and roll a d6 for each model in that unit. So it could be 4, and it takes a 4 plus. It takes a mortal wound.
To finish a vehicle off, maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
Assuming you've already done a decent amount of damage to the vehicle, which is unlikely in the first instance.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Thomas is offering to give us an ironclad sitting in a box, still being utterly terrible.
Did he buy it on the advice of modelsluggers.com?
So what I'd say to Mr. Thomas,
You did.
get yourself 4 heavy bolters.
Yeah.
And then some barbecue skewers and some
Oh my god, turn it
plastic
into
card. Yeah, turn it into a double autocannon dreadnought.
Which is the best sort of
dreadnought.
I did.
Yeah,
I agree.
That's what I did.
Right, next up. Anyway, all the things are shit. You can't use them in a game, but it's kind of interesting.
And you can't buy them as individual units, can you? You have to buy them all in one, don't you?
Because
of the keyword, the faction keyword thing.
Yeah, but you can take the whole thing again. I mean, because of the Plague Hulks and the big special character, that unit that's like 180 points or something ish for that group of dudes that you could put. I mean, one thing you like out of both books.
I like how the big boys look in the. I like the doggo.
When I found out that they were mini codexes, I was super excited because I was like, that is such a great way of putting like a bunch of really unique models on the board and doing a thing and having them have like a very specific purpose. Like the Nurgle guys. Oh, Alex Attempts Tabletop is hosting us, thanks, buddy. I really thought. Do you know what I mean? I thought that they'd do a thing.
Yeah, they'd be relevant or interesting.
Yes. I mean, they're narratively interesting.
It just feels like they're passing off something that was never meant to be a book as a book.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe.
I mean, but then that's good, because then, but also it's nice that there isn't locked into a £100 box a must-take Nurgle detachment. And a must-take... I mean, that's nice.
That'd be really money-grabbing, wouldn't it?
That would be money... I mean, I wouldn't necessarily know if they could do that by intent, but, like...
They've definitely gone too far towards it's too weak side and it's too strong side.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel like they've intentionally tried not to make them strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so now we know what it's like when they try and do it. So we've got an example. But overall, though, I like the models and the story.
Yeah. I like the models. I'm not sure about the story.
Yeah, the models would be cool just to get to just use as something else, like the big,
Just
the big
don't
plague.
use them as this.
Yeah, well, like
There's plague ogrins, isn't there?
Yeah, the Forge World ones.
Yeah, well, you
Yeah.
could use those guys as plague ogrins, is my point.
yeah.
Yeah, they'd be really cool.
Or you could do kind of like a chaosified but still loyal to the Emperor kind of army. And
Demon
then-
Prince of Nurgle?
Yeah.
Are they
Or
too
Demon
small?
Princes
Are they
of
too
Nurgle?
small to be Demon Princes?
No, they're quite big.
How big are they?
Demon
What's the
Princes
size
are really small.
Yeah, what's the
really.
size base of these?
50 mils, I think.
Okay, so it's not like Verogrin sized.
Yeah, they're bigger than ogrins.
They're like Centurion sized.
Yes.
Okay.
My Demon Prince is a marine side.
Oh, you've got the old metal one.
No, it's made myself.
Oh, right. Fair enough.
Nice.
Is that the one with the big
They're ready
axe?
for model floggers.
No, that's a Doom Bull. I've got 3 others that are like marines with robes, horned helmets, and,
Oh, cool.
and wings and
Are
claws.
you excited about the Beast of Chaos book, Nick, and be able to use all your blood letters as also gore?
I was thinking about it, but I might need to buy a bit too much other stuff to make it a viable army.
No. You only got to take the spell.
Not spell.
I'll write your list.
Okay.
Easy peasy. Nurgle Obliterator is if anyone is a daft enough to not run them as Slanesh. You can take Nurgle Obliterators.
Yeah.
I mean, they are quite Nurgle, but they're also quite mechanical.
Well, you can take 2 Nurgle ones and 1 Slanesh one. Because Slanesh one you can double fire and then Nurgle.
Look at us. We're such the beaten wives of Games Workshop, aren't we? We're like, how best can I make this black eye work for me? Yeah, like the models are cool. Yes, the story's fine, but for gaming purposes,
We spend an hour kicking Games Workshop and then we try and say one nice thing, just find one nice thing about it. Like, we really are just beaten wives, aren't we? Just having to find something nice to say about it. We're so kind to Games Workshop after just kicking this dead horse for 2 hours.
Yeah, it's such a schizophrenic life that we live as Warhammer players. In the game, my final analysis is they fucking suck balls.
Yes.
Would you two disagree on any particular point?
No.
I would
Then-
not disagree.
Okay.
Rules wise, they suck balls.
Yeah, there might be something to be said because they're so cheap for having some multiple units to potentially hold objectives or screen, but realistically, probably not.
Yeah, I bet they are good in kill team though.
Oh yes, Mr. Tumler says there are a lot of teams fun playing kill team. Big, horrible, hard to kill monsters are scary in a small scale skirmish game. Also playing against them, there's a reason to take them out. We're going to go in your kill team roster just in case. So thank you, Mr. Tumnus, for giving in. Like, yeah, I'm imagining these are perfect for that,
And
right?
that is what they were designed for, right?
Yeah. I agree. But in 40k,
It
poo.
was a kill team release.
Yeah.
Literally poo on the
However, if you're playing kill team, I think I want to play kill team. I've decided.
I've played it quite a bit. It's good fun.
Done. You've convinced me.
We should do it. We could do a 3-player kill team.
I've
Can
never
you?
played Kill Team, so you have to teach
yeah.
me.
Okay, it's fine.
Yeah, we could do a 3-player kill team.
That's fine, I'm not using Dark Reapers anyway. That's fine, I'm not using Dark Reapers anyway. Do they have ranges?
Yes, they do have ranges.
There you go, we're done.
Do they have Harlequins?
There's Harlequins, yeah. Harlequin kill team.
Bush. I'm in. All right, cool. And then Papine says I would disagree in that I don't think the models look are that cool. Looks like the Gala virus ravaged a Pride Parade float. Yeah, man. That's great.
That's why it's cool, man.
Yeah. You can do 3 games in an evening on stream. All right, John, calm down. Yeah. And then Mr. Tumnus, I'll play kill team with you all. Deal, Mr. Tumnus. Let's play. 4-player kill team coming soon to the Honest Wargamer. Right, so that's the end of the review of the book. Hope you enjoyed it. If you're feeling disgruntled, I apologise.
I'm disgruntled, but not with us.
And got a high point to end the podcast on, but we're still staying live, so if you're watching live, stay with us. High point?
The assassin model is really cool. I know we proxy it for like a
An assassin.
different assassin model. Whatever.
Agreed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sweet model.
Hashtag Hi Scared Cast. Lots of love from Canada.
Oh, that's Scary.
Hey.
Is that the?
That's Scary, yeah.
Is that Scary?
That's Scary.
Oh, look at it! Look at it! Hi, Scary. Oh, I've heard of you. You seem great.
Got all a flutter.
He is
Yeah, I'm a
good. He is a
flutter.
good guy.
Also, if anyone's interested, then wait, we need something positive.
There's a doggo in it.
The best Star Wars.
The best model is the doggo.
The best model is a doggo. Yeah, and if you
He's a good boy.
if you shoot the doggo, you're a bastard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you shoot
You should
your Oberons, you're
automatically
racist.
lose the ball.
Yeah.
You shoot the dog out.
You're a bastard.
You're just going to assemble an army full of things people can't shoot.
Thanks to everyone on Patreon and Twitch who help us run the show. In fact, you're the only reason we're able to do the show. So thank you to everyone on Patreon and Twitch. Thanks for listening to Honest Wargamer. And listen to the rest of the podcast. Share it with your friends. And if you don't share it with your friends or your mum, then...
You're a bastard.
We'll come in and shoot your dog.
No, Tom! I'm so glad I stopped the podcast at that point. But now starting the podcast, hello, welcome to the Honest Wargamer. I'm your host, Rob. We're live on Twitch on a Thursday with my show hosts, Nick and Tom.
Hello.
Animal cruelty is bad.
Yes, it is, Tom, correct. With Nick and Tom. And joined by everyone on Twitch. We're also live on Facebook and YouTube. Obviously, everyone on Patreon. And everyone on Patreon helps us run the show, so you guys are amazing. And everyone who subscribes on Twitch has got massive BDE.
Massive BDE.
Yeah, so thanks for subscribing. We've got some cool people in the chat, like Scary, John, who does all of our drawings for the show, Papa Peen, Star Wax,
wrong.
32.
You're butchering them now.
And yes, I can't read.
And stuff.
And now we are going to be doing,
Don't tell us
without
that,
any preamble at all, we're going to be doing a
Straight in
rundown on night houses, Tom.
Do you want to do Tesseract Vaults first? Because I've got something that leads into Tesseract Vaults.
Then I would like to do, Nikos is going to do
Okay,
a
all right.
rundown.
Unless you want me to do mine
I
first.
don't mind.
Okay, I can do yours.
The Honest Wargamer invention, a rundown.
Vault.
Rundown.
We do love vaults.
Yeah, and Nikos is talking about the Vault from the Necron Codex.
Well, no, I'm doing a rundown of the Tesseract Vault Codex.
I think I just got a hernia. Oh my god, something just broke.
I think, are we doing it in memoriam of... So, back when I was testing for Canada, I was testing out a Tesseract Vault list. And the only method I had to do it on was Tabletop Simulator.
Okay.
So can we have a moment of silence, please?
A moment
Yeah,
of silence,
sorry,
please, for
rest in
Tabletop
peace.
Simulator.
Tabletop Simulator.
Yeah,
But if
no
you want
one's
the
able to
files,
use that anymore.
Email Tom.
Yes, if anyone... Yes. Don't...
And I will tell you to go away and instruct you to my lawyers.
I tell you what, I'm
100%
really happy my part of where I have to do any presenting is over, so I was going to take the piss. Let's go.
Oh man.
So we're talking about Codex Tesseract Vault.
Codex Tesseract Vaults.
Okay.
You can also take some Necrons in there as well if you want. But
Okay. Do they transport...
They don't know.
you get back to... I can't wait to hear the story. So a rundown. Tom, a rundown invented by the Honest Wargamer. How do we do one?
We talk about the rules, the narrative, and the model.
But in which order?
In the order of the narrative, the model, and the rules.
Nice.
I think.
And then sometimes we like to see whether or not the narrative and the rules sync.
Do they
Yeah.
mesh?
How often would you
Like,
say that happens?
I'd say they've got 33% success
It
rate.
depends on it varies Necron book to book. So Eldar is
Too much so.
Too much so,
Too
if
far.
anything.
Necrons is less so.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Necron is the threat. Oh, I did hear a rumour today, and this is a rumour, this is not any knowledge I have. I did hear a rumour that potentially Necrons and Tyranids could be like a massive thing in the future, because there's a massive Hive fleet on the way, and the Imperium being divided might not be able to stop the Hive fleet, so it might be down to the Necrons to hold them
Well,
up.
the Tyranids ignore the Necron worlds.
Yeah, so it might be down to the Necrons to be like, you can't eat our biomass.
So they make a big line.
Also, shout out to anyone who's seen the TV show Lex and the dangers of collecting all of the biomass in the universe into one place. Also, if you've seen the TV show Lex, stop watching it. It's fucking awful. But never mind.
The dangers of it is you get TV shows like Lex.
Lex is...
You just said it was trash.
It's that trash when, just before streaming services happened, yeah, someone made nowadays, I don't know.
So you won't watch it now?
Yeah. I don't know.
In its day. Yeah.
But sorry, this is you, Nick. You
Codex Vaults.
Yeah. Introduce yourself. Hi, I'm Nick.
So, hi, I'm Nick. I've been a Necron player for, I don't know,
And
10 years
speaking
now.
of a battered wife,
10 years?
10 years.
Wow.
But I've been clean of Necrons for about a month now.
We did a review show of the Necron Codex, and do you want to sum it up? Hi, Hook and Pin.
Well, back then we obviously did a review of the Codex, and I was full of hope and optimism.
You were.
Because I've been playing them in the Index, and they were okay, but just, yeah.
Did they get more expensive in the Codex?
They stayed about the same points.
Whereas
They
everyone
got
else went
stratagems and other
Yeah.
things. And I was hoping the stratagems actually they got some point reductions like destroyers, and I was hoping that would make a big difference. But I played them again, and they still suffered the same thing. Like you pay. In my opinion, you pay too much for reanimation protocols and quantum shielding,
and the models.
What to purchase?
That was my gag.
So they're too much point. Yeah, there's
too many points for
points for reanimation protocols and quantum shielding when it's not as good in the game.
Yeah. And am I right in thinking that if I was to go onto Facebook tomorrow, by the time this show's released, so yeah. If I was to go onto Facebook today, I would be able to go onto Necrons Anonymous, a support group for Necron players really struggling with the new codex. Is that a thing?
It's a service where so you can log in, and if you have to buy a set of animated arms, and you can hug each other over the internet to console each other,
like a body pillow.
Yeah.
That's right next to Fackers Anonymous.
Because most of us Necron players, the partners and friends won't really understand.
Is it where if you have to play a tournament with Necrons, there's one of those iPads on wheels that can follow you around, and everyone else in like an emotional support Skype group is like in there, like all of Necron Anonymous, and you roll it like, don't worry, buddy, you're trying. It's like they've killed all the warriors,
and then the monitor just tilts over the table.
It's like, don't worry, the next FAQ will sort them out.
John's asking a question, is that the same cookie pack from Tuesday? And I said, #continuity, and it's actually a different cookie pack. And big hot gossip, John actually messaged me today. John does all the artwork for the show. If you ever want to get any pictures of you done as a Necron and Eldar player, contact John on
This is an Eldar player, it's just a big penis.
Exactly. But John actually, John helps moderate the channel and does loads of stuff. He did message me today and said, Rob, you should stop eating cookies. Get a bit fat for the TV. And I thought that was a bit mean.
You've got one camera on you, so that's £10.
We'll get an underbelly angle.
But I thought that's just bang out of order in my opinion. But sorry, please tell us about it. People don't like preamble.
Okay. Preamble over. Initiating Tesseract Vault rundown. So I would say that the Tesseract Vault is, using our terminology that we're coming with, a bully unit. But then we had a bit of a chat before, and it could be bait, because you can lure people in, because it does explode and do a big explosion. On a 4+.
4+.
And what was the other thing? You said, what was it?
Boar.
A boar.
From the Honest Wargamer upcoming workbook, there's the bait, boar, or bully section.
Article, 13.
Tom, very interestingly, your Dark Reapers are both boar and bullies. Boring bullies.
Bullies.
Yeah, it's one of the worst combinations you can get.
Wait a minute, like Tesseract Vaults.
Like Tesseract Vaults.
Boring bully, yeah. I'd say they're good for clearing out chaff screens. They've got like lots of shots with a Tesla, and they've got quite a few psychic powers, in inverted commas, that can do mortal wounds to hordes. Got good mortal wound outputs, and they're fairly resilient for Necrons. They're only toughness 7. You'd think how big it is, it'd be a bit tougher than that, but it's got 4+ invulnerable save though.
It's got 28 wounds.
Great.
Well, like,
28 wounds as well. It's a lot of wounds to go through.
Important point. Vaults are famous for being fragile.
Yeah,
I think vaults, in human vernacular.
Oh, okay.
Am I wrong in that?
They're meant to be super safe though.
They are.
That's where you keep all your money and your.
Usually they're one of the toughest places in the world. Yeah. A vault.
Yeah.
But toughness 7, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Sure. Tom? I'm using sarcasm.
I know.
Activate emotional Fucking hell, you guys are great.
I was trying to keep up with the deadpan way in which you were delivering it. What was to do with Jimmy Carwin?
If you guys listen to the podcast, Tom's been practicing his laughter and emotional response.
So
you need like a control in your laptop that lights up like
you need a soundboard.
The response that you want from Tom.
Oh, what like Tom? Yellow. Emotional response. Sadness.
Dude,
like an applause.
You could just replace me with a soundboard of 20 sound bites of like Dark Reapers are good. Generic laugh. Just kill it.
So what's the story of a Tesseract Vault?
The story.
Is a story?
So, so there is a story. So Tesseract Vaults are a prison. So it's a prison that they built for particularly powerful Catan shards. So the Catan were like godlike beings that the Necrons used initially to help turn them into Necrons that we know and love today.
We.
And then to kill the old ones, but then they stabbed them in the back, killed all the Catan, chopped them up into broke them into like little shards. They used the little ones like to like make a little Nightbringer or the Deceiver, but particularly powerful ones they have to trap in Tesseract Vaults because they're too powerful to contain.
Wow!
So they have the Tesseract Vault thing.
A little bit of narrative I can add.
Yeah.
There's a Catan shard on Mars, isn't there?
Oh yeah.
The Void Dragon.
Anyway, sorry.
Do we know how it got there?
Huh?
Oh dear. Do we know how it got there?
I didn't even move. I was just
it got on Mars via teleportation, I imagine. Tom, it's fine. We'll just leave it.
We'll start it later. I don't think... Yeah.
It's fine.
Sorry.
Say. Yeah, I don't know how they got there.
So this is a cool narrative paragraph that I'd like to read.
Okay, please do.
A Tesseract Vault serves as both a prison and a conduit for transcendent Catan shard. Its hull contains layers of hyper-advanced node matrices and a brace of canoptek leeches, creatures designed to redirect a portion of the shard's energies into the very cage it holds captive. So there's little things that almost look like tomb spiders on the side.
Yeah.
So they're the canoptek leeches. So they siphon some of its own power to help trap it in, which is quite cool.
Okay.
So its own strength is keeping it trapped.
Oh, nice.
So the harder it fights to escape, the harder it's probably...
Like Black Panther's bodysuit.
It's like one of those finger traps.
Yeah. And like, the more you punch it, the more energy it gets.
Yeah.
No, it's not like that, I don't think.
It's like it's like one of those finger trap things.
No. Okay. Like a finger trap.
Yeah.
A Catan finger trap.
A Catan finger trap, that's what it is.
Okay.
So thus, the more powerful the shard, the stronger the chains that bind it. And also, hovering above the shard is a Canoptek Sentinel, a many-armed construct possessed of incredible durability due to the impervium hyperalloys of its construction. The Canoptek Sentinel is the only creature with the molecular strength enough to survive such close proximity to the Catan shard.
Okay.
This Gola creature exists only to marshal the intense aura of power exuding from the Vault's captive.
So realistically,
it's subservient to the Necron Masters.
Its job is to be more internally strong than externally strong.
What the?
Like it's a backwards tank. It's an inside-out tank.
Well, so it's like
It's got the thing from inside.
so it's got the Catan shard that's like super powerful.
Yeah.
It's got the cage and the leeches keeping the cage shut, and then there's like this spider-like creature on the Catan shard in the center. I think keeping its power in there as well. Sapping its power.
Chains.
All right, nice.
Keeping it in.
Hi, Canhammer Darren. I did a show. If anyone is interested and would like to go into Canhammer podcast, and listen, I did an interview with those chaps. If anyone's interested,
I've listened to it. It was a cool interview.
Yeah,
I enjoyed that.
And there's also a piece of spicy gossip on there.
It is, yeah.
Who did you bully?
No one.
Oh.
No.
Just lay down some truth, didn't you?
Just lay down a truth bomb or two.
Oh, okay.
Right, so the model, there it is. Tom, what do you think?
Hot.
Hot? Hot or not?
I think it sucks.
Okay. I think it's quite cool. I quite like it. One thing I don't like is how ridiculously high it's floating on a tiny little base. Look at how big the model is.
That's a
I
big
feel like
base.
it should
That's a proper
have-
flyer stand.
I like it more than the other one that's just...
The obelisk.
Yeah.
But if you get the obelisk, you could take the Catan out and have a Catan
Yeah.
shard wandering around.
I mean, that's cool.
I wish
I do get it. I don't know, maybe...
I quite like it.
Is it okay saying that I think some of the Necron stuff is too ordered? Like, I get that that's the point of it.
I understand that.
I get that they're like a technological race. I don't know. That's me though. Like, I get that some people like look at the Necron stuff and like, there's that. Like, I'm like, I want to see every human sculpt, and they're like, what? Another human with a las pistol? I don't give a
It
shit.
just looks like a new monolith, but it's kind of open,
Yeah.
I guess.
Diagnosis loves the Catan itself especially. That
Yeah,
bit's
it is
cool.
nice.
I like that, and it's quite unique in 40k.
Yeah. What, but you like model?
No, I like loads of the models. No, like its shape and structure.
Yeah.
Like it's not just trying to be.
It's like spidery.
I like the leeches, the leech things on the side, and the Tesla spheres. They're pretty cool.
Whoever did that Transcendent Catan bit in CAD is a madman.
I think it was me. No, it wasn't before. CAD, maybe? I don't know. It might have been separate.
CAD.
I don't know.
I'd imagine it would.
But it's pretty cool.
Yeah, I've seen someone who plays down Warhammer World quite regularly has made. He's done like LED lights in his Tesseract Vaults. It's fucking cool.
It is so cool. It's so cool.
So I think he dropped one at a campaign weekend once.
So what's the? So we're talking about model, aren't we? Yeah, I like
the model.
I'm medium to it.
Medium.
It just doesn't fit my aesthetic. But then I feel that about loads of the Necron stuff. I really like all the Canoptics part of the Necron range.
Yeah.
But I don't overly love the Warriors. I know you love the Warriors part.
The old Warriors.
I'm the new Warriors.
The ones that go like that.
Yeah.
There's like,
good.
they're like
that
Terminators and like hunched over. Yeah.
Maybe, but that's just me.
Okay. So we're a
But
medium
I recognise
model.
it's good.
Yeah.
No, and what I like about it is it's like if you put 3 of them on the board, or even one of them on the board, it's got such a unique like silhouette.
Yeah.
It makes the game look like I would love to play against one.
And it is kind of cool how high it's floating, I guess, because most of the models at that height are planes and they kind of look like they should be in the air, but this is just like
this is a weird thing.
It's a big building. Why is it in the air?
So when you're playing against one of these, you stood above the table, then you've got the flying stand, then you've got the model itself, and it makes you think the edge of a model is like here.
Yeah.
When it really isn't, it's much further in, but because it's so close to your nose, you can't really tell where the base is.
So like its physical representation is different to its like...
Especially when you're playing against London GT where you can't really kneel down and have a look because you'll like bump into someone's...
Yeah, you're like...
You'll accidentally
shoulder
make love
to shoulder
to
with
someone.
another human
Yeah,
being.
exactly. It's like you can't really see the bases. Just,
Well, can't you just look over the shoe that you're using as terrain and then see it?
You can see it perfectly fine, but it's about seeing the base. You have to kind of just go like...
Well, I don't understand.
Like Quasimodo style.
In post-Brexit Britain, when we don't have any food, why don't we just use like empty tin cans at the next LGT? You know, like bean cans and stuff. That would be really serviceable terrain.
We should have a can drive. Like everybody send in as many cans as you can, and we'll donate them to the LGT organisers.
Yeah, the GoFundMe can drive.
Send them to Zach.
Send them to Zach. Zach, if you're listening, we're going to get you as many cans of beans, empty cans of beans as possible.
Empty,
We'll have eaten the beans.
Yeah.
All right, but yeah,
give it our local food bank.
What does everyone on the Twitch chat think of the Tesseract Vault? Tesseract Vault.
It's got a cool name.
It has got a cool name.
Fucking cool name.
It has a cool name. And actually, now looking at it, you know, when I said the vault part of it, it's not quite defensive. It's quite open.
But
the innards
I think
are quite
shootable. It will like, you know, collapse on itself and become a vault to lock in the power, I presume, when they're not using it. And then when they release it to war, that's when they open it, because it lets all the energies out to kill things.
No, it sounds like an emo rap album.
It sounds like a prog rock album, says Smack Weasel.
Go for it.
And then Dionysus says he's worried about taking it on a plane with him, which is fair because he's an international gamer. And then, okay. And then
maybe post it.
Star Wax says, I like the model, it's unique. Mr. North says, Flying Robot Deathbox, yeah, it's cool. And then Dionysus always hated it because I love the old clan narrative. But I got one because it's awesome and I love every bit of it. Yeah. And XT98 says, I take 3 if they didn't look so flimsy. So, on to the rules, Nick.
The rules.
Should I take 3?
Yes.
Maybe. Well,
2 or 3.
Has anyone else ever taken 3?
So would you like to guess what power level it is?
Would I like to guess what power level it is? No.
Okay. It's 25.
I can see it.
I would like to know how many points it is, but
is
that the?
I think it's 400. It's like 495 points, something like that.
Oh wow!
Just under 500.
So I'm expecting an Imperial Knight. So that's what you're going to explain to me.
Yes. So it's movement star. So it starts at 8, goes down to 6, then down to 4.
Starts out at only movement 8.
Yeah, it's pretty ponderous.
That's a great word. Good job. Yeah. Yeah. It's loquacious in its movement.
It is. I don't know what loquacious means, but
it's just a word I heard one time. Yeah.
So it's weapon skill 6. So it's a bit of a combat beast.
Yeah.
Ballistic skill star. So that goes 3 to 4 to 5.
Oh, its ballistic skill gets worse.
Yeah. Strength 8. Toughness. I don't know why they made it strength 8.
Strength 8, but toughness 7.
Strength 8, toughness 7.
Right.
28 wounds.
Wow.
So it's like castellan level wounds. 3 attacks.
What do you mean, Cerastus Knight? Sorry, I guess some new people will know about Castellans, but I've always been a Cerastus chassis Knight player personally, so whoever you are. Yeah, but 28 wounds, right?
Yep.
28 wounds, 3 attacks. Leadership 10 and a 3+ save, but then it has a 4+ vulnerable save as well.
So already 8 times better than a Stomper for half the points. Yeah.
You're not wrong.
No, because every time you get a vulnerable save, like the 4 vulnerable save makes it 4 times better.
Yeah.
And it's twice the points. Half the points.
Half
so
points.
8 times better. Good. Poor Stomper. Hashtag justice for Stomper.
Justice for Stomper.
Thoughts and prayers for
Yeah,
Stomper.
thoughts and prayers, Orc players. But yeah, it's 4 vulnerable saves. Awesome.
Yeah.
And what's his normal armor save?
3+.
That's not bad, is it?
Yeah. Any AP, you'll just take it to a 4++.
Yeah.
Alright.
And then it has powers of Catan. So this model knows 4 powers. So it's a supercharged Catan shard. So normally they just know 2 and can cast 1. But this one knows 4 and it can cast a number that's shown in its damage table. So it starts off being able to cast 3 powers, and then when it gets down to half wounds it's 2, and then down to 7 left it's 1 power.
Okay.
So you can cast 3 powers a turn, pretty decent. And then maybe another one with some stratagems. But then its last rule is Vengeance of the Enchained. So when it's reduced to 0 wounds, on a 4+, it'll explode, and it's 2d6 radius with a d6 mortal wound damage. So,
Big boy explosion.
So yeah, so it's
It
big,
explodes
big
like a
mortal
knight.
wound.
It explodes like a knight on a 4+.
Yeah, 2d6 range, d6 mortal wounds
Okay.
on a 4+.
So the big explosion.
The big one. Yeah, so it's a 4+, which is already good, and then obviously you can use your command point to do all that. So it's like a 75% chance that you're going to explode.
Was it playing with your knights recently and really enjoying the explosion?
Yes,
That has really got you into this thought.
Because with my army I had very little access to mortal wounds. I had 3 models that I was facing off against that had 3+ invulnerable saves. So that was a very efficient way for me to kill things. So baiting him in to charge the knight to explode it was really good for me in that game. So I think you can use this in a similar manner to plan on it exploding. Like that could be part of your game plan. Like sometimes a vehicle exploding in your army is like seen as a bad thing, but I think you're playing for it to explode.
So looking at you, Slam Captain.
Especially against custodes.
Yes.
If it's low.
Yes,
Yeah.
definitely.
That's a good point as well. Because they've got to melee it to death, realistically.
Pretty well, they can still shoot it to death because they win it on 5s with a lot of shots. But then it's still 28 wounds to get through. So you charge it. And then if you're hitting it with like 3 different units, then it's like 3d6 more wounds. And mortal wounds do a really good job of stripping custodes. So you hit them with the Catan powers and then you hit them with the explosion.
Oh, wow.
And then you win the attrition war and have like 1 vault spare.
Yeah.
If you take 3. If you take 2 even, sorry.
Alright, nice.
Yeah. So
Catan powers.
The Catan powers that it can take. So Antimatter Meteor.
So it can take 4 different powers.
4 different powers. You can cast 3.
So if you have multiple Tesseract Vaults, you can't take the same 4 powers. You have to take all the powers, then you take the same powers again, right?
Yeah, so you have to take all of them once before you can start duplicating them.
Just to quickly clarify that, the way I got around it was to put 2 Vaults in the Deceiver. So take the best 4 powers on the first Vault, then I take the remaining 2 on the Deceiver, and then I take the next best 4. So we get all the best 4 powers on the Vaults, because the Vaults get special bonuses we can go through. Yeah.
Oh, wow. Good tech. Yeah.
So the Antimatter Meteor is almost like their effective smite. So on a 2+, you do D3 mortal wounds to the closest.
And because all these powers are like faux psychic powers, you can't stop them.
Can't deny this, no.
Wow.
Yeah. So
Can't
And these happen at the end of the movement phase.
Can't stop
Yes.
this.
That's an important distinction.
Woo! Can't stop this.
Sorry.
But yeah, please
but
continue.
on a 6, it's D6 mortal wounds, but if it's a Tesseract Vault, it's on a 5+.
Alright.
So 33% chance of getting D6 mortal wounds, which is better than the over 10 for normal smite.
Wow.
And
It's better than smite.
And then a 50% chance of getting D3.
Yes.
Because there's 3 results where it's D3, 2 results where it's D6, and 1 result where it's none.
That's pretty great.
So it's better than smite. Because you can't be
Better than
denied,
smite.
easier to get off.
Yeah, man. But you can't do it more than one.
You can do it more than once if you have it twice
On 2 different
on 2
places.
different vaults,
Alright,
and then it
okay.
doesn't obviously get harder to cast.
Yeah.
with a smite thing.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, it is good.
So times arrow. So you pick an enemy unit within 18.
Sorry, can we just talk about how great antimatter meteor is?
Antimatter
It's
meteor.
great.
Yeah. I personally feel that should do
Good
more. But,
alliteration.
I mean, a meteor generally can like extinct a planet,
Well,
and then an antimatter
it's a
one.
very little meteor then. Isn't
Oh yeah, I guess. Just to be fair,
just a tiny
they didn't
one.
say massive antimatter meteor. It could have been like pebble sized. Yeah, fair. Like times arrow.
Even then, if it's coming
arrow.
through, like,
Yeah, no, I
from
agree.
space, it'd be very
Just
powerful.
thought I'd bring it up. The arrow of time. Is it made
arrow
of
of
time or is travelling through time?
I don't think it's clear. Let's have a look at the narrative.
Go on, do you want to do
Okay.
a reading?
Mutating the flow of casualty and remolding the temporal streams, the Catan Shard erases its foe varied existence from space and time.
Oh, it's like
Dawn of War Dark Crusade.
It's like has anyone
Yeah.
read the Wheel of Time? It's like Balefire.
You should know about it.
Okay, I'll stay on my own over here.
Okay. You're very
Don't-
cultured, Rob. not
Although
like
you
us.
shouldn't use Balefire. Rand, you get told.
You
Don't use
get told
Balefire.
off.
Yeah,
Yeah.
You don't want
Naughty.
to mess with the skein and the weave of time.
No,
But,
that's a
sorry.
no. That's a big no-no.
Yeah.
Whatever game you're playing.
Whichever. Yeah.
Unless you're playing with chess blocks and you're playing orcs.
Yes. So sorry. So what does it do?
So you pick an enemy unit within 18.
Yeah.
Roll a d6, adding 1 if it's from a Tesseract Vault. And if the result exceeds the wounds characteristic in the unit, when one model is slain.
The highest wounds.
Oh, the highest wounds characteristic in the unit. One model is slain. Chosen by the controlling player.
But you can pick characters out.
Yes.
Wow. Why can you pick characters?
You just pick a unit with 18,
yeah,
you're not
you-
targeting them.
So, like, the
Is that because they
CP
just forgot to
battery
put
man.
target in it as opposed to pick?
just visible enemy unit.
Wow.
So, how many wounds has the CP battery man got?
The what? Sorry.
The CP battery man?
4.
Oh no.
4. So,
Four.
it'd be so you have to exceed. So, it'd be on a 4+, he'd be dead.
Wow.
Insta kill.
That's cool. Or if you're on a 6, you
On
you nuke a slam captain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
Well, slam captains can have on a 5 you nuke a slam captain because they've got 5 wounds and you get a +1 to your roll.
Oh wow. So it'd be a 5. Yeah, I don't know why I'm bringing it up because what I meant was a Space Marine captain in Gravis armor. I mean, everyone's using those. Yeah. Yeah.
I'm playing against one on Saturday, first game.
Oh, are you?
Yeah, that's why. That's what it was.
All right. Anyway, yeah. Please continue.
The next one.
That's a cool
Sky,
ability, though.
that is
So
pretty
far,
cool.
they're both
Character sniper.
great.
They are, yeah. The Sky of Falling Stars.
I like this one.
So you pick up to 3 different enemy units with an 18. Roll a d6 for each one, subtracting 1 from the result if it's a Tesseract Vault. And if the number is less than the number of models in the unit, it suffers D3 mortal wounds. If you roll a natural 6, it will fail regardless.
Wow, okay.
So it's good for like picking, like if you pick 3 units of 10, only on a 6 will you ever fail.
Oh, that's
And
good.
suffer D3
We can
mortal
Or
use
even Space Marine squads of 5,
Yeah.
or
so-
Terminator
yeah,
squads, because
yeah.
6 is still going to fail, but yeah.
Yeah.
So anything...
5 or
anything-
more,
Yeah, 5 or more, and you're just always doing D3 mortal wounds.
apart from if you roll a 6.
Apart from yours.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, it's great.
That's cool. It's, pick up to 3 units. You can't pick the same unit 3 times.
No, yeah, 3 different units.
But
yeah,
so far,
it says
so
3
far
different.
you've done
so you have to.
3d3 mortal wounds to a unit if you want to, realistically.
Wait, so you
You've done times arrow.
No, times arrow is
Yeah.
just remove a model.
kill.
Oh,
Yeah.
right,
Yeah.
okay.
So it'd be 2d3 to 1 unit.
Yeah, so you wouldn't even get, it's not even mortal wounds at times, so you wouldn't even get things like disgusting with resilience.
Yeah, or a damage prevention roll.
Yeah.
Which you
Wow.
can get on slime captains, but it doesn't matter because you're just dead.
Oh,
That's
wow.
removed from time.
Deaded.
That's good, like Balefire. Hashtag.
Just like Balefire.
You guys didn't read those books. You up for reading 15 books in the Fantasy series?
Yeah, man.
Books 6 through to 9 are a slog. But book 10 onwards,
Like Bleach.
fire. Yeah. Hi, Callidius. Hope you're well.
So I've got
Alright,
to
so that's
read-
great. What's the next one?
Okay, Cosmic Fire.
Cosmic Fire.
Cosmic Fire. Not Balefire. Cosmic Fire.
Okay, great.
So you roll a d6 for each enemy unit within 9 of the Citan Shard. Add 1 if it's a Tesseract Vault. And on a 4+, it suffers D3 mortal wounds. So this would be amazing if you're
Question.
if you're in the thick of it.
You roll for each enemy unit with 9 inches of a Catan shard.
Yes.
But a Tesseract Vault isn't a Catan shard.
It does have the keyword Catan Shard, I believe. It does. It is the faction keyword.
Fair enough.
So that'd be super good if you're like in the middle of the enemy's army, surrounded by units. So everyone within 9, because it's a Tesseract Vault on a 3+ to take D3 mortal wounds.
But but it's massive.
I think you'd measure from the base, because it doesn't have a rule where it says you measure from the model.
base.
So
But it's still like...
It's still,
a fly
base.
standard, yeah.
But the problem is when you're jumping it across the so you jump it across the Deceiver, move it forward a bit. You can advance as well because its guns are what are the guns called?
Assault.
They are assault.
Tesla
So it's 20 shots assault. So you advance it in, so you move 8 plus D6 inches, and then you just go.
Wow.
With an AoE smite.
Yeah.
Banging.
We did forget to mention the Tesla Sphere. So its weapons are, so it's got 20 shots, that Tom said. Strength 7, and they're AP 0, damage 1, but they're Tesla, so any
Natural
6.
hits roll
Any
of 6.
6.
Specifically, they're in 4 batches of 5, so you can break them
Yeah,
down.
so you can break them up into 5s, yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay. And then what ballistics does it? 3? Oh, 3, 4,
3 to
5.
4,
Yeah.
5.
And then you advance and you're hitting on 4s.
Wow. How's their minis?
So the next one, Seismic Assault. So you pick an enemy unit within 24 and roll a d6 for every model in that unit. Add 1 if it's a Tesseract Vault, and on a 6+, takes a mortal wound. So for the Tesseract Vault, you're picking a unit, rolling a dice for every model. On a 5+, it's a mortal wound. So that's really good at like if there's like big cultist blob or
Yeah, you remove
bloodletter bomb or like,
These things
loads
sound
of models.
great. I'd hate to fight with my Harleys. Is it a vehicle?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, well, fuck that thing. I'll just murder it to death from a million miles
Then you've got
away.
2 more to deal with and it explodes all over your face.
It's fine. Well, my face will be many miles away. Is my new plan.
Okay.
Evasion Wood Elves.
There you go.
Yeah.
That's a good plan.
Wow.
So yeah, you hit 40 cultists and you remove
Yeah.
13 of them. And then you do it again.
Do it again.
And then you do it again.
And again.
And again.
Again.
Nice. Okay.
And then you
And
start
then
having...
So those are the 4 good powers.
In
that was 5 powers.
at number 6.
They're all good.
Pick a visible enemy unit within 24 of the Catan Shard. Roll a d6. You can only pick a character if it has 10 wounds or more. Add 1 to the result if it's a Tesseract Vault, and on a 4+, they suffer d3 mortal wounds. Then a d6 for each enemy unit within 3 of the chosen unit. On a 4+, they take a mortal wound. So you pick a unit, 4+, or 3+ for the Vault, it's d3 mortal wounds, and then everyone within 3 on a 4+ or 3+ takes another mortal wound. So it's kind of like an orbital bombardment kind of thing.
Yeah.
So that's okay.
Wow.
So which 4 would you
So
are you
you
taking?
give the Deceiver Antimatter Meteor and Transdimensional Thunderbolt,
Okay.
because everyone's at least reliant upon the +1, because the +1 only works for the first unit with Transdimensional Thunderbolt,
Okay.
not for everything else.
Yeah.
And you're still getting that one off on the 2+ anyway, then you're taking Time's Arrow, Sky Falling Stars, Cosmic Fire, and Seismic Assault.
Mm-hmm.
And then for the third one, you are taking the Antimatter Meteor on the Transdimensional Thunderbolt, because you have to, and then you are taking Cosmic Fire, and you are taking...
I love Cosmic Fire. Cosmic Fire.
I think that's my favourite one.
Yeah, Cosmic Fire is really, really good.
Cosmic Fire is my
Because you can
favourite one.
finish units. And then I don't think you take Time's Arrow, because I don't think you need it. I think you probably take Seismic Assault. But maybe Time's Arrow.
Yeah. Which one's your favourite, Rob?
Time's Arrow, because it sounds like
Time's
Bellfire.
Arrow.
Time's Arrow is great.
Not Cosmic Arrow, the exploding, the Cosmic Fire, the exploding
The
one.
AoE Smite.
I don't know. I love the idea because I could do so if I had 2 Vaults, I could do Time's Arrow to the same character twice.
Yes.
Yes.
So I could give it a try. So like if there's an important character or like buff piece, I've got the option to on a roll of a 5 or 6 potentially murder it. Like if it's
It kills Wrecks
if it's got
fastest.
yeah, that's what I mean. Yeah, I like that. I also love those lucky dice rolls, like trying to teleport people
What
in
you
space
can-
with a WAS bomb.
Well, here's what you can do.
Oh my god, what if
'Cause
they make the WAS bomb good with orcs?
You do Time's Arrow at the current wound level. So if you hit it with an Antimatter Meteor or a Cosmic Fire first and reduce its wounds, you Time's Arrow it afterwards and it's more likely to remove it.
Are you telling me I can teleport Mortarion in space?
Yeah.
It's a wounds characteristic.
That's the
The current, yeah.
Yeah,
So-
it's wounds characteristic.
Yeah, but I'm reducing your wounds when I wound you.
No, yeah,
You're not
but you're not
reducing the
reducing the
characteristic.
Oh, well, I've been cheated then. Right.
More cheating, Tom.
No, I was cheated.
Oh, you were cheating.
Yeah.
You were
Okay,
cheated,
fine,
yeah. Wounds
Okay.
characteristic. Okay, all right, never mind. I still can.
It's good for warlocks and spirits.
Yeah, I can still. Yeah, I can still. I think I can still times. I can, and I would like to delete Eldrad from fucking the universe.
You can, and you can remove. Well, he's dead. You can remove Farseers on bikes, which are wound 6 from Tesseract Vaults.
The Incarn from not the Incarn.
Yvraine.
But Yvraine.
That's Gulliman's girlfriend.
Gulliman's girlfriend. You heard it first, boys.
Have you seen all the memes of people photoshopping Gulliman with his like anime body pillow just wandering around in this Yvraine?
No, I have not. Nice, Matt Weasel. Have a nice time. Hashtag Ben Eldar, he says as he leaves.
That's fine.
That's fine. All right, cool.
So, dynastic codes. So my personal number one for Vaults is Tesseract.
Ooh, okay.
Because when you advance, you automatically advance 6.
Mm-hmm.
I know it flies, so you can go through
stuff.
You can go over stuff anyway. But I really, because it's quite slow, I like the idea of automatically advancing 6. So that means it's going 14 guaranteed on the start.
Yeah.
So quite often people combo the Tesseract Vaults with a Deceiver. So at the start of the game, you can redeploy the Deceiver and D3 Necron units. So quite often people redeploy the Deceiver and then So Danny says, why can't it benefit from a dynastic code?
So, I believe it's in the detachment rules.
It's in the detachment
Can
rules.
I find it for you?
What the hell? That sounds fine.
I'm pretty certain it can't, because I had this argument.
Okay, well.
It's either that...
I
don't mind.
Oh, yeah, because it has the Catan keyword.
Yeah.
But it has the dynasty keyword as well.
Yeah, so you could put it in a dynasty detachment, but you can't benefit from the...
that's maybe very sad.
Oh, I'm sorry, bro.
I'm going to have to get in touch with Necrons Anonymous again. Get another hug.
They found a way to make my Necrons even worse today. They took away my dynastic code.
So no at least you don't have to read through them.
Good job we got a real Necron expert in the chat.
Thank you, Dionysus. That's why I love Dick.
I love Dick as well, yeah. So, we'll move on to stratagems.
You can still take one from the stratagems. Take a dynastic heretic and then unlock some.
Yeah, exactly. The best. Speaking of that, the best one. If you take it in Novok strategy,
Novok is lovely.
Novok, you can fight twice with it for 3 command points.
Well, actually, I was taking mine with Novok.
I'm listening.
And this is a reason for it, because what you can do is you can take 2 Tesseract Vaults, or maybe even 3. I don't care.
Yeah.
Then you take the Deceiver, and you take a brick of 20 flayed ones with Novok. So you jump the Tesseract Vaults across. You use all the Catan powers to clear waves, the front line, with Seismic Assault. And then at the end of your movement phase, you jump across the 20 flayed ones with Veil of Darkness, charge 9 inches with a reroll, and fight twice using a Novok stratagem. Really
still not the most reliable charge though, even 9 with a reroll.
No, it's about 55%.
Yeah.
But that's still 80 attacks, rerolling to hit into wound.
80? Wow.
Need to be nerfed, don't they?
Yeah.
Nerf Necron.
Who would do that?
This guy.
No, but who would do 80 attacks?
Oh, flayed ones. 20 flayed ones. So they have 2 attacks each.
What if you were -4 to hit and fighting one solitaire boy?
Then I would die. I'd hope I get times arrow off first now.
No! No! That would be the worst. God.
How many wounds does Solitaire have?
Huh?
How many wounds does Solitaire?
I'll never tell you. Yes. And therefore you can never do it to me. He's got 5.
Yeah, I meant... That's not a problem. What are those blue balls, by the way?
Showing off his blue
These
balls.
are the Geminids of Ulugwish. Yeah, I need to put them in my AOS army, so I know I was playing. I'm sorry. Please continue.
So,
you guys were talking about the Hecataras, and I was like, Tinkins are dead.
Novok.
I don't know how to remember.
If three Tesseract
Listen, this is the
Vaults-
comet. The antimatter comet.
Oh, is that the comet?
That's what I was thinking, the antimatter meteor.
So you jump them across, you fire blue balls across someone's face, and then they die.
Yeah, look at that. You could do a physical spell. You could just be like, that would shit up a 40k player if you've done some modelling.
And I'd be like, next year,
you guys are getting...
You'll be doing this.
Yeah. Hashtag honest-wargamer rumour, but probably 100% true. 40k is going to be getting physical real-life spells.
Yeah.
Cool.
What will they call it for 40k?
Huh?
Like endless spells.
Well, there's be spells from the warp. Warp spells.
Vortexes.
Yeah, vortexes. Warp spells.
But there'll be something endless.
Yeah,
endless
these things are going to be fucking cash cows for Games Workshop. There is
endless vortex.
There is no way Yeah, look,
You
like
can use those in D&D.
yeah, like look, these are all the different spells. Like you get like a
Handballs
wall
on your cabinet.
and
You got a
special
wall.
ones. There's another blue ball, which is like a maelstrom.
You got the axe thing.
Yeah, you got like a pendulum. There's no way they're not putting
What's that big jaw thing?
Oh yeah, what this thing?
Gnashing Maw.
The gnashing maws.
Gnashing Maw,
Look at
big
that.
jaw.
There is zero chance stuff like this isn't coming to 40k. In my
That's so
opinion.
cool.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You put it on the spell. Yeah,
Even if
guaranteed.
I retire, I'm buying them.
Yeah, Eldred Ulthuan will be summoning probably, I don't know, some girl pants because he's a massive. He's a massive power bottom.
Okay.
Eldar power bottom. I'm really enjoying today's show. Today's show's real good.
Okay, I'm ploughing on with,
please do.
with the rundown.
Plus, I like not having to know. I miss the rundowns when I don't have to know, so I know like.
Make it up. Here we go.
So if 3 Tesseract Vaults doing 9 powers of Catan wasn't enough for you, you can spend 2 command
It's not.
points.
Please tell me more.
You can spend 2 command points then, Rob,
Yeah.
to do Wrath of the Catan.
On the 5+, can
So-
we get the command points back?
No.
You can if you're Saltec.
That's a 6+, isn't it?
It's 5+.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
Yeah.
Saltec.
Woo!
Nice. And what does these 2 command points get me?
So you get to roll a d6 and consult the Catan powers,
Yeah.
and that's the one you cast.
You do it again?
Yeah.
Two
But you
command
don't.
points?
And you don't. Yeah, 2 command points. You roll a d6, you get a random power.
Nah, I'm not into that.
No.
I mean, I'd like to, but no, I'm not into that.
The problem with the Catan powers is they're all kind of situational. And you want to use
Yeah.
certain ones for certain roles.
But if you're desperate, you need to do a few more mortal wounds.
Just like the Eldar, because they're power bottoms. And they're always desperate. Just
Generating
space
all that
spells.
power.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe. It'd be good. And an extra D3 wounds to finish off that cheeky Mortarian. I don't know why I really hate Mortarians today. Maybe because I ran about some death dudes. Nurgle dudes.
Yeah.
And he's in my mind.
He's in your mind.
Yeah. So I wanted to times arrow him. I can't now.
No.
Tom, you got cheated.
That's fine.
Call him out. Who was it?
Yeah.
Oh, no, it's fine. It
Was it
actually-
Alex?
No,
Was he Italian?
it wasn't Alex and he wasn't Italian.
It was Nick Nanavati!
It was not played Nick, ever. I've never played Nick. It was a mistake. It was fine.
Oh, okay.
I don't think it was intentional.
Okay.
Eldora
So-
twins.
Solar
Sorry.
Pulse you can use
The
on
waifu.
the Tesseract Vault.
Pardon me?
So Solar Pulse you can use on the Tesseract Vault.
What is that? Stratagem?
Stratagem.
What does it do?
So basically, it's good on Tesseract Vault because your Tesla hasn't got an AP. So if you're shooting something in cover,
Yeah.
Solar Pulse removes their cover save.
I mean, that helps.
So you're shooting at Marines.
I mean, it's really good against Admech, who use Shroud's Arm
Yeah.
Yeah.
their
Yeah.
first turn, so that's useful.
And us, if your Tesseract Vault is balls deep in enemy lines,
Yeah.
he's on 1 wound.
As
left.
only he should be.
Yeah, he's Geminids deep in the enemy lines. You've got 1 wound left.
Yeah.
1 command point, you can put your Necron vehicle up to its top bracket. So if you're on 1 wound left, you're only casting 1 power. But for 1 command point, you can cast 3.
That's the best one.
And shoot at full ballistic skill as well.
That's 1 command
1
point?
command point.
I'd be using that every
pretty
turn.
good. What,
Surely.
even if you weren't damaged.
Yeah.
Just using it anyway.
I'd be like, just in case you try to damage
Just in
me.
case.
Yeah.
Just in case you do damage in my turn.
Yeah, that's my favourite so far.
Yeah, it's a pretty good one. And then Cosmic Powers. Use the stratagem at the start of the movement phase.
Cosmic
select
Powers.
a Catan shard.
Mr. Power.
What was that character called?
Goldfinger.
No,
Not
the
Gold
character.
member.
No, from Rogue Trader.
Oh, I was thinking.
Oh, Vanderhoosen.
No, not Van der Hoosen. No, the Mr. Bond, the assassin.
Oh,
Yeah.
Prond.
Was it Brond?
Prond.
Prond.
Something Prond.
Yes, Mr. Powers.
Mr. Prond.
My name is Sean.
Mr. Prond, I'm going to be using
My Cosmic Powers.
Cosmic Powers.
Cosmic Powers. Yeah, what does Cosmic Powers do?
So you can swap power. If you realise, oh fuck, I've made a mistake in my list.
Or you take a
1
good
command
power on
point,
your.
swap it.
You take a good power on your
Yeah, you can get
Catan
round.
shard.
Yeah, and swap it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
For a good power.
yeah. There you go. We've worked it out.
Sold it.
And then the Mephorit specific stratagem
Ooh,
is
Saltec.
sorry, Saltec.
This is called methodical. Therefore.
Yeah.
Meth.
It's all meth and all
Meth.
that assumed. So methodological destruction. So this is one that activates the Tesla quite well. So you use this stratagem after a Saltec unit from your army has inflicted an unsafe wound on enemy unit. Add 1 to the hit rolls for friendly Saltec units that target that same unit this phase. It's 2 command points. So if you're going all in on Tesla, it's really good because you just need to nick a wound on a unit, activate that for 2 command points, and then everyone else who's got Tesla, if you're a vehicle, because you can't get +1 to hit on the vehicles or the bikes, they're going to be activating Tesla on 5s. And if you've got a unit of Immortals with Tesla who've got My Will Be Done, so they've already got +1 to hit, they'll be activating Tesla on 4s.
Wow.
So,
isn't there, can't you, is it the disco barge you do where you shoot something and everyone else gets +1 to hit?
Specifically the Catacomb Command Barge.
Yeah, is that it?
Oh no, it's the
Triarch Stalker reroll 1. So yeah, that's the best combo. You get, so Immortals example, 10 Immortals with Tesla, give them My Will Be Done, you get +1 to hit. Or even, if you have 2 units of 10 Immortals with Tesla, My Will Be Done 1, and then you can use a stratagem to My Will Be Done another 1, so you get 2 with +1. You hit something with the Triarch Stalker, so you reroll 1s. You hit it with something first, it's going to nick a wound, activate the Saltec Methodological Destruction. So those 2 units of 10 Immortals will be hitting on 2s, rerolling 1s, getting 3 shots on 4+.
That's great.
That's probably the best Tesla combo I can think of.
That's a good one, right?
But then obviously, if a lot of your army's got Tesla, then the vehicles can't get any +1. They're getting the +1 for this. I did write a list recently with basically all in on Tesla. It was all Saltec, everything
Immortals.
with Tesla, like Night Size, Immortals, Annihilation Barges.
A Doom Scythe.
Doom Scythe, yeah. I think it'd be pretty fun. Yeah. So yeah, that's a pretty good one, but it's for Saltec only.
Saltec.
And then the Mephrit one is Talent for Annihilation. So basically, each unmodified hit roll of a 6, you get an extra shot.
And that can obviously you generate extra hits and extra shots.
Yes, yeah. So that's quite good for the Vault. There's a couple of Warlord traits that kind of benefit it. So Thrall of the Silent King extends the range of its that character's abilities by 3. So basically, if you've got a Cryptek with the Canoptek Cloak, it can heal. It changes the Living Metal Protocol. What I can't remember what it's called. Living Metal rule from a 1 to a D3. So it just extends the Cryptek's range of that to a 6. So you can. It's just a small. I don't think it's particularly good.
I mean, you can also take them with the jump pack thing. The special upgrade you can take. I can't remember what it's called. It gives them fly and they move.
Oh, yeah, that is the Canoptek Cloak, yeah.
Oh, it is.
That gives them fly, yeah. And then Implacable Conqueror, you can reroll failed charge rolls for units within 6. So if you're charging around your Tesseract Vault,
whee! Tie something up. Ain't bad. 4+ vulnerable saving.
Yeah,
We've just been told, Servitor saying in the chat that Tesla is OP, #nerf Necrons. What do we think at this stage?
Well, hopefully, Games Workshop haven't cotton onto it.
That's what the big FAQ is going to be. They're going to finally release it and nerf all the Necrons.
Don't tell anyone. Sorry?
They're going to release a big FAQ. It's just going to be a big Necron nerf.
No, it's not. It's going to be a Necron buff.
Hopefully.
That sounds too realistic.
What's great about the FAQ currently, obviously, is that it could be anything. Schrodinger's FAQ.
Could be good, could be bad.
Yeah.
Might not ever get released.
We never know.
Yeah. We will never know.
And then the Saltec Warlord trait is on a 5+, you get a command point back if you spend it.
Nice.
I want it.
It's boring.
Oh.
Can you give it a Warlord trait?
No, it can't be a Warlord.
Oh, that's sad.
It's pretty good, though.
Yeah, pretty good.
I get why it's good now. It's more important.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's...
But I think I know this is going to sound silly, is when there's 3 on the board, it does so much, all 3 do so much damage that's how they win. Because the way you're talking about playing them, you want to blow them up.
Yeah, if I was to, I think I would only ever want to play with 1 in my army. I don't think I would enjoy playing with 3.
I only play with 2, so I'm not a bad guy.
Kind of middle of the road. I would have 1 as that threat that your opponent's got to deal with. You just run it at them, try and get it into the middle of their army to do the mortal wounds AoE, and then to explode. That's how I'd be trying it. Just like a bomb.
That's what I think, yeah. Yeah, just 1 at a time. And maybe the way to deal with it would be shoot the one that's not the one that's in your face, which sounds counterproductive.
What, as in to avoid it exploding?
To avoid it exploding.
But I think it's... I think the powers are probably as damaging as the explosion. So I don't know.
Maybe. I don't know.
It depends on what you're
Maybe
hitting.
run away from the one that's close to you, but shoot the one that's far
While
away.
shooting the one that's somewhere else.
If you're hitting Talos, the explosion is better. Most of the time.
What?
Because
so if you're the
in order
Talos
for you-
player, if you're the Talos
No,
player.
if you're the Vault player, because in order for you to get into range, you're going to be able to get into charge range of Talos. So you go up, you do your powers, you get charged by Talos, you die, and you explode on them.
Yeah.
And even then, so if you take 3, that's still, 84 toughness 7, 4++ wounds with fly.
Yeah.
They can do these things in close combat because they're not shooting attacks.
You haven't played with it yet, Nick. Do you think, for interactivity-wise though, for your player and for you, do you think it would be boring, or do you think it would be quite fun?
I think 3 would be boring.
Yeah.
If they went first, because they'd just be mortal wounds everywhere.
Well, here's a thing you can do. So let's say I've got a screen. So I'm going to grab. No, I won't grab that. So here's my line of screen, and I stick my Tesseract Vaults.
No one can see this because there's a giant mammoth in
Oh,
there.
sorry. Well, I'm using the mammoth.
Okay.
So I put my Tesseract Vaults outside of 9 inches of the Deceiver. I then completely ignore this one unit of screen and I hit everything else, and I've moved up 8 inches. I then take the Tesseract Vaults and I go like this. Now that unit cannot get out of combat without breaking coherency.
You can't charge in the first turn.
Oh, can't you?
No, with the Deceiver thing.
Worth a try.
Oh.
Well. That'd have been funny, because you can pinch to something, and then you can just say, well, now you can't get out of combat, so you can't shoot my 2 massive vaults, because there's an orc here.
Yeah. I wonder about the interactivity of playing them all. I get, having all the mortal wounds. And actually, another great question. Do you think the
one
game...
would be fun. One would be fun. I think 1 would be fun to play with and against.
Yeah.
But I think 3 would be a bit too much.
So it's two okay.
I went around with 3 knights, so what's the difference?
But 3 knights isn't that much. It depends on how you're going to build them.
Yeah, truth be told, no one has any issue just because it's got one different gun running 3 knights along. I mean, yours didn't, but do you know what I mean? 3 vaults, maybe we're just being, it's all got different, it's got, if anything, it does, slightly more than a knight does, it's got psychic powers as well. They're really, I could see it, I get it. My next question is, and this is to both of you, do you think, it brings something fairly unique to the game, which we kind of think we would want more Necron players to run? Because that amount of mortal wound output, in my opinion, for instance, against Eldari, with all their invulnerable saves, or just against, elite armies like Custodes, they don't want that amount of mortal wound output to be part of the game.
And I think you probably need it because Necrons don't have much access to mortal wounds. You've got a few with the stratagems and some items. And then there's the Nightbringer and the Deceiver. They can have 2 powers, but I think they can only cast 1.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're quite expensive for what they do.
Yeah. It's only just jumping stuff into people's faces.
Yeah, and it's 200 odd points for something which toughness 7 and a 4+ invulnerable save. Yeah, they're good in combat, but with just a 4+ invulnerable save and toughness 7 isn't survivable enough. For that many points.
The thing with the Eldar is you don't necessarily even care about the mortal wounds, because with most mortal wound armies we can just block with wave serpents and have them tank with mortal wounds. These kind of get past that a little bit. The problem is more that when you're jumping a bunch in the Eldar players' faces, the problem Eldar have is they get their Reapers out, they shoot something, they fire and fade behind a building, and then they come back out and shoot again, right?
Yeah.
Well, the problem is I can't actually clear that many Tesseract Vaults of Reapers, because you've got a 4+ invulnerable save, I still need freeze to wound you. And I'm going to have to use my big missiles, so I'm halving my output. So I get out, I find 9 missiles, hitting 6 times, wound 4 times, and then 2 go through 6 damage. And then you're such a big model that you can move around, and you can probably see me most of the time as well. I just can't clear that many wounds.
What I'm saying is our Necron players not helping out the overall gaming balance and meta. What I mean is everyone keeps talking about what's the solution to problem X or problem Y. Yeah, and is it just, we've been given the tools, we're all the Necron players my book's a little bit weak, which is fair, in my opinion, but you're and yeah, it's not super interactive. I don't think 3 knights is super interactive, let's be real, yeah, so 3 vaults answers a lot of that, everything's got an invulnerable save question.
For me, as a Necron player, I just don't like the idea of Like, I mean, I'm sure other people have had more success with Necrons than I have, but I want to play Necrons because I like playing with Necrons.
Not with
a big
towns.
Building.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I played Knights because that's what I wanted to do. I wanted to play an army with three big monster things.
Mm.
Whereas I want to play Necrons with Necrons, not with a big building.
This is the problem with the Necron build. So they're not exactly entirely consistent, and that's not based on player or list, that's based on matchup. So they're really, really good into Custodes, and they're really, really good into non-Nurgle hordes. I think take Nurgle aside for a second, because one, disgustingly resilient, and two, you've got a very easy way to generate high damage attacks. So you can charge them, fail 3-up save, which isn't particularly great, and then suddenly you're through, you're taking wounds off.
Yeah.
But they get absolutely ruined by things like Knights. Because you have no way to kill them.
What, you don't think you can kill Knights with the Vaults?
No.
Okay. And Knights are going to be the thing that's on the board all the time.
Even if you say, okay, well maybe I can get through the 24 wounds or with this many guys, they still have a 5+ ignore. They have a strategy which allows them to ignore more wounds for a phase on the 5+.
Yeah.
Which then...
But then you can do that thing you do when they rotate Iron Shields, where you then switch to the next Knight.
But you don't need to rotate... Yeah, you can do. But by that point, it's just like, well, I've already used one big power. And your power's a pretty short range, so you can spread the Knights out pretty well, and then a Knight will just walk up and stab a Tesseract Vault with its sword and it'll die.
Yeah, and it's only taking D6, isn't it?
Well, the Knights do flat 6 damage.
No, I meant D6 more wounds if it explodes. That's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah,
D6 more wounds is nothing. Because I've got 24. It's like, bring on the next one, please.
Yeah.
Because you can fit 3 or 4 Knights in, and if I trade 3 Knights for 3 Tesseract Vaults, 1, that's extremely unlikely, and 2, that's still a favourable trade.
Yeah. So what we're saying is 3 Vaults isn't the answer to 3 Knights.
They're okay in team formats because you can pick and choose what you play them into, but they're not great in singles.
Okay. All right. I was just wondering. It was just interesting. You know, like, do we need the Necron guys to step up and be running this more?
Stop being a pussy and run this list.
Well, like, everything's a dildo if you're brave enough.
Including your microphone.
The guy, if anyone uses the Tesseract Vault as a dildo, they're the bravest person alive.
And that's what I'm trying to say. Maybe the Necron players.
Which pod do you put in first?
You'd have to go to the top first, wouldn't you?
Yeah, but it's all 4 prongs at the same time.
Who'd have thought the conversation would go this way?
How do you get it out there? Hooks?
I don't think you do get it out.
They're going to get stuck in your rectum,
surgically.
man.
All right.
Surgically.
So what about a rate? Did you do a list?
I did do a list, but I gave them
Was it creative?
dynasties, so it's null and void.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, we'll do that next time.
And it wasn't
so,
free.
what would you rate it out of like if you were to include Vaults and go like Vault heavy at say like a 5-game tournament? Yeah. Let's say you took 2 Vaults or max 3. But let's say minimum you got to take 2. How do you think you do at a 5-game tournament of 40k?
3 or 4 wins.
Yeah, I'll go 3.
3 or 4.
It depends on what the matchups are entirely.
Okay. All right. But not forgetting that we're in like a very Knight-heavy game at the minute.
Yeah.
Pre-FAQ.
All right, let's go 2.
2.
2 to 3.
I'll go for 3 because I'm brave.
Okay. Anything's a dildo if you stop being a bitch about it.
Yeah.
Nick, thanks for that. That was really cool. Cool. I really liked it. Plus, they're actually really interesting. But I know I'd like the idea of doing all the Catan powers personally. But
I'm going to get one eventually once Doodar Day's Vault Fund
kicks in.
How far are we into that Vault Fund? Do I know?
I've got a list. I need to accumulate the funds.
I just want to see how much it was.
Yeah, no, I know. I have to add it up.
Yeah.
I have to go through and add up like 8 months of 100 bits and see what the total is. All right. Do you want to do a shout out to all the Necron friends out there, Nick?
We're Necron friends?
Greetings, Necron Overlords.
We'll have our time.
Thoughts and prayers for the FAQ.
All 4 of you.
Necron Warriors down to 10 points, please.
How much is it now?
12.
Oh, come on. 9 points.
All right, 9.
And question, currently, we're, against the 40k list.
Yes, the 40k list.
The 40k list.
Yeah.
You played the 40k list, Tom?
I've got a little rundown of parts of the 40k list in my
Okay. Servitor asks, how would they do against the 40k list?
Bad.
They'd kill all the guard very well, but then the other stuff would just smash.
The smash captains and the Castellans kill you.
Yeah.
Because you can control when the smash captains come down.
Yeah.
So Smash Captain kills one.
You deep strike them, because most of the time you just keep the Smash Captains on the board, but you deep strike them in the
You
scenario.
don't think that they like? Yeah, you lose one. Do you lose the other one to the Knight? Not really.
I watched the Knight easily one-shot Mortarion. You don't get invulnerable save against its missiles, remember?
Yeah, against the shield breakers.
Yeah.
Mm.
Or even you might use the shield breakers on the Deceiver just so it doesn't charge your Castellan.
Okay. All right. So badly is what we're saying.
Yeah.
Badly.
Bad.
That's the answer. Badly. But thankfully, thanks to the FAQ coming out September 42nd, who knows?
Thoughts and prayers.
So yeah, thanks for listening to Honest Wargamer. That was Nick's rundown of the Tesseract Vaults.
Hey.
We've obviously been live on a Thursday on Twitch.tv, so you should watch us and hang out with us. Everyone who's here right now is cool and as hell. Hang out with us. And thanks to everyone on Patreon. Big deal. Everyone on Patreon, I'm gonna start saying it now because it's worth hearing. You guys are actually paying for a website being built in the next 2 months, which is a game-changing website.
It's like better than Bowls and Spiky Bits.
Yes, it was very different to those.
Yes, it's going to have actual content.
Yes, it's going to have actual content. So those guys, so they're paying for that now. So over the next 2 months, I'm going to be eating a lot of jam sandwiches. That's my plan. So big shout out to those guys. That's the first people who've ever heard it. The end of your rundown, Nick.
Oh, right, nice.
So people don't know. Everyone's like, what?
Exciting.
Yeah. So thank you to you guys. Thank you to Nick and Tom. Join us. Thank you to everyone on Twitch who subscribes and joins and talk to us. And that's the end of the podcast. But stay live. We're staying soon. Also, if you're just having a tough hobby day, just chill, man. Like go outside, get some fresh air, get a new paintbrush.
Just think, you could be a Necron player. You've always got it worse.
Like Doa. You know, have you ever watched Caster Doa?
Yeah.
He started playing Necrons.
Did he?
Yeah, he's painting them on stream.
Wow, that's so funny. That was so funny watching someone from a competitive other game system walk into it like a new game system.
Yeah.
Like, right, boys, I'll pick this army, and everyone else was like,
Half the LOL coaches from the EU LCS are starting.
Are they?
Yeah.
All right.
So you got Draco starting, you got Yamato starting.
And they're all going to suck compared to us.
I'm gonna just come up like smash Mr. Memby.
Yeah, I can't wait for them to see what that's like. Right, so I'm going to start the new show, and welcome. Welcome to the Honest Wargamer. My name's Rob. I'm your host for the Honest Wargamer. Host of the Honest Wargamer. This is it. It's live on a Thursday, and it's been. Did you? And it's been. We're live on Twitch on a Thursday. It's quite late. We're doing. Tom is about to start a rundown about Imperial Knights.
Night households.
Night households.
But aren't
specifically.
Tyrannus.
Yeah, we're doing some list tech. I'm joined by obviously Nikos as well. Nick, hi.
Hi there.
Hi. Thanks to everyone on Patreon and Twitch who helps do the show. We've got some new Patrons recently, not including Servitor, who's currently in the chat. There's a lot of Dionysus in the chat. There's a bunch of Patrons in the chat.
I'm here.
Nick is here. We have a fella called you, Dayton Obrey, also has become a patron recently, as well as Kim Bartlett. So big shout out to Kim Bartlett. No. What is it when you're related? No relation of President Bartlett. That's too long. Hashtag the West Wing. Right. So that's all of the stuff. You guys, by the way, sometimes when you're like, thanks to the Patreon people, I don't want to sound like, you guys literally make it so we can do this for a living. Yeah. So you're helping me fulfill a dream. So that's pretty cool of you.
Mad props.
Yeah, mad props. Yeah. If I could hug all of you individually, I would.
Special hugs.
Yeah. Anything for
Do you want to borrow the Necron Anonymous hug machine?
Yes, please.
Does anyone know what the Tesseract Knight is? Is it the Acheron?
What?
Is the Tesseract the Acheron?
No. So the Tesseract Knight chassis is the tall knights from Forge World.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, right. So
the Dominus class chassis is the new plastic kit released by Games Workshop.
Yeah.
So those are different classes.
I need to go through that because we've had a request, so I can do that another time.
Right, no problem.
So,
okay.
But I haven't got the notes for that today, but I can do that for another time if you'd like.
Yeah, the Acheron, the Atropos, the Lancer, and the Castigator.
Yes. They're in a different book, so I'll have to go through it.
They are in a different book. All right, cool. So, welcome to the show. I hope you're all well. And Tom, what are you doing your show on today and why?
I'm doing my show today on 3 night households that aren't Tyrannus.
And why are you deciding?
Because the night book is very deep in terms of how many... So normally you just have like a late Ockham and maybe you take Ulfway or Raven Guard or maybe you take Ultramarines. But night book is very deep in terms of how many viable traditions you can take.
Yeah.
So you've got...
Would that not be width as opposed to depth?
Width, yeah, that's fine.
I don't know. It's interesting when we use terms on the show.
Yeah.
I'm very interested. Like
I would more say you've got a deep pool of different choices in terms of which how tradition you give your household.
Okay, cool. All right, yeah, good.
So,
I'm like, okay, why are we? Someone at home, I'd be like, I don't know
so
what you mean.
one of these is quite common. One of them is medium common, and one of them is less common.
All right, nice.
So I'm
going
going
to do some show and tell while this is happening. Also, Split MD just became a subscriber on Twitch, which is absolutely amazing. Thank you. You've got big BDE. While we're talking about some nights, I'm going to get some out. You keep talking, Tom.
Do you want me to put the mammoth night over here?
We'll move the big mammoth there. We'll get out some. We'll put some nights on the table.
So the first one I'm going to talk about. I still need to fix this elbow because my model's up didn't come with an elbow. So,
oh really?
No, it didn't come with an elbow.
Which bit? This one?
This bit. So it didn't come with this bit or this bit. Okay. So I've got what I took was a Hive Tyrant heavy venom cannon, cut the kind of cabling off, and I've used that as kind of like wiring. So that looks like it's better stabbing.
I just got to move all of my Warhammer trophies out of the way.
That must take a while.
There's a lot of them, isn't there?
So the first one I'm going to talk about is a medium house.
Yeah.
Which is House Terran. So House Terran is a Questor Imperialis house, and it has a special rule.
Which means it's not a Mechanicum household.
Which means it's not a Mechanicum household.
That was quite interesting in this book that they kind of... Because usually it was just like
two
Space Marines and there's chapters, whereas it's like there's two bits.
Two types of traditions. So there's Imperialis traditions and Mechanicus traditions, and each of those comes with their own different stratagems.
It's effectively because there's night households from Forge Worlds, and there are night households from non-Forge Worlds, and that's usually the difference.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you have this one. Its special rule is you get plus 1d6 for charging and advancing, and then discard the lowest. So if I'm charging, roll 3d6, take away the lowest, or advancing 2d6, take away the lowest.
Oh, so you get on charge as well.
Yep, cool. Which is really, really good. You then have the Warlord trait, which is you can reroll charges for your Warlord, but I wouldn't recommend taking this. So I'd instead take Landstrider. So Landstrider is one of the Warlord traits. It gives you plus 2 to your advance and to your charge moves for all knights within 6 inches.
Is it all knights within 6?
I believe so, yeah. I'm going to double check. I'll double check it though, because it is busted.
I can get my codex out.
Yeah, you get your codex out and double check it for me.
Okay.
So it's very, very good. And then you can take the relic. So they have access to the Questor Imperialis relics, because they're a Questor Imperialis tradition. So you can take the helm. I've picked out a few of those. So you've got the Helm of the Nameless Warrior.
Helm of the Nameless Warrior?
So that's plus 1 to hit in the fight phase. So if you've got something that normally hits on -1, you can compensate for that with a +1.
Okay, good. I don't like that, but yes.
And then the Terran Relic's a bit shit, in my opinion. So it's called Thunder of Voltaris, which is a replacement for a battle cannon. It's 72-inch range, heavy 2d6, strength 9, AP -2, damage d3.
Are you able to give those relics to those Cerastus knights? Like, obviously not the battle cannon because that's a weapon, but like the +1 to hit is.
I believe you can make them a character, yeah, because you can put them in the same detachment.
Wow.
So you might as well do that. But the reason I think it's kind of crap is because you don't really want to be taking a battle cannon knight in here unless you're taking one Crusader.
This is in House Terran.
Yeah, you can take one Crusader.
And what's a Crusader again? Because I do get confused by the name.
So that's for the battle cannon and then an extra.
So the two big guns.
Yeah.
The Avenger Gatling cannon and the.
Oh, that could be the Warden, but I don't know.
That's the two guns.
Yeah. All the two guns.
All right.
So yeah, I wouldn't recommend that because I don't think it's necessarily the best way to build Terran. So it has access to all the Imperialis stratagems, so I picked out a few good ones again.
Yeah.
And my favourite one here is Valiant Last Stand, which is 2 command points. So you basically, on death, you get to make an instant shooting attack or instantly fight as if you had 1 wound left. So what you can do is you can preemptively use a stratagem called Machine Spirit Resurgent, which allows you to act on full profile as well in that turn if you think your knight's going to die. And that way when you die, you get to fight as normal again. So you're just fighting again as a knight effectively when you die. You have things like Sally Forth, which is one I was talking about when I was watching your video from the stream, which is for 3 command points. You can take a Questoris, so a Gallant-sized knight, and or an Omega class, and outflank it. So you can put it in reserve, and it comes on inside 6 inches of the board edge, but outside 9 inches of an enemy unit.
Right.
But then you also get to roll 3d6 for your charge, taking away the lowest one. If it's your wall, I think that's Crast. That's a different warlord trait. So, and then you have Devastating Reach as well, which is another really, really good stratagem for close combat knights.
Yeah.
Which allows you to effectively increase your combat range to 2 inches away from you and 6 inches vertically. So you can grab something off a ledge.
Oh, nice.
So, effectively, this is the close combat multiple attacks. Yep,
Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah,
So, Landstrider is busted.
Why is Landstrider busted?
2+2 to your charge and advance rolls for all units within 6 inches of your warlord.
Wow.
It's really, really good.
Yeah, so a knight army of gallants with that.
Running across the board.
Really amazing.
Advancing 2d6, picking the highest.
Yeah.
Charging 3d6, picking the 2 highest. And adding 2 to each of those rolls. Plus you can use a stratagem called Full Tilt, which is 2 command points, and allows you to advance and charge.
Wow.
So you're zooming across the board.
It's even better on the Cerastus Knights. I know obviously you guys are talking about like the plastic Games Workshop ones.
Yeah.
I have all of them, and I've got and I know that the resin ones from Portugal didn't get much love. But
No.
I just deal with, they're movement 16
Yeah.
base.
Really fast.
Movement 14 base as opposed to movement 12. So they're like
Move
super
22
fast.
inches and then you charge 34 with a +2.
Wow.
Yeah. So, but also with Full Tilt, it's worth noting, you use Full Tilt at the start of the charge phase. So you don't even have to use... So the Eldar stratagem is declare it as the unit advances. This one, you can roll all the advances, see which one went the furthest, and then use it.
Okay.
To make sure that you've got the best chance with those. So the way I would run Terran is you're basically having lots of gallanty boys, is what I've written down.
Gallant.
So basically, they're removing
Gallant.
anything for touch. So the specific stratagem for Terran is called Glory and Honor. It's 3 command points, and effectively you can make a unit fight again, but not immediately. So it's just make it fight again in the fight phase.
Right.
So it is worth noting. So you can fight with it, and then your opponent can interrupt, and then you can fight again. So it's like a separate.
So it's not at the
declaration.
end?
No.
Okay.
It's not immediately either. It's just a separate declaration.
Okay.
So you get to. So if you've got a gallant, you fight, do your feat, 15 attacks, hitting on 2s. You then do another 15 attacks, hitting on 2s. You then die, another 15 attacks, hitting on 2s.
Wow.
So you can really, or even you just chop something up.
So do you think we could make a melee knight list very easily?
Yeah, 100%. So I would even say you could charge a gallant into 3 knights if you wanted to, and chop up all 3 of them.
Wow.
If you also activated Machine Spirit Resurgent at the start of the turn. So that is, at the start of the turn, you pick a knight and it operates on full profile for the rest of the turn.
So with the idea that because the Knight Atropos is a great shout for that.
Yeah.
Because although he might be a Mechanicum Knight as opposed to a Questoris Knight, which does.
Well, it depends on the tradition. So what I'm saying is, if you charge the gallant in to a bunch of guys, you hit first, 5 attacks, hitting on 2s, doing 6 damage each time you wounding on 2s.
Yeah.
Vroom, through 1. Your opponent interrupts, hits you. Let's say you get lucky and you don't die, or you take out the gallant and they're the Crusader that's hitting you. You then go again, vroom, and then the next knight gets you or something, then you vroom will be hit on death.
Wow.
So even if he does kill you, that's 2 knights dead.
So and this is for a Questoris Knight as opposed to a Mechanicum Knight.
This is Questor Imperialis.
Questor
So there's Questor Imperialis and there's Questor Mechanicus.
Yes, it's just because the Atropos is a Questor Mechanicus. That's a shame because the Questor he gets a reroll to hit and reroll to wound against
Vehicles.
Titanic models. So that would be amazing.
We're going to get to something.
And also we have the question: could Warglaives become viable in that list?
Viable, yes, but it's just a case of whether or not it's better than having. You could take 2 Warglaives or you could take a gallant.
Right.
Is the only thing.
Yeah.
And I would just always lean towards a gallant because it means you're actually more easily able to access the 6 command points for the super heavy detachment which you get. So knights get 6 command points for a super heavy detachment if they have 3 bigger knights. So it's
I hear you,
just one of
brother.
those.
Right.
Just one of those things. So the next one is more popular. So this one's House Raven. So House Raven is you suffer no penalties for advancing and firing assault weapons. Also, in a turn in which a unit advances, all of its weapons are treated as assault weapons.
Okay.
So Helverins have a heavy stubber on top of their heavy weapons. So if you move them around, they'll be -1 to hit, but if you advance them, they're not -1 to hit anymore. So basically, you only get the bonus for actually advancing. So it's a bit of a weird interaction, but anyway.
That is a weird interaction.
Yeah, so just advance your Armiger Helverins even if they're not moving.
All the time.
It's like wave serpents.
Okay.
Yeah. The Warlord trait is +1 to your armor save against wounds caused by AP -1, so effectively you ignore AP -1.
I'm going to be just checking for an FAQ while you're doing that. You guys keep going.
Yeah.
I'm just going to check an FAQ.
Yeah, it's fine, you go for it.
What, the FAQ or a FAQ?
No, not the FAQ. I know we got all excited
that's
then.
fine.
No.
What are you checking
No, just
for,
for the
mate?
knights. I'm just checking the Cerestus Knights because I think we might be able to talk about some of them.
Yeah,
as well.
we can definitely go through this. The Relic, so this is a Questor Mechanicus tradition.
Yep.
Okay.
So you can take some different things. So you can take something called Mark of the Omnissiah, which is you heal a wound per turn, so you've got like living metal.
Yeah.
But when you do, you roll a dice, and if you get a 6, you get to heal D3 instead.
Okay.
Which is really, really nice.
What's that, a Warlord trait, you say?
That's a relic.
Oh, that's a relic.
Questor Mechanicus relic. You have the Helm of Dominatus. So you pick a unit within 24 inches, and your Armigers get +1 to shoot at it.
Oh, that's okay.
Which is alright.
That's okay.
Not bad if you're running a horde of Armigers.
Yeah.
For giggles. And then you've got the popular one, which is called Call's Wrath. So Call's Wrath is a replacement for a Plasma Decimator, which you only get on, what's the big knight called? Castellan.
Castellan, yeah.
So that is a big plasma cannon that is 48-inch range, strength, heavy 2d6, strength 8, AP -4, damage 2, and then you can overcharge it to give it +1 strength, so strength 9, and +1 damage, so damage 3. And then, but you take a mortal wound each roll of a 1, but you've got 28 wounds, so you're probably okay. And then the Raven Relic is pretty trash, so it's reroll hit rolls of 1 in the fight phase for Raven models within 6 inches. And you don't want to be in the fight phase because everything else in this is geared to shooting. So the stratagems that you have access to the Questor Mechanicus stratagems. So the big one is the Raven stratagem, and it's called Order of Companions. So for 2 command points, you reroll 1s, and that's not just 1s to hit, that's 1s to wound, that's 1s for damage rolls, and that's wounds for rolls made when determining random numbers of shots. So if I were to roll 2 dice for my Call's Wrath Plasma Decimator, roll a 6 and a 1, I can reroll the 1.
Okay.
And then if I do damage, D3, roll a 1.
So this stratagem's basically built for the Castellan.
It's built for the Castellan, pretty much.
Because you're maximising, because it's got all the guns in the world.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You still have access to Machine Spirit Resurgent. You've got access to the Oathbreaker Guidance System, which is 2 command points, so you can take a Shieldbreaker missile and fire it at the character you can't see.
So that's probably, if you're going to do that, you probably want that Raven.
Well, here's the thing.
You get 3 rerolls to 1.
Yeah, because you could do 1 wound to it. Because it's damage D6.
Okay.
So you can just snipe a character out. And so the way that Raven works is it doesn't really reward you in taking multiple knights. So it's a good way to plug and play in one big shooty knight.
With Raven?
With Raven. So you take the Castellan, you give it Call's Wrath as a relic, if you want to. It'll ignore AP -1 as well. And then you're getting this big shooty knight with reroll 1s for everything. And then
is that on only a Dominus class knight?
No.
On any knight?
Any knight. It's just a stratagem. I believe it could be just Dominus. Actually.
Just double check.
I'll double check it. But either way, you're only going to be using it on a Dominus class knight, in my opinion, because
because that would be really good on my Porphyron.
Oh, it could be.
And Hermanista in the chat.
Yeah. So here it is. So use a stratagem at the start of your shooting phase. Pick a House Raven model from your army until the end of the phase. That's the only qualifier.
Wow.
Any House Raven model.
So my Dominus would be able to go kick dick.
Yeah.
Not my Dominus, sorry, my Porphyron.
Yep. There you go.
Wow. That's a stratagem, not right?
Yeah, stratagem. 2 command points.
Only 2 command points?
Only 2 command points.
How many shots does the Porphyron have?
I'll get his stats out while you guys carry on.
Yeah. This is the thing. So Hermanista was saying that if the Castellan becomes crap, you can just replace it with Porphyron, which is effectively quite similar, really. It's like Cronus and Talos. If they nerf Talos but don't nerf Cronus, there's a problem.
So he has 2 las cannons.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which is fine. And then he
fine.
Which is fine. And then the 2 twin magma las cannons are heavy 2d3. So he's obviously got 2 of them.
Here's the thing: if you roll a 1 on either of those d3s, so that's a 1 or a 2 because it becomes a 1, you can re-roll it.
Wow. Okay. Heavy 2d3. So it's heavy 4d3, strength 12, -3, and just does a flat 6 damage.
Boom.
Boom. He's got 2 of them.
Boom.
Which is pretty cool.
You kill 2 vehicles with this strategy.
You think you kill, what, with 2 command points, you'd kill
2 vehicles.
Wow.
Because you're firing 2d3 shots, which you're doing damage 6, and you can't roll a 1 without re-rolling it.
Wow.
You kill 2 vehicles.
Yeah.
Not a problem.
And he also hits on 2s.
Yeah, and you re-roll to hit. Everything.
Yeah.
And
With
then
the
you
stratagem?
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
'cause
re-roll
re-roll
1s to hit,
ones,
to
yeah.
wound, to damage, and to number of shots.
Wow. Oh, boys, he's getting painted up.
Yeah, you go. Get your
And then not played for a year, but I'll spend a year painting him up.
When the FAQ drops, you paint him up.
Yeah,
Be
yeah,
ready
yeah.
to go. Be ready to go.
Just have knights
See ya.
as your Sunday army.
Huh?
Just have knights as your Sunday army.
Yeah, wow. Although Hermanista says it's essentially 600 points a minute for the Castellan versus 900 points for the Proferon.
Yeah.
Roughly. 700 points.
Yeah.
So, but if he goes up, so if the
Castellan.
Castellan goes up and you're not able to regenerate command points, you might as well shunt that 108 points to the guard to Proferon, which puts you at roughly...
You still need to get those command points, because you'll spend 10 command points. It's fewer than you would spend with the Castellan, because at the Castellan you're spending command points on the Oathbreaker guidance systems as well for the Shieldbreaker missiles.
But if you were having knights and you had 2 more normal-sized knights, you get 6 command points for a super heavy.
Yeah.
So you'd have 9.
So you'd need to run 1 big shooting knight, and then you'd need to run...
which would be the Proferon.
I'm assuming
2 gallants.
What Hermanus is saying is you can run 1 detachment for a Raven and super heavy auxiliary, and then take a big detachment for the for Terran Gallants.
Yeah.
If you wanted to.
Okay, cool.
So basically, this just lends itself very well to adding. If you want to add 1 knight into your army, if you want to add a shooting knight, you can take Raven.
And that's the suggestion, realistically.
That's the suggestion, really.
Yeah, take House Raven.
Now, if you want to add 1 close combat knight,
Always do. The Knight Lancer.
you can take House Crast.
House Crast.
So House Crast
Okay.
its special rule is reroll to hit.
I do want 1 shooting knight, by the way, though.
There's your
You've convinced me.
Yeah, there you go. You like that.
I'm
You
in.
like that. You're all in on
When
that.
you said you could kill
Order
2
of
vehicles at a
Companions.
time, I was like,
No problem.
yes.
I'm there.
So-
Unless it's Tesseract Vaults because of the invulnerable save, but
Everyone's got invulnerable save.
unless you've got a null zone sorcerer just going straight over the top.
You won't kill Quantum Shielders, Necron vehicle.
No, you wouldn't actually. The quantum shielding will ruin you.
Never will.
I am robot.
Well, it's the roll underneath, and you're just like, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Have it,
Right.
lads. So, the Warlord trait is reroll to hit rolls of 1 for your Warlord, and a main rule is reroll all to hit rolls in first round of combat. But you won't need the Warlord trait, because you're going to take 1 Gallant, and that's all you're taking as a super heavy auxiliary. Now you're taking a relic, so you can take Request on Mechanicus relics. You have the Headsman's Mark, which is the specific Crast relic, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
So this one is, you get +1 damage for attacks made against enemy units containing a model with 10 or more wounds, or +2 damage against Titanicus.
+2 damage against Titanicus.
So you take a Gallant, and the Gallant...
Wait, is this a Gallant only thing?
Well, no. It's a thing for House Crast. It's a Crast relic. So, and this is why I'm saying take the Gallant, because you go in with the Gallant, you use your Reaper Chainsword.
And you replace the Reaper... So the relic, does it replace the Reaper Chainsword?
No, I don't believe so.
Does it replace
I think it's just a
anything?
relic.
Oh,
So
right,
it's just
nice.
+1 to damage against things with a 10 wound model in them, and +2 against Titanicus stuff. So you keep it in the back. You then run across the board.
Yeah.
You punch something with your Gallant. You're hitting on 2s, re-rolling 1s because of your Warlord trait.
Okay, but I'm doing the Lancer, but yeah, we're both doing
there
it,
you
yeah.
go. There you go.
Yeah, I'm
So-
hitting
well,
on
it's
two.
-1 with that. So
No,
that's
that's the
threes.
Thunderstrike Gauntlet you're doing the Reaper
Oh,
Chainsaw.
so you name a chainsaw.
Yeah.
I'm hitting on
Chainsaw.
3s re-rolling because I've got a Lance.
Well, you're re-rolling to hit anyway because of your chapter house, your
Right,
tradition. So you're re-rolling first round of combat. So you're hitting 5 times. You're then wounding on your strength 14. So you are wounding Titanicus stuff on 3s, or 2s if you're a Vault. Are you Titanicus?
Yes.
Here you go.
Pretty sure.
And then when you go through, you're AP -3, and you're normally damage 6, but because you're hitting against a Titanicus thing with the Headsman's Mark, you are damage 8.
Oh, okay.
That's nice.
So, but my shot lance is strength +6.
Okay, so what's the stats of this Lancer?
14
So-
on the charge.
Strength 14 on the charge.
Well, strength 14 in
Yep.
combat.
Yeah.
-4, flat 6 damage.
I'm going to be flat 8 damage against Titanicus stuff, and flat 7 against a unit with a model with 10 or more wounds in it.
Blipper Rooney.
Yeah, it's alright.
I want to do that.
Yeah, it's good. So that's the Huntsman's the Headsman's Mark. So
And that's my Warlord trait.
No, that's your relic.
It's my relic.
So your Warlord trait is reroll 1s to hit.
Well, I already reroll failed hit rolls, so I'll probably take something else.
Yeah, you take Land Strider. So you can go really fast.
Yes! These guys already moved 14.
You don't even need a Warlord trait, even if you're rerolling normally, because you're only being in combat once anyway. Or even if you're using the feat, so the feat will do D3 plus 2 damage.
Wow.
That's
really
not bad
cool.
at all.
I do like the imagery of knights fighting knights with their feet, because I just imagine them like running along
Just
like
high
2
jump
foot.
like Chuck Norris straight across.
Just kicking them.
Yeah. It's like every episode of Hunter Texas Ranger.
It makes me want to get the kicking knight
Walker
out that I've
Texas
got.
Ranger. There you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah, the kicking knight's the best knight.
There
Like
you go.
kicking backwards, isn't it?
So,
Yeah.
there you go. So your knight isn't even there to necessarily carry games. It's literally just in there in case you fight other knights lists. So you can run across the board and just womp a knight.
Yeah, one per knight and then blow up.
The problem is you're not Imperialis, which means you can't fight again on death. If you could, you just womp 2 knights, no problem. But so if you can split the knights up, you just go straight across the board, smack it in the head. No issues.
Also, we're getting. Also, Hermanus is saying your lancers rerolling hits and wounds on the charge though. No, you only reroll hits, buddy. But
Can you give this guy to the guy with the laser cutter?
so Atropos is a Mechanica, is a House Mechanicum
Yeah.
model. So
Where-
that's a Questoris.
So you can't take it. You can't take it as an Imperialis then. Can
What?
you not take it as a Questor Imperialis tradition?
You can for the Lancer, but you can't for the Atropos because he.
Okay.
Oh no, wrong. He is Questor Imperialis.
There you go. So there you go. So you can take that as Terran, which is the first one we spoke about, which has the stratagem that allows you to fight again. So rather than getting the +2 for one epic round of rolling dice and killing it in one go, you get to have 2 goes.
Nice. And he does reroll to hit and to wound.
There you go.
Yeah, nice. And his strength 14 in close combat.
There you go. So the 14 doesn't matter compared to 16 so much when you're rerolling to wood.
No.
So it does
He's
really
also
help you.
movement 14.
Yeah.
And he has a
And then he can advance 8 inches.
Yeah, and he has he also has a just 5 up invulnerable save in close
Then
combat.
he can charge 3d6, picking the 2 highest +2.
And you can hit him, and then he can fight back.
And then he can tear him so he can fight again, and then when he dies he can fight again.
God, did they make knights good?
Yes! We spoke about this last week.
No, we spoke about just the shooty ones with some stratagems. I meant my Forge World knights, the real knights, tall boys, not short boys,
lanky boy.
Yeah, I wanted to know if the lanky boys are good, and
Lanky
apparently,
boys are good.
wow, Tom, can you make me two lanky boy lists?
Yes,
Yeah, perfect.
yes. I've got the book, so I can do it myself.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Amazing.
So you can also use the stratagems that Crass has access to. So it has the old ones we've spoken about, which are Machine Spirit Resurgent, and it has Chain Sweep, which is a bit crappy anyway, and Devastating Reach. But it has Controlled Aggression. So using the fight phase before choosing a House Crass unit to fight with, each 6 to hit becomes 2 hits instead of 1, or 3 hits if you're fighting against Chaos units.
Woo!
So let's say you've got your Gallantry, you're walking up to a Chaos unit, and you roll 5 times to hit. You roll 4 6s and a 1, and when you reroll a 1, it becomes a 6. You just hit 15 times with a weapon that does 8 damage.
Wowzer.
It doesn't happen, but it could.
But it could.
50-50.
With your feet.
Yes,
isn't it?
that's right. Yes, Tom's got the maths on now.
It's better with your feet though, right?
Oh yeah, with your feet it's
Yeah.
really good. Because you can actually start clearing stuff. Plus, because you've got the plus... you won't have a +1 damage because you haven't got a model of 10 or more in it. It's just good for clearing away disgusting resilient stuff, as you did, but never mind. So the build for this is effectively you just take one big combat knight. It isn't something you build your army around, but it's really funny just to lob them at something, and it will die.
Yes,
It's
it
just,
will.
It's just the close combat version of Crass. You can make an argument for taking Terran instead, but if you want something that's a little bit different.
I'm literally sat here like super excited. I'm talking with the chat about writing lists that you're currently talking about. As
I haven't
like,
written
this
it.
rundown. This rundown's
You just want to use your cool knights.
This rundown's just exciting me now. I'm just like, this is great. So I can be doing. I potentially can just be like womping chaos units.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I like that. I can get a super shooty unit.
Yeah.
Great.
And then not only to mention these ones that we've spoken about, you've got Tyrannus that allows you to get back up again after you've finished.
But that's Nick's favourite.
That's my favourite too.
So of those 3 that we've spoken about, which have you got 2 that you really like, or is there like one of the 3 that
I
you
think
really
there are a
like?
lot that are cool. I always take Tyrannus, personally.
Yeah.
But I think Terran is super underrated. I think we should see more Terran representation. I think
Why?
just because I think that it allows you to clear so much stuff. because now you've got the ability to get into someone's face pretty easily because you're Questor Imperialis, plus you can fight so many times.
Okay.
You're basically just guaranteeing kill lots of stuff as soon as you get in. It's not really like
The Raven one.
Also,
No, that's not the Raven one.
Raven is
That's
the shooty one.
Raven
Krast is the hero one.
Yeah.
Terran is the
Mad shooting one.
yeah.
Mad
Krast just has a
mad
cool.
fighting one.
Krast just has a cool relic,
Right.
effectively. And Terran is the mob charging. Krast is the individual champion charging. Raven is the shooting one. Terranus is the resilient one. You have a lot of different household traditions, and most of them have uses.
Nice.
So however you want to run your knights, you can do it. It's a really versatile book, and I really like it.
Yeah, that's completely fair. Like, what's really nice about it as well, like in a I imagine a Nintendo by Games Workshop way is with the same kind of models realistically. Like I put Prefer on the list, and yes, it's a super expensive model. Don't get me wrong. But I put him in the list with some little tiny shooter boys, you know, some Helverins. Then I've got a really cool looking shooty army.
Yeah.
But then in order to still be a knight player, I can just get one Lancer boy, or an Atropos, and then some little tiny like chainsaw dudes or like another short boy, and I've still got an awesome fighting force. Like obviously, probably the best idea is the mix.
Yeah.
But
yeah, not to mention also with the Questo Imperial Mechanicus Knights, you've got the Benevolence and Machine God, which is what I was talking about with the Mortal Wounds and the Tesseract Vaults. So you can ignore Mortal Wounds for a phase of 5+, which is really, really nice. You've got our Darkest Hour for Tyrannus, which is get back up again, but there's one I'm trying to find, which is, there we go. Noble Sacrifice, and it's an Imperial Knight stratagem, so everyone can use this. So use this stratagem before rolling to see if an Imperial Knights model from your army explodes. If it's an Armiger or a Questoris class model, it explodes on a 4+. If it's a Dominus class, it explodes if either you roll 2 dice on a 4, and if either of them are a 4+, it blows up. If both of them are a 4+, it explodes 3d6. So just
Mega boom.
Mega boom. Mega boom. Middle one's 4+,
I like that
2d6 inch, d6 mortal wound boom. Same as Tesseract Vaults.
nice.
Loads of good stratagems. There's 2 pages of excellent stratagems in this book. This is why you're running with guards, so you get all the command points, so you can use all the cards.
But even without all the command points, because obviously all the cool strats are really great.
I like hit the heat when I took my knights. I didn't feel like I needed the like the guard command point battery. I had 10 every game apart from my first one because I didn't realise I had an extra 3, so I had 7 for my first game and then 10.
Yeah,
and that was plenty.
Well, you don't need them because they're all really useful, but it's a case of you have it's like you have a Swiss Army knight.
Yeah,
you have a stratagem for every situation.
Yeah,
it's really, really good. I mean, some of them are in Imperialis, so you have to think about what you need, and some of them are in Quest or Mechanicus. So again, if you think there's going to be lots of mortal wounds, probably take a Mechanicus thing. If you think you're going to be wanting to kill stuff really, really fast, take an Imperialis thing.
I'm so in. I'm going to be writing knight lists all day, and then
you're playing Harlequins.
I am, and then I'll be playing them next year.
You're already prepping.
I can finally do the transfers. It's nice knowing that, like, I like it. The Harleys are still my true love.
We can have a serious night fight night with like Hearthstone cards. Just on the
Yes.
sides of a table.
Oh, we can have another good fight. Well, we haven't had a night fight night
in a while
since the stratagems have been back.
No.
So maybe that needs to be on the cards.
Night fight night, nights on steroids.
Yeah, nights on steroids. We don't
have a
have
grudge
any of the new
against
boy
Hellstone.
knights though. That's the issue. We do need the new boy knights.
I've got a Castellan. I've not built
nice.
it yet though.
Okay, all right. Well, maybe that we
won't buy Tesseract Vaults. We'll buy a Castellan.
Huh?
Doesn't matter. I'm just being mean. Sad.
I don't want. Dionysus is going to play his friend who's got loads of Forge World Knights this weekend. He says, I want to try 3 flyers against him, hoping to hem them in for a turn and move block them, which is quite clever.
They can't fight flyers, can they?
You can heroic intervene them. You can't
But you
strike
can't fight
against them. No, but you can get into combat with them, you just can't hit them.
Yeah.
So you can make your knights characters when you take the detachments.
Mm-hmm.
So if your knight's a character and something charges and there's a flyer within 3 inches of your knight, you can walk up and just clip it. You can't hit it, but you can get into combat with it.
That's clever.
Didn't do anything.
No. Wow.
If only you could use what's it called? The stratagem that I had.
It's really fun. So here's the suggestion, and I don't know if this might be something that we do.
I didn't even talk about rotate.
That we do in the next couple of months. But for me, because we work above the bar, Right, well, that's where the show is.
Under
right
Warhammer
now.
World.
I don't know. No, sorry. Yeah, underneath Warhammer World. But like in Nottingham, centrally.
It's like a hive city.
I definitely can put an event on here for about 20 people, like at the studio. And we could live stream the whole thing. So we could do, I think we should do a one-dayer night-only tournament.
Have you seen those old mini wargaming battles that have like 150,000 point apocalypse?
Yeah.
We could do that around the bar with knights.
Yeah, but that's like, that's not, yes, we could also do that.
Yeah, that's a
but
different thing.
I think the idea of running a night-only tournament should be like, first thing we do is the Honest Wargamer event system. Because that could be, and we could even design, because it would only be a one day, so 3 games, but we could design a mission pack that's only
night-specific mission.
Night-specific mission pack. It could be quite fun. That'd be fun. Do you think, Tom?
Yeah,
Would you
it's
go
like
to
a jousting.
would you go to a night-only tournament?
If we run it, yeah, because it'd be awesome.
Yeah, that's damn right. Yeah. I mean, fucking, you're so on message there. That was real good work. Tom can write the list as long as it's a melee-based. Yes.
There you go. We have a bunch of lists. Everyone donates for nights, and they just randomly select a list out.
Oh,
of the pile.
maybe, yeah. Like, no, I love the idea of bringing it, because then you'll be the best night player. You'd be the best night player there, Tom.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, night fight, but instead it's night fight the tournament.
Night fight day.
Yeah.
Night fight day.
Night fight.
Nights fight day.
Day by
Nights fight
day
day.
by night.
Day fights nights.
We'll call it Night Fight 20
Night-
because there's 20 people there.
Splinter
Never mind,
MD,
there,
I'd like to fly to
there,
the
that's
UK
reference
just
gone.
for that.
There you
All right, we'll try and work it out. Would we need loads of? I mean, we could have. Would we need loads of terrain?
No, because
Well,
we
you
want no
raised
terrain,
terrain.
so we can just run around.
You want some?
It'll be like
You want
X-Wing.
some rocks?
You want
Have some craters and make it like
Yeah.
X-Wing.
Yeah.
It's fine.
If you do that, I'll buy the Necron Knight thingy after all, says Dionysus. Dionysus could fly over and just use, maybe it could just be super heavies only or something.
Yeah.
So no, obviously there'll be no Orc players here. bless him.
The prize can be one of Rob's Halverins sprayed gold because he thinks they're shit. Trophy, there you go.
That's the trophy.
Yeah.
One gold Helverin.
Gold sprayed Halverin. There you go.
I love you. This all sounds like Heath Ledger film that he should have won an Oscar for. He should have won an Oscar for all the films. Tom, that was really cool. Thank you. Thanks for making me excited about the toys I already own.
Yay.
Yeah.
Save money, kids.
Save money, kids. Buy Knights. They're the most expensive toys.
Don't buy Stompers, they're shit.
Currently.
Yes. I hope they get better at it.
But
too.
after the FAQ and the errata for the FAQ.
And all of our thoughts and
And
prayers.
the chapter approved.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And after the FAQ. And then final quick question for the pair of you. The FAQ coming out from Games Workshop. Obviously, next time we go next week, by the time we go live, it will be into October. So it should be out. My question is, will there be, see if you can future guess, will there be an errata for the FAQ? And if so, how long will that be?
December, chapter approved.
I think the day after there'll be an errata.
I think there'll be a errata for the FAQ before the FAQ drops. It's just like Space Wars. That's how it's going to work.
I too think there will be an errata for the FAQ done the next day.
Is anyone going to watch the stream that they're probably going to do to introduce why they did the stupid things they did?
I hope they do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I like them though. I would like to. I don't know about the legality of it because that's my issue. But React videos.
Oh, we can do. So long as it's transformative in nature, we're fine.
Yeah, so I would quite like to take the footage from the live stream they do where they talk about why they've done the things.
We can cut
and
out
then
the
just
boring
kind of
bits.
pause it and go, what? But then get like a granddad on with me who's like, what the
So long as we cut out the bits where we're not reacting to anything or something, or we play a little bit of a clip and then we react to it. It's like H3 videos.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I don't know if it's legal,
It'll be fine.
but we'll work it out. And if it is, we'll do it because it'll be. Really
We'll hold
fun.
it until the EU stops banning memes. And then
Yes, and then
we'll
with
go.
the EU, well, the EU will stop banning memes, but then we won't be in the EU, but then we won't be able to afford electricity to run the show. So
That's a good point. Yes.
it's just we've got
I'll
problems.
tell you what. We'll get a generator and we'll start charging it up now,
Yeah,
and that'll be ready
yeah,
to go.
pedal power.
Yeah, we'll all have little pedal cycles.
We'll have while we're streaming,
Under
we
the
have
desk.
John on a bicycle, just
Drawing, and pedaling. If everyone's been listening, you've done really great. Nick, you've been wonderful. Twitch chat, you've been amazing. Thanks to everyone on Patreon and Twitch who help us literally do this show. So you guys are wonderful. We get lovely messages all day long from people. Let me just read out this email we had from Kim. Hey dude, thanks for all the content. Had to play. Sorry. It's not loads, but I've got loads to do, and I sell all my shit just to get enough dollar dues to buy some Imperial Knights. You know how it is. Keep doing what you're doing and being awesome, and I'll keep watching as I live the dream of a wife, kids, and mortgage whilst fantasising about being in Nottingham, home of Robin Hood and Warhammer. I'm not really a competitive tournament player, more of a painter and collector nonetheless. I probably listen to your voice every day, which is fucking creepy.
In your sleep,
I also now feel the tournament pool, so who knows what the future holds. So, like, just if you're out there listening and like it's making your day better, like the Patreon guys help, like you guys are paying for those guys to have a better time. So thank you for you, and thank you to everyone on Twitch, because
I've still got the Plague Bearer Tactica in the bank.
Oh, nice! Don't worry, we got it.
Yeah.
All right, IDI UK, it's in there. Don't worry.
I don't think we're going to hit this epic either. I think we'll be all right.
We'll be fine. All right, you guys have been great. You got anything to say to anyone?
You've been great as well, Rob.
I agree.
Don't miss you off the list.
Thanks. But
I'll put your blue balls
it's
away.
easy when you're just having a great time, right? Yeah, when you're hanging out with your mates.
Assuming implying that we're not having a great time.
No, like you know, it's nice. I mean, the only thing about today that's been a bummer is how disappointed I was with the mini codexes, because I was excited about reading them. And
I was disappointed as well.
Yeah,
I'm disappointed the FAQ still hasn't dropped, as you may have been able to tell from my Twitter feed.
But you pumped me up with the night.
There we go.
And I also also kind of want to see 3 volts flying around and being like,
what, so you can run up to them, charge them with a chain?
I think it's less. I quite like it, Nick. I'm in.
No, I'm not.
You've convinced me.
Well, be a Necron player then.
No, thank you. I'm a Harlequin player for the next year.
All right. So this year's Harlequins, next year's Knights, and then the year after Vaults.
No, Tom really did get me with the Suicide Squad rundown.
Oh, okay.
Like,
Death Guard.
Death Guard.
So year 4.
Huh?
Year 4 will be Vaults.
I know what I'm doing until I'm 45.
They'll have extended the lore to Warhammer 50,000.
Yeah.
And Vaults will no longer be a thing.
I'll be there painting up models. You're right. Rob, that army's not in the game anymore. It's like, it's the plan!
It's been Tomb Kings.
Can't deviate.
Night Hook and Pin. Apparently don't look at the Bobo WhatsApp. So I don't something's happened there.
Not in it.
So,
it's clashing with London GT though, apparently.
It is, but it's not a problem because no one who plays Age of Sigmar is going to go to the LGT.
I'm going to go to the LGT and rack up my yearly prize pool.
Yeah,
because that's all I win these days.
Because you'll be on your own.
Good prizes.
Huh? Yeah, no, but what I'm saying is if you want an easy victory, be the default player at the Age of Sigmar event for
I could play both.
LGT.
Yeah,
I play 40k and then I just sign in as
sign in.
Sign in.
Age of Sigmar player over here. This is me.
I win all of the prizes.
First, second, and third. Tom Layton.
It's most sporting.
There's
best army. It's going to be the worst.
There's zero chance. Because I got asked by Zach to possibly be the TO for the Age of Sigmar event. Yeah, that's really nice. That's real fun. That'd be cool. And then it was like same weekend as Bobo. I was like,
then you listened to the podcast and you talked about the terrain. And it was like, no,
no,
I'm not going to Bobo, man. I've got to go to the LGT.
Yeah, people will be going to LGT for 40k, I imagine.
Right.
But we'll see what sort of backlash they caused from last year. Like that. I think would be interesting or to see if people vote with their feet. Like if all the opinions online and everything else. I think that's going to be a fascinating benchmark for Warhammer players at tournaments and what they decide to do.
There's already one player that's not coming to the LGT that was last year.
Oh shit, because he's not allowed! Tom, you just made a joke! You just called Alice Harrison a dick and it was brilliant!
He's a mate of mine, he's also a dick.
Right,
he's a mate, but he's a dick.
Goodbye everyone on Twitch, goodbye to you two.
Goodbye.
See you